is up, guys, and welcome back to Millennial Mancave. It is your boy, Jeff. I'm here solo again today. And if you don't know what the Millennial Mancave is, and it's your first time here at the Millennial Mancave, I'm Jeff Guy. I got my co-host, Chef Tom, who's currently not here. He's been traveling with his family in Jamaica, just got back. The family's a little under the weather, so they're hopefully to be due back soon. What do we do here at the MMC? We do rebuilds, baby. That is our bread and butter. Right now, we are focusing in on Madden 25. We are going to be throwing in some MLB as well, which, of course, just dropped this past month. And then in the past, we've also done a little bit of wrestling, a little bit of NHL. These are our bread and butter. We are growing again. It's been 5 long years since the MMC has been back. We've got a couple videos out now. So if it's your first time here, welcome. Thank you for checking us out. If you like the content, please give us a like, subscribe, stick around, build the MMC fam. We're giving this a second go. We're hoping we can make things happen. However, if you're one of our OGs and you are back watching up the episode, thank you guys again as well for the love and support. We always appreciate you guys coming. We are in the hashtag dad years, as Chef Tom put it. So we are dads now, coming back, doing this in our mid-30s, and having a lot of fun doing it. So thank you for dropping by. What's the goal for today? Well, as we always say it, we love to read all of our comments. We love everybody's feedback. The last one I got from my boy Jack the Lad out in the UK, one of our OGs, was, hey man, I love the Raiders. Can you guys do my Raiders? Jack, I hear you, brother. Here are your Raiders. The MMC's going to try their best, do what they can here with this sim, and try and make some things happen. Now, how do we get started with the sim? We got 7 years, guys. This is a 7-year challenge. We have to win a Super Bowl in that timeline. And we got the Las Vegas Raiders, who, hey, not a bad team. Not a bad team. So, with that, let's take a look at what we're doing here roster-wise, and we'll get this thing rolling and started. So, sit down, put your feet up, enjoy some MMC content, and ride through me with this one as we try and bring this team to a championship. Starting off here, let's go take a look at the depth charts and see what we're working with. We'll try and get through this quick. If you guys can believe it, I actually just shot this whole segment about 20 minutes ago, and I forgot to push record. So, call it the dad years. We're struggling out here, but we're making things happen. All right, getting kicked off to start, the big acquisition for the Raiders this past offseason, bringing in Geno Smith from Seattle. Serviceable quarterback, guys. This is the first time we've done one of these rebuilds where I actually have a quarterback and I don't need to think immediate need to quarterback. It's a nice change. So, 79 overall. I'm pretty sure he still has star depth traits, 11 years, a seasoned veteran. We might be able to get a good couple years out of him, which might change, obviously, the draft strategy. I don't have to take a QB number 1. So this is a nice change. I got Desmond Ridder, obviously, as a backup coming over from Atlanta. And then we got Aiden O'Connell. These are not my guys of the future. They're serviceable backups. When their contracts die, I'm going to get those contracts out of here. Bring in some cheaper guys like my man Kenny Pickett. He's always in there. Heading off to the halfback side, I've got Raheem Mostert, obviously coming in net new as well from Miami. Obviously lost his way with Devin A-Chain, really killing it out there. But he gets an opportunity here. 95 speed. I think he'll be a serviceable halfback for us to get started. We got Zamir White, Amir Abdullah, and Sasir McCormick, who had a pretty good bounce-out season there at the end of the year. Really broke out, showed his worth. Could be a big conversation piece for the Raiders this year. But he does have some steep stuff ahead here in the sim. We'll see what that ends up being for him. I'm not entirely sure. Fullback-wise, they're playing Mayer there right now. You guys know how I feel about fullbacks. We'll end up getting one at some point. However, for now, I'm not overly worried about it. At the wide receiver position, we got Jacoby Meyer. He's our number 1. Obviously, Devontae Adams leaving has left a big hole at the receiver position for this team. This is where I am struggling the most. I think right now, obviously, to help Geno out immediately. Trey Tucker's got great speed. I think he's a great start. We've used him in a couple of our other franchises, maybe a great slot receiver. But we need a good number 2. Harris Marshall here. He is our number 3 guy. I'd like to see him a little bit lower at 4 or 5. Kyle Phillips, DJ Turner. Again, not guys that are really going to move the needle for us. However, tight end position, you got arguably one of the best tight ends in the league and just had his rookie season, Brock Bowers. 88 overall already. He's going to be a great franchise tight end for us. Hopefully he kicks it around, doesn't ask for hundreds of billions of dollars to stay. And then, of course, you got Michael Mayer, who got brought in 2 years ago. Another great tight end as well. Obviously not the same kind of growth, but you know what? As a great backup tight end, he'll get the job done. Left tackle, Colton Miller. You know, you talk franchise left tackles. He's going to be a guy for us. 6 years in the league. Big boy, 87 overall. Hopefully we can lock him down long term. If we can even get the majority of the 7 years, if it goes that long, that'd be great. It does the job that we're looking for. Left guard, we got Jordan Meredith. He's a scheme fit, 3 years in the leagues. Obviously, age is probably pretty well, mid-20s, 75. Maybe we might be able to get some term out of him. I don't know if he's got a depth trait. We'll check here very shortly. But, you know, I think obviously someone who's serviceable and we can use for now. center, right? When you talk big centers coming out of the last draft, it was JPJ, it was Zach Frazier. JPJ obviously landing here with the Raiders. 77 out of the draft, not a bad situation for us, or at least whatever the last update was. So going to be a serviceable center, hopefully for the entire portion of this franchise. And again, it comes down to dollars and cents. Will he stay? Does he want to stay? We'll figure that out as we go along. Right guard, we got Dylan Parham, 2 years in the league, 77. I imagine he may not have a depth trait as well, but 77 is serviceable. So hopefully something we can use for some time, maybe see some growth. And then we got DJ Glaze here as a rookie, 73. Not likely going to get the job done, but enough to get started. Taking us to left end, we got Christian Wilkins, the 5th-year man, 87 overall. You love that. Hopefully someone we can lock down again. You think long-term, hopefully contract-wise, we can make this work. He sticks it around. And at least we got our left end position taken care of. The right end side, we got Adam Butler. I see bridge player. He's a 71. We're not going to get much out of him, right? I don't know age-wise. He's 7 years in. Got to be probably in his late 20s. You're not really getting a ton of growth here. This doesn't make a ton of sense for us to invest in long-term. So definitely a position of need at right end. Defensive tackle, same thing. 11-year man, John Jenkins, 75. This does not move the needle for us either. Definitely a big position that we need to upgrade. So D-tackle we'll keep in mind. Left outside linebacker, Mad Max Crosby. The guy's a killer. When you think Myles Garrett, TJ Watt, Mad Max is in that conversation. So obviously he's a 95. He's probably got superstar X factor. He's going to kill it for us. What else is there to say besides we need him to be here and we need him to kill it? Taking us to middle linebacker. So Landon Roberts, coming fresh off the Pittsburgh Steelers and formerly the Miami Dolphins. He's a hard-hitting linebacker. Plays the game really well. Plays my style of football at least. And, I'm hoping we'll have him here for a while. He's not overly old. He's probably like 30, maybe late 20s. So someone hopefully we can have for at least a few years. Right outside linebacker, we got Malcolm Kuntz, the 3rd-year man out of Buffalo, 73 overall. Hopefully we get some growth out of him. 73 is obviously not high. We definitely need some more guys that are going to do well for us. And 73 is not it. So linebacker, maybe a middle linebacker, backup obviously for Roberts, or even a starter for above Roberts if he starts to slow down. And we're looking at Kuntz's position here as well on the right outside linebacker side. Definitely some growth needed. Corner, there's some spots, right? When you take a look at Eric Stokes, 3rd year, 75 overall, there's definitely some need. He's got 95 speed, 94 excel. He'll do a good job. I think he might have star dev, if I remember correctly, from the previous franchises, so we could have some growth. But is he a CB1? I'm not entirely sure. Same thing here with Jack Jones, 2nd-year man, 94, 93 excel in speed. 75, maybe a dev trait, not entirely sure. We'll have to check on this one as well. But obviously 275s are not going to get the job done. We need some legit CBs in here to do a legit shutdown corner, because right now I don't feel it with these guys. And then looking at the rest of what we got, Darnay Holmes, Ja'Cory Bennett, they got great speeds, but is there really any growth here? Likely not, and obviously a position of need for us. Free safety, we got Trey Taylor. Us obviously is somewhere we need to upgrade. 68 is not going to cut it. And then strong safety, Jeremy Chin. Obviously, the 4th-year man is going to do a great job for us. 83 overall. Hopefully, we see some growth. Hopefully, even star dev might be nice. And obviously, a serviceable position. Now, Marcus Epps might make sense to move over to the other side. At 5 years in, he's likely in his late 20s. Probably no dev trait, but at, 78 overall, he's better than what we got. So we'll maybe move him over to free safety. Kicker, we got Daniel Carlson, obviously serviceable. We don't need much else there. And then punter, we got AJ Cole, who's 85. So that's looking pretty good. So let's take a look at how this looks dev trait-wise. I'd like to see what we're working with here before we start making any decisions. So we are going to go to our adjust lineup, and let's see what's there. First things first. Okay, so JPJ, hidden dev trait. Colton Miller there has star dev. Brock Byers has hidden as well. I'm assuming he's got superstar. You'd think so. Obviously, as we expected, a bunch of guys with regular dev trait, including Meyer, Trey Tucker. Jacoby Meyer has star, Mostert has star, and Gino has star. So not too bad. We can maybe see some growth out of those guys, or at least holding put for longer. Defensively, it's pretty well what we expected. Mad Max, superstar X Factor. Landon has star. Wilkins has star. Stokes and Jones do have both star, which is great, but I'm seeing a lot of bronze, and that's a bit of a problem. So let's immediately go move Epps over. Hopefully he stays at 78, making the switch over to free safety. So let's make that change right now and see if we can fix the skies on the back end here on our DBs. Come on, 78, keep it. Yes, sir. Okay, 78 stays. I love that for us. And yeah, team's looking exactly kind of what we expected. So let's go take a look at free agency. First year here, obviously we don't want to do a ton. We want to give this team a chance, but we're likely going to be drafting high, and building on this roster. So Let's go see our free agency. Let's see what makes sense here to bring in to see if we can make this team even worth the battle. Nick Chubb. So obviously we brought him into Cleveland. He fell off a cliff very quickly. Not necessarily something I want to spend some money on. But there's a couple guys here I might throw some 1 years. Von Miller. He can shore up our other end. Given that I think our end was like a 70-ish or less. So we'll bring him in. I think Stephon Gilmore obviously might be good for us as well as maybe like a CB3. So I can lock that down for 1 year. No problem. What else we got here? Tyler Lockett. Okay, this might be an entertaining piece for us to bring in. Could be our, wide receiver 2. Just helps out Jacoby Meyer a little bit, so I'm okay with that. Xavier Howard. Yeah, you know what? I like this at corner as well. I think, again, it just shores up a position of need. They're 1 year deals. They're relatively cheap, and they're not going to hurt us. So if it doesn't work, it's not a bad thing. If it does work, we look like geniuses. So I don't think there's anything else here, really. Is there anything? Actually, Deion Jones at middle linebacker. It did look like a Landon Roberts needed a little bit of help. At 75, I think he's better than what we had as the backup middle linebacker, who was like 60-something, or middle linebacker 2. So yeah, let's bring in Jones. I think that makes sense. And we'll go back. Let's see how the team looks now. We'll do a quick look here. Okay. And, oh, I went to the depth chart. Did not mean to go there. Let's go adjust our lineup. Going back here. All right. Adjusting the lineups. And what do we got here? We are looking at... Okay, so Jones goes in as middle linebacker 2 as expected. Von Miller then takes the start at right end, which is perfect. We're going to move Stokes back up to starter. I kind of want the speedsters kind of as our CB 1 and 2 as part of their growth. So, sorry, we're going to put Stokes and Jones, Howard and Gilmore. So Gilmore will play the slot. Howard then will take the 4 spot. And, okay, yeah, Chin is there. Epps goes over. You know what? I think we're looking pretty good. And then, yes, okay, so Lockett goes in there. He's up to an 80. He'll play wide receiver 2. And we'll get this thing started. Let's see what it brings us. All right, guys, we have simmed on here to the regular season. We are 81, 81, and 81 with our acquisitions. Not a bad look for us. Let's set our season goal here heading into week number 1 against the Chargers. I would say 7 is probably achievable, especially with the guys that we brought in. I would say 4 prior to, but hey, we never know what the sim is going to bring us. Next thing, let's go import our local file. Let's get our 2025 draft class, which we know, again, has some really solid pieces. Hopefully, I don't make the same mistake like I did last time and reloading the same one twice. That was a big boo-boo in the Cleveland one, so my bad there. But I think I did a good job of not letting it affect the franchise, per se. We obviously know who the big names are this time around. Let's take a look to see what the scouts are. So DT, defensive tackle, running back, that makes sense. Interior offensive line and offensive tackle also makes sense. Defensive end and running back. Okay, so we're kind of doubling down there. And we are here as well. So defensive tackle and defensive end. So I kind of feel like we can probably kill off these two. We definitely don't need offensive tackle and offensive line multiple times. So we are going to fire Darrell Fowler and Yuxin Liu. And let's go see if we can bring in a couple more of those position of need scouts. So let's flip this sucker over. And let's see. I would say wide receiver is definitely a big one right now. They have wide receiver, quarterback, wide receiver, corner. Yeah, you know what? That might be a good one for us. I think corner is definitely a position of need. And really with wide receiver as it is right now, and there's wide receiver safety too. No, you know what? Let's go wide receiver corner. I definitely think that one makes a ton of sense for us with where we're at. We know this quarterback draft class. I don't really need to go in and really start pulling in quarterback specifically if we do have the opportunity. But let's bring in Larry Miller. We will bring him. And then let's look at, let's see, like middle linebacker definitely would make sense. Middle linebacker, outside linebacker, middle linebacker, running back, middle linebacker, safety would also make a ton of sense for us. Yeah, let's do Chris Stokes. Middle linebacker, safety. We obviously know, Epps is there, but he could use an upgrade. I think this definitely makes the most amount of sense for us. Let's go back. Let's get this set up. We will put Larry in the northeast, and then we will put Chris, where is that? Central we're missing? Yeah, it's going to be central. Okay, cool. We got our scouts are ready to go. We got the draft class ready to go. We made our predictions. And well, guys, there ain't nothing left to do but to do it. So let's see what this Raider team can do by mid-season. 2 wins, 3 wins, I think is not out of the ballpark for these guys. I really do think we might see some decent growth for some of our younger players. And ultimately, I really feel like, we may not be contenders, But we might have a half-decent season, which means we could probably see ourselves dropping in the top 15. I don't think that's unreasonable for us. Okay, 2-5. We're 2-5. However, we did grow up to 83. That's pretty big. Let's check our stats, and let's see how the team is doing. So, Gino, how are you doing here, my man? All right, not great. 1,700 yards, 10 touchdowns, 12 picks, 16 sacks. So, again, not really great what we're expecting there. Monster, 274. I don't love that at all. We're apparently not running the football. 3 touchdowns. Demir White a little bit there as well. Okay, Jacoby Myers is 545 for 4 tutties. Trey Tucker there in the slot, 409 for 5. Lockett adding in 365. And then Brock Bowers, 351. Definitely love seeing that. Like to see some more touchdowns from him, though. Defensive side of the ball, so looks like tackles is Deion Jones, our newly added middle linebacker. TFLs, it looks like Christian Wilkins with 10. Love that. Sacks, we got Wilkins, Laulu. Oh, okay. Not loving what I'm seeing out of Max Crosby. Almost makes me wonder if maybe there's some injuries. We could probably take a peek at that. Interceptions, we got Gilmore and Stokes with 2 each. 1 for Jones. Deflections, we got 8 for Roberts. Attaboy. And forced fumbles. Hey, Marcus Epps. There we go. That one's for Polar Bear Steve. All right, so the team obviously doesn't look great. They don't look terrible. There's some work to be done here, I would say. Let's go take a look at the contract negotiation, see who's coming up. Okay, Tyler Lockett definitely doesn't make sense. Jordan Meredith, he's up to 76. He wants a 2-year deal, and he does have some interest to stay. So let's see if he'll play ball. If he'll take a bit of a pay cut, I can make this work. Real close. Okay, so we'll try again at the end of the season, especially if he grows more. Sincere McCormick, I'd love to make happen. I just really don't think at running back 4 that he's going to make a difference for this team right now. So we'll let that walk. Mike Epps, or Marcus Epps, I really think this would be a big one. He does have interest to stay. If he's willing to play ball with us a little bit, I can make him last for a while. 79 overall, almost an 80. Okay, he needs to think it over. We'll try again come the offseason. Malcolm Coons, 74. Interesting. He does have interest to stay, but at 20 million, 26, it doesn't make sense to me. We could probably do better in the offseason. That doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. Stephon Gilmore is a one-time sign. Caillou Blue Kelly, 23. He wants 8 million over 3 years. That's not terrible. He's a 69. You know what? He wants to stay. If he'll play ball for like a decent contract, I'd be tempted. Let's say that. I'll be tempted. Okay, let's make it like a 2 million. Beautiful. Okay, he stays. We get some term. Locked up at a half-decent contract. I mean, we'll see how it goes. He's got room to grow still, which is pretty good. And really, everything else here just is not tickling a fancy. No specific depth traits. Okay, so Polomau has some interest to say. He's 25. Okay, would you do this? Sure, okay. We got a backup, so Polomau stays. And everybody else here... Yeah, these are walks. Nothing really here makes sense. Let's keep our 61 million. We'll see what comes of the offseason when we get there. So ultimately, I think right now, let's sim, guys. Let's get to that last point of the season. We're up to 83s overall. Can this team make the playoffs at 2-5? Maybe. We've seen crazier things, right? Let's see if the sim maybe turns it around. I did forget to check on injuries there, but, you know, that's fine. I'm not expecting a ton in year number 1, guys. It just doesn't make sense. Ultimately, you know, a half-decent draft pick, like I said, top 15 might not be bad. We could probably get one of those positions of need and lock down a future part of our team here. And this is those early ons. I talk about it every realistic rebuild. When you have 7 seasons, probably the first 3, maybe 4 of your drafts are important. Everything else is ninja dust, hot garbage. It doesn't matter. You don't have time to let these guys grow. So we finished at 4-13. I would say kind of as expected. You don't really think this team is obviously going to do a ton. So let's head on right to the Super Bowl. Let's see who's playing there. Let's not waste time. I am trying to make these videos as quick as possible for you guys. I know we've kind of come down from 5 hours where Polar Bear Steve and I started. I think I just broke under 4 hours in the last one with Cleveland, but we're doing 7 seasons, right? It takes some time. I want to make sure I'm giving you guys some great fun content. The offense ended at 84. Everything else held at 83. Salary cap for some reason is showing at 39. That's a little surprising. I guess we'll see how that works. Oh, surprise, surprise. Patrick Mahomes won MVP. Sure, as always. Let's take a look at the playoff bracket. So how did everything end up going? So KC got the first round bye. The Eagles got the bye. It looks like we had the Bengals, the Colts, the Texans, the Ravens, the Bills, the Broncos. So pretty standard, I would say, teams coming out of the AFC. We had a Ravens and Bengals final with the Ravens moving on. From the other side, with the Seahawks, the Rams, the Vikings, the 49ers, the Buccos, and we also had the Lions, taking us to a 49ers-Eagle final, taking us to Eagles and Ravens. What are you guys thinking here for this one? I'm kind of feeling like we might see maybe Baltimore. Maybe Baltimore. Let's see if Lamar Jackson. I'm going to go with the Baltimore Ravens. They've done pretty well in our past sims. Okay, if we do the flip, it looks like the Eagles may have came out on top 36-35. That is correct. Jalen Hurts wins Super Bowl MVP of our first season. Patrick Mahomes, of course, wins the regular season. Coach of the Year for the Broncos, Peter Gaffney. Patrick Mahomes won Offensive Player of the Year. DeMarcus Lawrence, left end for Seahawks, takes defensive. Bo Nix won the Offensive Rookie of the Year, and defensive was Braden Fisk from the Rams left end. So not a bad year overall. Getting, fourth, obviously 4 and 13. Looks like it'll probably put us in the top 6 at least, because obviously we don't know what's going to end up happening on the other side. But you know what? I'll take it. I'm not mad about it. Let's see if we got any retirements. Anybody for our team? Okay, so Aaron Rodgers actually ended up at the Steelers, which is quite interesting. So that's pretty funny. What do we got? Raiders. There we are. Okay, so John Jenkins leaves, which hurts us because he was our starting D tackle, and that means right now we have nobody. And Chris Collier, halfback after 1 year, maybe an injury, who knows? He is on his way out. So we obviously have some work to do, and especially at the D tackle position. So let's go back here, guys. Let's go to the re-signed players. Let's see if we can lock up any of those guys we didn't have a chance with. I believe that was Epps was one of them. So we'll definitely focus on him. Lockett again is okay to go. So Meredith grew to 77. So he is, again, somebody I'd ideally like to keep. And at this point, I mean, we got 90 million in cap. Okay, you know what? I don't want to lose him. Beautiful. Let's let Meredith sign. He's 77. There's obviously some still potential for him to grow. Oh, did he not sign? Okay, apparently Meredith decided not to sign. I gave him what he wanted. Sure. Here, McCormick. Okay, so let's go back to Epps. Let's see if we can have some conversations to see if he's willing to stay. Obviously, 78. This is going to be a bridge, like it says. The 3 years, I don't know that I love. I'd rather maybe go to 2. I pay him something like this. Beautiful. Okay, so we got Epps on the 2-year. We'll see if we can find an upgrade still. But ultimately, everything else here just doesn't speak to me. Look, Gilmore's already dropped to 80. Jones dropped to 73. Yeah, we'll have to see what the offseason bring. Von Miller dropped to 79. So those guys did the 1-year stopgap. It's exactly what we needed. We try to give our team some potential. Obviously, with 4 wins, that was not exactly what we had hoped for. But you know what? It wasn't a half-bad year, so we'll take it. Let's take a look at free agents, guys. This is going to be important now. There's obviously some major positions of need. We have some money to spend. So how's this going to go? Okay, so Justin Simmons is available. He does have some interest coming to play for us. Now, as I look at this, he's 31. He has 10 teams interested. I don't feel like fighting to overpay for a guy who's 31 years old. So I could probably let that walk. Avenstein, obviously, there's some interest here as well. Right tackle was a position that I would have loved to upgrade. But 19 million, 5 teams offering. Again, not really something I'm overly interested in dabbling into. Patrick Ricard, you guys know how I feel about that fullback position. Ideally might not be a bad ad. I think I could play ball here. Maybe let's see if we head to the next week, if there's interest. Otherwise, we could probably try and figure something out there. Do I need a punter? Did my punter disappear? No, AJ Cole's still there. We're good. So I don't got to worry about that. Let's just go position by position here. We'll try and make sense of this. So Daniel Jones. So Aiden O'Connell is no longer with us. Neither is Ritter. Again, we can go sign positions to make this happen. I do believe we still have Gino. Yeah, and he's dropped to 75. So he's on the downswing. Nothing here, though, really makes sense for us to bring in. It just really doesn't. Everybody's here is regular dev. They're mix of old and washed up and just never wases. Does that really make sense for us? We're going to run with Gino for the time being. We'll see if we can get a quarterback. Halfback-wise, I believe we should still have Mostert. Okay, Mostert fell off the cliff at 71. So we may need somebody to come in and do something here for us. Justice Hill's not bad. He's 27. There's also Cam Akers. But I do like the speed, I'd say, better on Hill. So probably makes a little bit of sense. Regular dev. Oh, Cam Akers has star dev. Okay, this I can entertain then. I didn't realize the star dev. Oh, wait, Khalil Herbert. I mean, he looks pretty similar to what I'm looking at there. And I guess agility is a little better and Akers is younger. Okay. We're going to play on the Akers train. He does want to come play for us, and I'm okay with that. At 26, 3 years, you know, again, we don't know exactly what we're going to be able to draft. But I think let's get ourselves into a conversation where Akers might want to come play for us. I don't want to lose him to the Bengals. Okay, I'm going to up my offer. Let's make this happen. Come on, come play for us. Beautiful. Okay. We might be able to land Akers. I think we're obviously going to take a look to getting probably Mostert just off the roster with him falling off a cliff. Okay, we got Prentice and Beck at fullback who we might be able to bring in. Is there anybody who even has a somewhat dev? It's Ricard. Yeah, maybe. Okay, like I said, we'll double back into that. It's not a big one for us right now. Receiver-wise, okay, so Myers and Tucker. So Tucker's up to 78. Again, very serviceable. But we fall off a cliff after that. Am I really going to go crazy and try and bring in Amari Cooper at 13 million? No, I'm not going to fight these battles. It just doesn't make sense. Devin Duvernay could be pretty fun. Again, but is he kind of like a Trey Tucker? You know, you can make that argument, a little bit undersized. Juju on that beat could be interesting. He's looking for 7 million, though, as well. I got my boy John Mechie. You know, we've had him brought into multiple franchises. Michael Gallup might not be bad as well. He also fits in. But you know what? Mechie has interest to come, so I'm going to give this a go again. Let's give this a run through. You know, we'll try and make it a semi-decent contract. Again, we could always pull in another one-year deal after the fact. Okay, so we're in on Mechie. Tight end, I believe we still shall have both. Yeah, Mayer and Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers is the 90. That's stupid. We're going to have a phenomenal franchise with him. Left tackle, not really a position of need. Okay, so Meredith did want to come back. I'm not understanding why he made this so difficult on us. He is 27. Again, no hidden depth trait, but he's 77 overall, which might be one of our best bets with what we're working with right now. So we might need to fight for Meredith's love again. So Meredith, you know, you hit the free market. You wanted some more money. Come home, man. Just come home. And it's Baltimore that I'm battling out, but of course. Okay, come on. Can we make this happen, Meredith? Okay, we're back on top. We'll see if we can get Meredith back. You know, we're going to pay the man. Jackson Powers Johnson. Okay, JPJ's up to an 82. I love that for us. We got some good growth. Right guard side. So Brandon Scherf is here. Arnhem of those up to a 79. So it doesn't make sense to go get a 33-year-old who's a point higher when Parnham's right there already. Although, again, so right... How much did DJ Glaze? 77. Okay. Pretty sure that's a 5-point jump. I think he was a 72 if I remember correctly. Someone can comment below, let me know. But 77 at 23 is not half bad. Not half bad at all. Okay, so I might not need to make that push to go sign something over there. So let's bring in something else that we need. Neville Gallimore. Okay, so at left end, we had Wilkins, so it doesn't really make sense, again, for us to go crazy. We do need a D-tackle. This one is really important for us. We have Tart, DJ Jones. This requires an upgrade. It's just we need more than what we got. Yeah, Jonah Laulu's a 70. That's not going to get the job done for us. So I do like Daquan Jones. But you know what? Michael Pierce isn't getting fought, and he is a scheme fit. He is the 79. He's probably going to fall off a cliff. We take a chance with Tart at 76. It might make sense. I do like his speed. Size-wise, 6'2", 304. He's a big boy. He could probably plug the hole pretty decently. Yeah, you know what? Let's give this a go. At the very least, it's a one-year deal. So I think let's do that. See if we can lock him in here. He's a bridge player, just as we need. Yeah, nobody else is offering. We might be able to get him for a half-decent deal. The right end is spicy. There's obviously not a lot. And there wasn't a lot on the left end side either. Yeah, that is not looking very good for us. That's rough. Okay. Left end. So we could prospectively bring in Gallimore, but at that cost, too. It just doesn't make a ton of sense. Or we can move Mad Max down to the line. We talked about it already. Maybe move Wilkins over. We drop Mad Max down and then see what the linebacker positions have. Let's see what that offers. So Jadeveon Clowney is still kicking around. He is 32, however, so not likely the best option for us. Although no one's making an offer on him. And he's still got half-decent speed, so he likely could get the job done. Okay. Maybe, just maybe. We will bring in Clowney. Again, 1 year, simple deal. If he can just help us, obviously have a little bit of extra support. Okay, Levante David. I mean, that does make sense for us, but at this point, we already have the active negotiations that we need. speed. Yeah, even at corner. I mean, who makes a ton of sense. But, I mean, it is going to be a battle to get his love. But at 26, too, it probably is the right move for us. Yeah, safety, that one just didn't make sense. I like the growth that we had already from our own guy. Okay, who did I make offers to that I could probably pull to jump in on Kahoo? Okay, let's go take a peek. Top 100, who did I offer? Not going to show me who I offered to? Oh, that's my signing. Sorry, targeted. Okay. Okay, you know what? We can probably take a step back on Mechie. Mechie or Clowney? Mechie. Let's do Mechie. There's a lot of receivers available. I think that we need to focus on looking at the cornerback position first. And if Kohou wants to play for us, I think it makes sense. So let's dabble in here. Cost-wise, it's going to cost us a bit of money, but we need the upgrade. Definitely need the upgrade. That puts us up top. We'll see if we can get him in. He's a little undersized, you know, height-wise, but we're going to give it a go. We'll see if it does something for us. So let's back out. Let's sim ahead a week, and let's see if any of this makes any changes. Hopefully, we can get at least 1 to 2 of these guys signed, and we can make something happen from there. Let's see. Okay. 9 free agents. Come on. Tell us we got somebody. Somebody. My signings. Hey, look at that. We swept it. Okay. Kohou, Akers, Meredith, Tart, and Clowney all coming back. Still a 50 mil kicking. So we can still be very active in this, which I like. I'd like to go revisit the linebacker position again. Again, thinking about maybe moving Mad Max to end. Could be something of note. But then we are going to have to really focus on those outside linebacker positions. Tyrell Dodson. So he wants to play for us. He's got really good speed. Looks like he could come in at a half-decent... Oh, did we lose Landon Roberts? Where did he go? Is he down here? Ah, there he is. Okay, so Roberts was only a 1-year man. So we actually need middle linebacker horrendously. So I think Isaiah White, also not bad. 29.76. He does want to play for us. Dodson. Yeah, you know what? I like Dodson with the 89 speed. He's 27. He's a scheme fit. I feel like this probably makes sense for us. So let's jump in here. Let's see if we can get Dodson to come be a part of this team. Where'd it go? Targeted. Okay, so we're in the mix, but we're not necessarily the top. So we need to make ourselves be the most interesting to him. We definitely need to make sure he signs. Again, we're not fully there. There might be something on Carolina that piques the interest for him over us. Let's see if this gets it done. Come on. There we go. Okay. So we are 100% in on Dodson. Now, that means we need somebody else. If I'm taking a look, I don't really want to get into battles. I mean, that would ideally be a bad situation for us overall. I do like Anthony Walker Jr., but I think best case scenario for us is to really focus in on somebody who doesn't have a ton of offers and will just make sense to bring in. Alex Singleton might not be a bad choice for us. Yes, he's only 75, but he might not fall off a cliff as bad. Or, I mean, we could really focus on giving a shot to Malik Harrison. He's only 27. There's a little bit more time for him to grow. And you know what? Nobody's offering him a deal. So let's see if we can get him, 2 years, roughly around that $3 million mark. Hopefully we are the only offer. Yes, okay. That would redo our middle linebacker positions. Now we got right outside linebacker that does have some looks here. Shaquille Barrett might not be terrible. He's 32, though. That is the one spicy part of this conversation. But we do have some speedster here. Is it Devin White? And we got Jamin Davis. Love the name. Love the name. Who is really interested to come play for us. He loves having Jadeveon Clowney on the team. He's 26. Who's playing on that side? Yeah, Clowney's over there, so we can move him out to the right side. You know what? I think this makes sense for us. Let's bring in Jamin Davis. He wants to lock it up at a 4-year deal. If we can get him at a half-decent cap hit, like, this is a no-brainer for him. He's young. He probably still has some growth. We the only offer. Yes, we are. That works wonderfully for us. Corners, feel really good about who we got. Who is in our other positions right now? Okay, so Kohou, Stokes, Jones, our top 3 is not bad. We want to bring in one more just to kind of, again, shore it up. We got Mike Johnson is interested. He is definitely a taller corner, which could make a little bit more sense for us. 91 speed as well, which I'm a fan of. Yeah, let's really take a look into this. Nobody's offering him anything on a 1-year deal. Let's entertain it. Kind of just shores up our corners again a little bit better than what we got. We are the only offer, so we'll take that. And then safety position, I mean, again, Elijah Molden is there. He is interested in playing for us. He's 26. So again, could make a ton of sense. We have Marcus Epps there as a 78. We did sign him. I mean, for 1 point, but he is 29. So he could see a little bit of a fall off heading into next season. Jeremy Chin's holding this strong at 84. Okay, for depth's sake alone, I think I'm going to make a play at Molden. I don't know that I love... Yeah, let's maybe go 2 years. He does have the interest to come over. We have the cap space. Will this get the job done? Are we at least in the conversation for him? Okay, we're close, but he likely goes back. Okay, you know what? I'm willing to kick tires on it. If he's interested, great. If he's not, I'm not going to lose any sleep. We do still have Epps starting. So let's see what after free agency week number 2 looks like. Hopefully we are good to go here. Come on, guys. Tell me everybody signed. Okay, we got Jackson. We got Harrison. We got Davis. So it looks like we may have lost out on our other middle linebacker, which is a little bit spicy because we definitely needed it. Yeah, Dodson ended up going somewhere else. He went to Arizona, which sucks. Okay, now Singleton is still there. He is a couple years younger than any of the guys up top, so maybe we just focus in on this, see if maybe it's a position that we can fill in from the draft and kind of take it from there. So we'll offer him what he's looking for. It's a bridge contract, nothing too crazy. And you know what? We're ahead of the game. So if Carolina wants him, they're going to have to pay him more than us. But we are going to move forward here and see what the next week has to bring for us, which is supposed to be the NFL draft. So let's see. Did Singleton come over? My signings. There we go. Okay. So we got some middle linebackers. We got some serviceable guys. We don't have the guy. So that is going to be something we're going to have to focus on. We are at the recap. Let's head on into the NFL draft. This is where shit happens. Let's see where exactly we are going to be drafting. That's going to be a big conversation piece. And hopefully we are somewhere in the top 6. I think that'd be great. There's obviously some great players. Quarterback-wise, you know, a little bit spicy, but I think we might have to still play with Geno for the time being. So we draft at 4. That is a very interesting position for us to be in. Very, very interesting. So let's skip ahead in the draft. Let's see who goes off the board. Okay, we got Ward, Abdul Carter, and Shadur Sanders taking us to our pick. Let's make our selection here and see what we're working with. Because we're definitely... You know what? The CBs are of interest. They really, really are of interest. Wow. Yeah, like a Will Johnson's a great pick. A Travis Hunter's a great pick. We've had Will Johnson in one of our previous. We know we need a receiver as well, right? Tetaroa McMillan would be a solid go for us. Ow. You do have the pick of the litter here, guys. Do we take our receiver or do we shore up the CB position long term? That is the question. So Hunter dropped the spot. Johnson went up the spot. Johnson is a scheme fit. Makes a lot of sense for us. Graham, Dylan Milrose still kicking around there. Malachi Starks. Buka. Like, I'm almost even wondering if we try and move down a spot or two and see if we can pull something out of it. Like, you know, do we say that we want to bring in McMillan? He becomes our number 1 receiver. He becomes a guy. And then... maybe see if we can get more draft collateral out of it. It does have me curious, I will say. Maybe let's see if we can drop with the Titans or Bears a spot or two and see if we can pull some collateral. Guys, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. All right, guys. So we found ourselves a deal to move back in the draft. We're going to move back 2 spots to the Chicago Bears at number 6. We're going to move on from Jacorian Bennett. You know, obviously kind of like our 5th CB at this point. We're moving out from Raheem Mostert. He fell off a cliff. So we're going to trade our 1st, a 4th, next year, a 5th this year, and our 4th this year over to the Raiders to drop 2 spots. But we're also going to pull in our number 1 CB at this point, Kyler Gordon, who's 84 overall. He's a star dev. He's like 25, I believe. So we're going to get some term out of him. He's going to be a legit cornerback for us. So I think this makes sense. And we hit a position of need, and we only had to move back 2 spaces. A little bit of extra draft collateral, but that late in the draft, it doesn't make a ton of sense. So let's see what that leaves us with. Okay, so guys, we still have the pick of the litter. The Bears went for right end. Looks like Tennessee went for James Pierce Jr. at left outside linebacker. So we really get to jump back in here and still have the same selection options we had before. I would say right now, you know, we brought in a corner as great as both of these guys are. Tetaroa McMillan really does make a ton of sense for us. We have to add to the receiver position, and with this high as we are right now, I feel like it probably does make sense Like, I'm sure there might be some other corners and tackles we might be able to look into a little bit later, as obviously those have been noted as position of need as well. But let's go a little off the board, and we're going to change things up here. Yeah. Okay, you know what? Let me do myself the due diligence. Let's check the player cards. We haven't had to draft any one of these guys. We know Johnson's going to be a stud out of the draft. I mean, there's no surprise here. So, you know, he'll probably end up with star dev. Travis Hunter, we have not had at this point, but also looks to be solid. Not really great at zone coverage. He's not necessarily a scheme fit, but I'm sure, again, he's going to be a really solid, serviceable corner. But Tetairoa McMillan, obviously, really, really phenomenal receiver. Not great acceleration, but he's a power guy. And, I mean, that might be something that could work well with Jacoby Myers and Trey Tucker. So, you know what? We're going to go off the board. We're going to take Tetairoa McMillan and bring in the need at wide receiver that we're going to need for our quarterback, whoever that may be for the future here. So McMillan was ranked 19. We got him at 6. Yes, but he's got the hidden depth trait, and I think we're going to see a lot of growth out of him. So comment below. How did I do? Would you have gone corner even after I pulled in Gordon? You know, we have a couple guys who are growing right now. It just kind of felt like it made sense, but an exciting pick nonetheless. So Ashton Jeanty actually only went 2 picks ago, so that actually would have been a really solid pick for us. But you know what? Okay, it's fine. Interesting. Okay. Things have gotten very interesting out here, guys. Wow. All right. So, quarterback of the future. Could it be Jalen Milroe? He could take over here and be our #1 quarterback now that obviously we know that we've seen a little bit of fall off for Geno. Quarterback is that position of need. We don't need to go into Quinn Ewers again. But Milroe does add a dual threat quarterback. You know what? This might make some sense, guys. Although there's some safeties, obviously, that are of interest. Malachi Starks. Looking, obviously, at the halfback position as well. You know, Quinshon Judkins is obviously someone we would also need. You know, okay, if we... Let's say we were to look off from Milroe. Let's just say. So, obviously, we still have quite a few QBs that are going to be in this draft. Notably, obviously, Ewers is going to be coming a little bit after. Gabriel, Aller, Dart, who we did run with. We saw some great growth out of him. You know what? I really, really would love to be able to make a solid play here at a halfback and a quarterback. So I'm going to take the sure thing that I know we need right now. Like, who's after us in the draft? What's coming up here? So we know Tennessee might be looking QB. We know the Bears should be fine. The Jets should be okay. I don't know what they drafted in the first round. I don't remember. If there is a position for us to be able to jump back into the second round, I think it makes sense to do. You know what? Okay. We're going to do the damn thing. We're going to make this interesting. I'm going to take Jalen Milroe here. Or you know what? It says he's a day 3 guy, but he's projected as a round 1. No, you know what? We're going to go off the board. I'm going to bring in Quinshon Judkins from Ohio State. Halfback is going to be a position of need for us. We're going to make the pitch here and make this happen. He's an A+, ranked 4. We brought him in. Hidden depth trait. This is franchise changing. I love it. I love this for us. Quinshon Judkins comes on in. However, again, I do feel like I really want to get my hands on Jalen Milroe. We need a quarterback. I want to get someone we can start right away. So let me see if there is anybody of interest to make a deal with to get back in for quarterback, and I will be right back. Well, guys, I mean, we're pushing things here. We really are. We want our first Super Bowl, and I'm trying to make that happen. We're moving back up into the second round, also adding in a 4th round this year. We are moving out cornerback Mike Jackson, who fell into the 5 spot because of us adding in Gordon from that Chicago trade. I'm going to trade our 3rd round pick from this year, a 3rd round pick from next year, a 6th from this year, a 5th from this year, and a 4th from 2027 to make this deal happen. And you know what? I think it just makes sense. We're changing things up. We're finding a new quarterback of the future. And for us here, that is going to be Jalen Milroe. We're going to give it a shot. Dual threat quarterback. I think he's going to fit our need. I know he says that day 3, but, you know, we've had a lot of these guys already. I don't want to get Quinn Ewers again. I like to change things up, keep it fresh. So we got Quinshon Judkins, who I think we hit on. We might be a miss here on Milroe this early in the draft, but you know what? We needed the QB, and he's going to be our guy. Hidden depth trait, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Milroe's going to be our starter. We're going to make things happen. So that is good to go. We do have a second pick in the 3rd round, so we will make that one right now. And let's see what we can find. So Tyler Warren just went. Obviously a great player there. Jeremiah Cooper, Kevin Winston Jr. So hopefully there is still something of a decent need here that we can pull from. Left tackle still kicking. Yeah, Drew Aller and Gabriel were still here. Logan Parr at left guard. I mean, obviously not terrible. Okay, so not great run blocker. Has good awareness. You know, pretty decent athlete. Not really a good lead blocker. Not really a good pass blocker. So what am I getting you for? My question. Anybody here though that makes a ton of notes? Because okay, Jackson Dart is still there. Anthony Belton. Okay, Jonah Monheim is here. Now, obviously, he is a center. We don't necessarily need a center, but we do need guards. So could he be someone that we can shift out to guard to make sense? Billy Bowman Jr. at strong safety. Jalen Husky. I mean, someone that doesn't make sense. You know, making that chance at Monheim, and he does look pretty good, actually. Obviously, he's supposed to be yeah, he's got pretty solid. Could really move to, like, left guard, right guard. Maybe somewhere around there. Could make sense for us. Looking at the linebacker position here as well, we got Kamon Rucker. Decent pursuit, decent tackler, not great zone coverage, not a great block shedder. Okay, play recognition's also B. I mean, not terrible by any means, and we do need the linebacker help, but I don't know that he's probably going to grow the way that I could see Monheim growing. David Bailey also looks to be a pretty good athlete. Decent finesse move, decent block shedder. Can't pretty much do anything else. So he definitely seems like more of a pass rush guy. I almost feel like maybe taking our chance at... Well, Monheim has been falling off a cliff, though. Dropped 9 spots to 79. A bunch of these guys have been dropping off the cliff. I do like the storylines of how these things work. Sonny Styles. Karen. I mean, we're dropping off here. I don't know that it really makes sense to get back here. You know what? I'm going to take my chances. I'm going to get Jonah Monheim. We'll take him, you know, 3rd round pick. If he's got a hidden dev trait, this is fantastic. I think we'll take it. It's a normal dev. It's fine. Even if he ends up being a half decent overall, we need depth on the O-line, so I'm fine with it. I'm going to skip ahead here, guys. I'm going to finish the rest of the draft, and I'll catch you at the recap. All right, guys, our first draft has come and ended. Where have we ended up? Well, we got Tetroa McMillan. Comes in with 76 overall. He's going to be our top receiver. I'm assuming he's probably got a hidden dev trait. Quinshon Judkins, 78 of the draft. He's already going to be a starter for us as well. Jalen Milroe is a 69, but we know he's got that hidden dev. So, you know, we did have a little bit of a reach on him, but I do still think we're going to get some solid play. Probably going to end up being a legit starter for us as we head forward. Jonah Monheim comes out as a 73, so again, not a bad backup at all. We also drafted Junior Tafuna out of Utah. He's a 67. And then Andres Borregales from Miami has a hidden dev kicker. Probably can replace Daniel Carson. Might be able to save a few bucks there, or at least at the very least get younger. He's got a big leg, so pretty excited to have him on the team as well. So that is our draft, guys, from year number 1 in the books. Let's take a look to see kind of what the franchise is looking like right now. Actually, you know what? Let's go to our advanced week here. Let's let the computer start to understand that, hey, this guy has had an amazing first draft. Very, very exciting for this squad, and let's see what we're doing. So we're going to go manage our rosters. Let's go take a look at the lineup. I think this team looks pretty solid, guys. I mean, that's kind of my positioning on the matter. Yeah, see, I don't think right now it makes sense to start Geno Smith. I think you give Milroe his opportunity, and you really make his presence felt. I think Trey Tucker going out to 2 is okay. I'm good with that. I'd like to see McMillan get some touches there in the slot. Okay, Miller, Meredith looks great. Power Johnson, obviously some great growth from our line, looking pretty good. Bowers, as expected, gets that superstar dev. I love that. Quinshon Judkins is going to be our starter. I'm not even screwing around with that as well. I want our 2 young guns getting touches and growing very quickly to help the franchise. We are going to need, obviously, like a receiver 3. We forgot to go back and grab Mechie. That's my mistake. But that is definitely something he's going to do. If we can find a fullback, that obviously would make a ton of opportunities for us as well. So we're going to look into that also. But I think we're looking pretty good. We've made some good strides and jumps here. Defensive side of the ball, I mean, obviously there's still some work to be done. We got our upgrades at cornerback that I feel really good about. It looks like right now as well, we do obviously need some linebacker help. That goes without saying. I still really feel like maybe it does make sense to take a look into this opportunity to see about maybe moving Mad Max down to the end position. So maybe let's do that. I think right now that is something that probably makes sense. Lau is not going to get the job done. So we'll move Mad Max to the line, see if he can cause some havoc and a ruckus from there. Okay, Wilkins, we are going to move over to the other side. Yeah, we're going to make our pass rush go from the front three. So you, my friend, are now going to go to our right end position. You're going to kill it, as I expect. So we're going to drop him down to the right end side, 86. Mad Max, I mean, Max, you're a beast. I think you're going to excel from any position. We are going to move him down to the line as part of our pass rush. You are going to become now a left end. We'll make that save. I mean, he's not JJ Watt big, right? But you know what? I think you can always put these guys down at the line to get some pass rush going. And then I think a big one for us here, probably, I'd like to see Davis take a step up. He was one of our younger acquisitions we just got. You know, obviously, again, middle linebacker is a position of need for us. That is no doubt. And then kicker situation here. Yeah, we can move Borgalis up. I'm going to go probably release Carlson. I don't think he's going to be needed. There we go. Perfect. We'll free up 4.35. I'll take the penalty of the 800,000. I'm not worried about that. And then that now has us with Borgalis as our go-to go forward. So we got some hidden depth traits in here, guys. Definitely some excitement to come. I think this team, obviously, you know, we might not kill it this year, but you know what? We might get some great growth heading into season number 2. So we know some positions of need. Let's go take a look at the free agents now to see if there's anybody that we can pull in. That makes sense. So obviously Carlson is there. We don't need a quarterback anymore. We are looking pretty good there. Halfback, we are good. Any fullbacks? Not a single fullback wants to play football. That's great. Looking at receiver. Okay. So is there anything here that makes sense for us to even consider? I'm looking at speeds. You know, Turpin might not be a terrible idea as a wide receiver 4. At 95 speed, it definitely could make sense. I'm definitely not bringing in Kadarius Toney. As you guys know, I like people who can catch the football. Tim Patrick as a 4 might not be bad. I just don't love the speed. Josh Reynolds. You know what? Reynolds could be a half-decent 4, right? He's got the size, which wouldn't be a bad thing at all, because Trey Tucker's undersized, Myers in the middle, and you got McMillan. I mean, he's a bit of a rough and tough guy. He's not very fast either. So you know what? Hey, now this could make a ton of sense. You know what? I like Brandon Cooks. This makes sense. On a 1-year deal, he's a seasoned veteran. You bring him in to help support these younger guys. You know what? I like that a lot. Okay, we're going to do that. Tight end position, we're fine. Our guards, tackles, those are all fine. I'm not worried about it. At the end positions, I mean, obviously now Mad Max has moved down. We're not going to get much there at D tackle, really. We already got some pretty goodness there. Brandon Graham at 74. Again, we're not really moving mountains with any of that. Landon Roberts is still kicking around at 74. You know, it might be just good as a depth piece, so I think I am going to throw him the sign, even though he is 31 now. But you know what? We'll bring it in. We definitely need depth. Matthew Judon, I mean, this could be a same thing here, actually, to be honest with you. 77, he's better than what we got. Sure, why not? Let's bring him in for some depth. Matthew Judon, welcome to the team. And then let's see what we got. So corners, we were fine. Safety, yeah, safeties were fine as well. Okay, so we got a couple small pieces. They're small additions, but they might help in the long run. We are 83 across the board. Let's do one last quick here at the lineups just to make sure. Because once you bring guys in, they always reshuffle your lineups. There it goes. Milrow is our starter. Judkins is our starter. Yeah, McMillan's going to play the slot. Let's go check our defense here real quick. So we move Mad Max down. So Clowney and Judon are going to start with Harrison and Singleton. Yeah, everything is exactly as we looked. Hart there takes over at the middle. Tafuna there's in behind. Okay. Guys, I don't think our team is phenomenal, but I think we've made a hell of a big stride forward. I thought I had a great first draft. I brought in some great talent, and I think this is ultimately where we get to see these guys really show their value and show their worth. I mean, what else can you say? When you bring in guys who have hidden depth traits, the hope is that they come out with at least a solid star, if not superstar depth trait, and have that growth coming down. Excuse me. That is what we're hoping to see from these guys. 82 overall, 84 offense, 81 defense. Again, linebacker is going to be a big position of need for us. I think 7 wins, again, is not out of the ordinary for us to make happen. I'm going to pop that in there. Draft class, we are going to import the local file for year number 2. So we're going to make sure we actually hit 2026 this time, and not like we did last time. We kind of know what we're expecting this time around. There is some really good middle linebackers. Other quarterback positions of, not quarterbacks for us per se, but other quarterbacks in this draft that are pretty good. Safety as well, obviously a position of need for us that we could definitely use. So I am pretty okay with this draft class. I think, you know, let's look at the scouts. We could probably make a couple changes. You know, we did get a wide receiver. We may still need middle linebacker still suits. You know what? To be honest, I think most of these positions are still definitely there. We might actually just maybe want to add in an outside linebacker position. That probably could be helpful. So yeah, like defensive end right now, I think is not going to be necessary, or running back. So we'll probably kill this one off. Let's fire the scout here. And let's go get us a linebacker-based scout, because that is going to be a super important for one here. So middle linebacker, outside linebacker. I think we have one for MLB, so let's go OLB first. Is there an OLB MLB? Yeah, let's do that. Okay, perfect. Daisy Bishop, come on in. You are going to try and help us get this linebacker core back to where it needs to be. So we are hoping you can help us out here. So let's assign her, and she's going to head off to the west. Beautiful. Okay. Our scouts are on their way. We're going to let them do their thing, and we are going to head into the season here, guys. We've done what we need to do now. There's no much left to do, but start off and see where these boys go. Let's head to the mid-season point. What are you guys thinking? What do you guys think of the roster from, you know, season 1 to season 2? I think there's some pretty substantial growth here. I love to see what Quinshon Judkins can do. I think he's going to be an absolute stud for us. I wouldn't be shocked if he's a superstar out of the draft. It's our first time getting him. We've gotten Ashton Jeanty before, and we know he's been a superstar. I did see Cam Scadaboo there as well. I'm not sure where he pans out. Oh, 1-6. All right. I love that for us. Let's go take a look at these stats and see if we can figure out what the story is here. Milrow, 13 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. So better than what Geno gave us the first season. He's been sacked 14 times, and he's got 1,700 yards. So some growth to come still for sure. Judkins at 277 and a touchdown. So obviously some growth expected for him as well. Milrow rushed one in. Receiving, Brock Bowers leads a charge, 451, 2 tutties. Myers, 402, 2 tutties. Hey, it's Tyrone McMillan, 293 and 6 touchdowns. Love that for us. Tucker, 385 and 3 looks pretty good as well. Defensive side of the ball, leading it is with Singleton. Look at that. Not too bad. TFLs, Mad Max Crosby with 10. So that move down to the line was a good option for us. Sacks as well increased over last year. He's got 6. Wilkins at 3.5. Interceptions, Gordon with 2, our new man, looking pretty good there. And Singleton with 1. Deflections, 4 and 4 for Gordon and Chin. Alana Roberts pitching in 3 there as well. And then forced fumbles. Steve. There you go. Mad Max on the line. That pulls in 2 forced fumbles. So that move is paying dividends already. So, you know, obviously the season's not looking great. Sure. However, we are hopefully seeing growth. And that's what matters. Let's take a look at the signings. Okay, so Gordon needs to sign. He unfortunately doesn't want to stay. However, he is our guy. He's our number 1 CB. We do need to make sure he stays. There is a ton of cap to play here. So let's talk his language, and we're going to pay him accordingly. Beautiful. Kyler Gordon stays. This gets the job done. Jacoby Myers, I mean, yes, obviously we do need to keep him and sign him as well. Right now, he is our number 1 and hopefully to become our number 2 wide receiver. If he'll play ball a little bit, I mean, I'm going to pay the man. Beautiful. Jacoby Myers stays. Colton Miller, I mean, it goes without saying, right? This guy has to stay. You know, 3 years. Obviously, there is some interest. If he'll play ball with me a little bit. Yes, awesome. Okay, Colton Miller stays. Jack Jones. We got some big ones coming up. This is why we had a ton here. Okay, so 2 more years of Jack. He does have interest in staying. I just want to make sure he stays. Oh, okay. We will have to revisit with Jack. Okay. Parnham, some interest to stay. He wants to stay for 2 more years. Normal depth trade. He's almost an 80. Again, we can still grow. But ultimately, we want to keep some of the guys that we have already for depth. Perfect. Parnham's going to stay. Zamir White, I'm okay to let walk. Cal Phillips, I couldn't care less. Tart would like to stay. He is 28. He's 76. At the very least, he's going to be a backup for us. But another 1-year deal is absolutely perfect for me. So if he'll take a bit of a cut, perfect. Tart stays. What else we got here? Munford, don't care. Polomal, could not care less. Brandon Cooks is a walk. Yeah, Geno, I'm not paying as well. Again, I could probably get him for a lot cheaper if he ends up on the free agency list. Alex Kappa's 30. Doesn't make sense. Singleton, no. Jadeveon Clowney, no. Judon, no. My punter, yes. Please don't leave me. You guys know how I feel about having to re-sign punters. What are you, 29? You want 2 years? Sure, man. Like, let's make it happen. You're a punter. You're really good. Come stay with us. Hell yeah. AJ Cole stays for 2 more years, so we can get that one out of the way. as well. Clowney, Judon, Tyree Wilson. Yep, beautiful. Let's keep the 79 mil. We can figure out Jones there when we hit the offseason. Just for curiosity's sake and just to kind of show you guys, what does this team look like right now? Is there any changes? Have they got enough snaps to tell us what they are? Come on. Okay, so Judkins hasn't got there yet. He is still going to be figuring himself out. But Jalen Milroe, star depth trade. He's up to 72 already, which is really good. McMillan, apparently a star depth trade as well. Very surprised. I thought we might see superstar, especially considering he is a high draft pick for this year. But you know what? Okay, if we can see some growth, I'm fine with it. On this side of the ball, I don't think we were expecting really anybody to make any substantial changes, but okay, yeah, everything is kind of exactly where we expected it to be. So we will head back to the sim here, guys. Try and wrap up season number 2. 1-6, obviously, again, not a great number. However, guys are growing. Milroe's up to over 70 already. He's gone up 3 points. And then, you know, Quinshon Judkins, we're still going to figure it out. I'd like to see us run the ball a little bit more. That'd be pretty spectacular. But, you know, ideally, again, there's growth to be had, and he is hopefully going to end up like a superstar and really solid. So let's see. We'll check the stories here to see what this team ends up being. If we end up in the last place, end up with another top 3-round pick, this is the time to do it. You're going to get those top value players that are going to be game changers for your team. Actually, apparently the team decided to make a push in the back half of the season and won 5 more games. So that's fun. 6-11. So they probably pushed us out of a better draft pick per se, but let's check to see how this team finished. Stats-wise, hey, Jalen Milroe had 35 touchdowns, guys. 4,000 yards, 35 tutties, 17 picks, a little bit high, of course. 33 sacks. But you know what? Growth is there. Judkins, 718 yards, 4 touchdowns. I was hoping for a little bit more, but again, maybe he's hopefully star depth trade. Milroe adds in 247 on the ground and 2 touchdowns. Receiving, Jacoby Meyer, almost 1,200 yards, 11 touchdowns. Brock Bowers, 882 for 7. Tucker, 876 for 7. McMillan, 713 for 8. Judkins had a couple out of the backfield as well, so looking really good. Defense, Singleton led the charge with 123 tackles. TFLs, wow. Mad Max Crosby, 26 TFLs. Man, that freaking thing is paying itself off. 17 sacks as well. Wilkins added in 9. So they're just causing trouble on that line. Interceptions, Gordon got up to 3. A couple more added in some singles. Deflections, what do we got here? Gordon, Singleton, and Chin with 7 each. And then forced fumbles. Hey, attaboy, Kyler Gordon got 2 as well. So there you go, guys. That little upgrade with Kyler Gordon, I think, is going to be really solid for us. So excited about that addition. I think it just made sense with the way the team has grown. But obviously, there's a lot of growth still to come. Still a lot of growth to come. We need some linebacker help. There's some positions of need that we need to identify. You know, look at Singleton, man. For a guy that we brought in for a single year, he was second in tackles. Yep, second in the league in tackles. Not a bad look at all. All right, so 6-11. We ended up at 85 overall, 87 offense, 85 defense. Let's see again where the growth is for these guys before we head into figuring out where everybody is in the playoffs. Come on, guys. Show me some goodness. 82 overall for Milroe, baby. Let's go. Quinshon Judkins kicks in at an 80. Again, we can see some growth here very fast for him. McMillan up to 82 already. What else we got going? Brock Bowers, superstar, is up to 92. Could be an X factor very soon. Bolton Miller dropped a couple points. A little bit worrisome. But again, you know, he'll raise with winning games. JPJ is up to 83. Defensive side of the ball, yeah, Mad Max is 99. What a surprise. Rest of the CB is looking pretty okay. But yeah, we've lost games. Obviously, the team's not happy. I get it, guys. I get it. It's fine. Borregales is 78, so he's pretty much already pushing the Daniel Carlson number. So obviously not a bad situation to have him in there with a hidden depth trait. But you know what, guys? Really happy with season number 2. Let's go to the Super Bowl. Let's see who's in the final here. Super curious to see who's going to be playing for this year's bowl. What do you guys think? I feel like it's going to be like a random team. Like Denver, Rookie of the Year. Jalen Milroe, baby. Okay. You guys see it here first. We got ourselves Rookie of the Year. You'll love that. 88 offense now, too. Okay. Okay, we have the Chiefs making it, and the Eagles are going back for the 2nd time in a row here. Okay. Let's advance the week, and then we will see how the finals and the bracket ended up working out. I'm going to go with the Chiefs this time. Patty Mahomes, of course, won like Mr. MVP last year, so we'll see. No, it looks like the Eagles have done it. Back-to-back. Yep, Philadelphia Eagles. Jalen Hurts, back-to-back MVPs. Looks like Josh Allen took the MVP for the season. Jim Harbaugh got Coach of the Year. Allen also got Offensive Player of the Year. Yeah, look at that, baby. Mad Max, Defensive Player of the Year. Jalen Milroe got Offensive Rookie of the Year. That's our first time winning awards like that, I'm pretty sure. You can fact check me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's our first time seeing our guys. And Defensive Rookie of the Year, Walter Nolan there for the Jaguars. He seems to pop up in most of the seasons, right? Seems like he always ends up winning an award at least one of the seasons. But you know what? Growth is growth, guys. This is a really, really, really solid setup for us heading into season number 3. So I'm excited. Maybe this is our shot. Maybe we can make the playoffs next year and start to see this team really turn things around. So let's move forward. We saw the recap. Unfortunately, yes, I did not show you the whole who made it, whatever. But we know who won, and that's all that matters. Trying to find ways to cut down time for you guys. Comment below if you have more ideas on how you might want to see me make this a little bit shorter. But we're going to keep rolling with it. So we have 7 players we can look into. Jack Jones, this is a big one. I'd like to really get Jones locked up here if we can. Jack, you know, you are going to be a solid player for us. I'd like you to stay around if you can. Let's do something like this. 2.5, 2.5. Bam. Jack Jones stays. Hopefully we still get some growth out of him. And essentially everyone else here, I could not care less. We are going to rock and roll here, guys, and we are going to head on into free agency where hopefully, with the money that we have, we can pull in some more guys to make this team take another step in the right direction. So let's see. Our offense is looking good. Defense needs help. Can we get... Okay. Don't mind if I do. Leo Chenal, 6'3", 250 from Wisconsin. This is going to be a battle to get his help, but you know what? It might not be a bad situation for us. So let's take a look at our quarterbacks. Obviously, Geno Smith is off the books now. We know who our quarterback of the future is. I'm not spending crazy money. I'm going back to my usual. I will sign guys at free agency. We will be done. Halfback-wise, Judkins, okay, he's jumped to 82. We still have Akers, so there's really no need for us to make any move in this space. Fullback-wise, I mean, again, we couldn't find anybody. I would like to maybe add a fullback this year. I just don't know right now that I want to waste one of the pushes to make that happen right away. Traylon Burks is here. Definitely not a bad situation to look into. Trey Tucker jumped up to 81. Myers 85. We probably could use a good 4th receiver. But again, let's take a look at what else is here that we need to prioritize first. Do we still have Mayer? Yeah, okay. Mayer and Bowers are still kicking, so tight end is of no need to us. O-line. Okay, so Joel Bitonio, Siomalu, definitely the older side. I feel like we're probably okay. Yeah, Meredith is holding at 78. It's probably fine. We got Connor McGovern is here, but at $9 million doesn't make a ton of sense. And I'm pretty sure everybody else is probably... Yeah, then there's Zach Tom. Then there was Tom. Not Chef Tom, Zach Tom. He is at 89. DJ Glaze is holding at 79, so he didn't really see a step forward. He's only 27. He is a good scheme fit, but at 24.7 million, I wouldn't say it's an exact position of need for us currently. Our line looks to be holding great now since we've made the move down with Mad Max. He had a Defensive Player of the Year. A D-tackle. I mean, again, nobody here really makes a big difference. Like, Tart's 76. He did all right. But you know what? Maybe on a 1 year with Grover Stewart, might not be terrible. Or even DJ Reader maybe makes sense. Yeah, maybe let's bring in a DJ Reader on a 1 year. At 78, it's harmless. Yeah, let's play some ball here. Let's get him in on a 1 year deal. I don't think that's a bad situation for us. We'll play ball there. Yeah, ends and stuff. Like, this is a non-starter for us. Okay, so this is where we get into the meat and potatoes, guys. These are positions of need. Jacoby Dean, we've seen him do well for us. This is a space I'd like to play in. Tyrone Dotson, it looks like, or Tyrell Dotson? Tyrell Dotson. Looks like he signed a 1 year. He is back again. We've seen Jacoby Dean grow. So this is definitely something I want to get into. He's an 80. Yes, he's normal dev trait, but we have seen him see substantial growth and become a star dev. I think I got him up to 85 even. So that one is definitely, okay. We're going to have to play ball here against Arizona. This is not one I could lose because we really need that middle linebacker support. So let's see if we can get into Jacoby Dean's good books. Man, Arizona, it sounds like it's somewhere he wants to play. So we may need to slight overpay this. And with what I know he can do, I'm not mad about doing it. That get me closer? Damn, bro. How much is man paying you? Okay, let's see if we can find something here. I'm going to go up to a certain number. I have a number in my head. It's going to look something like this. If this doesn't even get us in the conversation, then I'm done. Okay, we are green. Okay. I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to let that sit. Juwan Bentley at 30. Might not be bad. Again, I'm looking at rentals here. This could work for us. 2 years. Yeah, I could play ball with this. You know, he might fall off a cliff a little bit, but if we get a couple years out of it, I can take this. Okay, we're in the conversation. I like that. Red outside linebacker. Khalil Mack is there. Only one team is interested. But does it make sense for us? Who do we have right now? So Jamin Davis, I think, went up a couple points. He's at 74. But you know what? I really, really, really like Leo Chenal here. This is a big one. 20 million. He does have a ton of interest coming to play here. He does like the no income tax, and I mean, who wouldn't? We also could go get Andrew Van Ginkel. You know what I mean? On a 1 year, push him to the other side of linebacker. It immediately rebuilds our linebacker core. But this, I feel like, is probably a must. At 4 years, does this really make sure it happens? Let's take a look. Excuse me. That should get the job done. He is a legitimate player, and this changes things for us. Van Ginkel, like I said, if we can play ball in this space, I mean, I'd be okay with it. We do have cap to spend. Van Ginkel. Okay. So one team in the hunt. I think it might just be us. I don't really see anybody else. At the corner position, I feel like, again... Oh, okay, so Stokes. How come we didn't get a chance to sign Stokes? Why did he immediately just get cut? Is my team cutting on my behalf? I don't love that. Okay, we've made our 5 moves. I'm willing to move ahead a week. Let's see where that takes us. There's a couple big names that we really, really, really would love to land, especially to shore up, again, our linebacker positions, especially... I mean, middle linebacker is not going to be a long-term, but those are some short-term guys that can help out and really push us in the right direction. Okay, DJ Reader is the only one who signed. Van Ginkel still interesting. What the hell happened to Chenal, man? What happened? You went to the Giants? Really, dude? I'm embarrassed for you. That is awful. Okay, so no one's signing Patrick Ricard. This is a space, like I said, I'd love to get into. If no one's going to give an offer, we can probably get him at cheap. So let's do something like that. 2 years. Help out Quinshon Judkins in that back end. Wide receiver-wise, you know, we can play in this space now. Mike Evans is gone. Ray McLeod is still kicking. You know, I don't mind bringing in Traylon Burks. Again, I feel like he does fit. I don't love $7 million. There is one other team who is interested in him. I don't want to pay you that money, Traylon. I really don't want to. But you do want to play for us, so I'm hoping that something like this for 2 years tickles your fancy. That'll at least get me in the discussion. It does. Okay, so screw you, Seattle. That is something I'm in on. I think we were all good here. On ends, we good. We got, yeah, we're fine. Okay, so linebacker, we're obviously still battling it out for Van Ginkel right now. But what that does do is cause us a little bit of pain because we do still need a linebacker on the other side. We also lose out on all the middle linebackers. We didn't get any of them, did we? Wow, okay. So yeah, Bentley went back to Cincinnati. Dean went off to Arizona. So money didn't make the world go round this time. However, there is still some very serviceable middle linebackers we can bring in who are better than was there before. So Micah Fadden, I would really like to bring in if we could make this happen. 3 years, he's 78, 26. Obviously, there's still some growth to happen here. Does this get us in the conversation? Okay, okay. We're in the discussion, albeit there's a lot of other discussions happening right there. Dotson, maybe he'll actually sign for us now. No one else is coming to talk to you, bud. So I'm going to give you a deal. If you want to play for us, cool. If you don't, there's nothing else I can really do for you. Malik Harrison had a semi-decent year for us. I do want to make McFadden happen. Again, pain point at middle linebacker has been something that we've battled. So let's give him a few more bucks. Let's see if that puts us over the top. No, we're still batting it out there, right? Okay. Guys, we have some financial flexibility right now. I think that's where we can at least flex that a little bit. Hopefully we can get some help in the draft as well. Micah McFadden. Okay, it might not be enough, but we're going to give it a shot. I'm not overpaying that, man. Sorry, dude. So the outside linebacker positions, again, Khalil Mack really does just like, you want to see what the 1 year can do, because that's all it would be. It's not going to be anything more than that. Now we have Damone Clark, who is quite fast. I do like that a lot. Christian Harris as well does look good at Alabama as well. That's no doubt. At 25-75, I believe he is probably better than what I currently have. Yeah, Jamin Davis on that side. So, you know what? I'm willing to make this pitch happen. I don't want to spend a ton of money on him, especially if he has interest to come into play for us. Then I am willing to give him something like this. And if no one else is offering, hopefully he will come. But Khalil Mack, man, I want to be in on 1 year. That's where I'm at. On a 1-year deal, he does have interest in coming to play for us. I don't know if this moves the needle for him, but, you know, maybe we're in the discussion point. Okay, it's us and the 49ers. That's going to be a good battle to see where the interest is for him. Stokes is still kicking. I would definitely love to see Stokes still playing for us. Yeah, Kohu is still there. Jack Jones is still there. Stokes, I'm so sorry this game decided not to keep you on my team. I do value you, and I would like you to stay with our squad if you could. Michael Carter II. Is this the running back? Did he convert to a CB? Maybe I'm a little bit out of the loop, but it kind of feels like the same guy, I think. I don't really think maybe anything else we need. I mean, Murphy Bunting could be decent for a 1 year, but I mean, I might also be able to get him as a free agent, so maybe I don't go too crazy here. Now, Martin Emerson Jr. is kicking, and as we know from the Cleveland, thing, he can grow. He does have some interest in coming to play for us, but you know what? Let's save some cap room. We don't really know what's going to be coming down the pipeline, so I think I'm okay to wait this out. Let's check our safety spots. So Epps is still holding at 76, so again, probably a position of need that we'll need to address, but he's there. He's not, hurting us in any which way. And then strong safety, okay, Chin is still holding at 84, so we're also okay there. And kickers, okay, I think we should still have, Borealis at 79, and then we did re-sign Cole, who should, they're perfect. So, let's skim ahead, guys. Let's see which one of these land. I am hoping that at least a few of them do. We definitely need those linebackers. If Van Ginkel can come, if we can get, we needed everybody, let's put it that way. A few of those we really needed, but most are, okay, there we go. Ricard, Stokes, Burks, Reeder, Dodson, and Harris all come on over. But that also means there's a couple that we didn't land. So that, again, makes things a little bit spicy here as we head into the season. What else is left over here, guys? What can we make happen? So, left outside linebacker. Okay, so we have Harris. So I guess he's going to be our starter. He does have the growth potential. There is some goodness there, so I'm okay with that. Middle linebacker is definitely a spot of need still. So right now, we're going to be running Dodson and Eichenberg, who hasn't grown at all. Arguably, he hasn't played, but that's fine. Isaiah McDuffie, maybe we could bring him in. 76, he's 27. There's not a ton of interest to play for us. However, money talks. So if he would do 2 years, I'll pay the man. I don't mind. Let's do something like this. Does this tickle your fancy to come play for us at all, McDuffie? Okay, we're battling Atlanta. That is not ideal for me. I do not want to lose this man. Obviously, the draft, like I mentioned, is going to be super important for us, but we need bodies right now. Okay, that puts us over. All we can do at this point is hope and pray and see where it takes us. So, okay, so actually, Murphy Bunting is still here. As a 4th corner or 5th corner, I guess it would be. This is of interest to me. Obviously, he's had some great years out in Tampa. Won the Super Bowl with Tom Brady. You want to come play for us, man? I'll give you a 1-year deal. Let's make it happen. Beautiful. The interest is there. He's a scheme fit. Guy's long. He gets things done. Let's go advance the week. Let's see if we can get those last couple bodies wrapped up, and we're going to head into the next draft and see if we can find some more players that identify needs for us. Did these guys sign? Murphy Bunting is there. Yeah, McDuffie's there as well. All right, guys. So, not a lot of major upgrades. We didn't hit the big guys we were hoping for. We were willing to pay. We opened up our bank accounts, but these guys had other ideas, I guess. So, defense will need to be identified through the draft. I think we did bring in some more potential help for Milroe, especially with the addition of Treylon Burks. He did pretty good for us out in Tennessee. Never really became that true number 1, but nonetheless, he was a very serviceable player for us. Okay, so where is our pick? I'm looking at the board. I might be blind. Why do I not see? Oh, we're 6th. There we are. Thank you. I was looking lower. I thought, 6 and 11 might have had us a little bit lower, but 6th overall is not bad. Not bad at all. So let's take a look at the draft board, identify where we really need to get something. So at 5'6", we're really looking at Anthony Hill Jr., who is essentially what we need. We need a middle linebacker who can start and play for us right away. And this is a guy that would do the job for us really, really well. Do I have to be worried that he might get taken higher? Abso-fucking-lutely. However, we don't really know how it's going to play out. So we're going to give it a go. Is there anybody else who are in those positions of need for us? Okay, so we actually do know Suntarine Perkins ends up being a really solid player. So he is someone we can eventually look into as well. CJ Allen, I believe, is okay also, but those are later picks. So right now, I think we need to hope and pray that, you know, Hill can hold off to us. So there is a tackle, an end, a quarterback, and a safety. Who's above us? Does anybody need that, really? Because some of these guys have taken that already, which makes me fear that Hill might not be there for us. And I don't want to expense our future too much further. So let's cross our fingers that Hill... Yes, guys. Yes. Ruben Bain goes number 1. Proctor Downs goes 3. Indianapolis. And then it looks like Miami and New England went off the board. We will make our selection with the biggest pick that we need right now to help out our linebacker core. That is going to be Anthony Hill Jr., baby. Let's go. Welcome to Vegas Raiders. Let's do this shit. He was ranked 10. We took him at 6. Hidden depth trait, just what we like. We got our guy. That was what we needed, man. That is phenomenal. Okay, let's head on in here into our next round. So round number 2. What else can we get? You know, there's definitely still some other positions of need here. Strong safety. Okay, Shaheem Brown. We don't need quarterback. We don't need halfback. I mean, safety, again, is something that is of interest, right? That is a position that we definitely could use some support in. But I don't know. Is Brown the guy? He's got great hit power. He's got great tackle. But he really doesn't do much else for coverage. I mean, if you're playing safety, I need you to cover guys. Domani Jackson, he's a man-to-man corner. I mean, again, same thing. He can catch, hit, but can't play coverage. Okay, Elijah Surratt from Indiana. Good catch in traffic, good catching. Deep route running is garbage. He's got a half-decent release. 6'2", 209. Decent change of direction. Okay, kind of feels like another McMillan, which is not necessarily what we need right now. We have some receiver depth a little bit now. The tight end doesn't really have a ton of things to make me feel good about. So Dylan Thieneman at safety. I do believe he can become a starter from what I remember. So maybe something of need we should look into. Yeah, hit power looks good. He can play man coverage. Okay, so Thieneman might be something that we do here. The only other option I'm looking into is Jayshawn Barnum. I don't remember if he has something of note that would be solid for us. He's a field general from Michigan. Good zone coverage, can have decent pursuits. Not a great tackler, though. So Jayshawn Barnum. Okay, he's got decent play rec, though. We did just get Hill. So I think I'm going to take my shot here with Thieneman and see what that does for us. At 48, I mean, actually, you know what? We might even have a chance to move down and see if we can get more draft collateral out of this. So at 48... let's see if we can move down a couple. Let me see if I can move down, guys, and get something here. Give me a second to check the trades. I will be right back with you in a minute. All right, guys, we've moved back in the draft, and we got some collateral. So we're going to move back to the Buccos, who I believe are at number 45, 46, right around that Dylan Thieneman pick that we want to make. We also pulled in a second-round pick from them next year, which, again, might be incredibly helpful. You can usually get some guys who are half-decent. We're going to move down with our second-rounder. We're also adding in a sixth-round pick in 2026 this year. A sixth-round pick in 2027 next year, a fifth-round pick in 2027 next year, and a fourth-round pick in 2028. As you start heading at that point of the franchise, guys, you know that a lot of these draft picks don't matter, especially late-round picks. So we will skip ahead. We will take that second-rounder. And, yeah, as expected, Dylan Thieneman is still going to be kicking around exactly what we're looking for from that safety position. So, you know what? I'm okay with what we're looking at right now. Let's go ahead and take Thieneman. I think this is the one that makes the most amount of sense for us. And we are going to draft our safety here, Dylan Thieneman. Yeah, that'll be a B. We're ranked 13. We got him at 45. He doesn't have the hidden depth trait, but you know what? I believe he's a serviceable player, if I remember. And he does have a decent overall coming out of the draft. So we will take that in the second round. And I believe, guys, that is all we had for the draft. All right, guys, here we are. So yeah, there's one pick I had left in the 7th round. Pretty much went super quick because obviously I traded a lot of those late round picks to make the moves we did in last season. So here we are. Anthony Hill Jr. comes in. He is our 76th overall middle linebacker. Going to really change his team for us. Dylan Thieneman comes in as a 75 out of the draft. I think at 21, maybe we move him right away. He goes into the free safety starting position and can take over for Epps, maybe see some growth. And then we just drafted, you know, some guard help, Spindler, whatever. It's a late 7th round pick. Doesn't matter. But I think we got the guys we were looking for. So let us move ahead here. We will go into our advanced week. We will sim ahead heading into the beginning of the preseason. And we can take a look to see what's kicking around here. Is there anything we need? Let's look at our roster. So we are 84 overall, 81 offense. Defense at 81. Doesn't make a ton of sense to me. I don't feel like we really took too many steps backwards per se. But let's see what we're working with heading into this season. So, Jalen Milroe, 82. Judkins up to 83. We have Ricard there now helping out. Tucker falls to the slot. So, Jacoby Meyer has lost his star dev. He's at 86 now. McMillan there at 83. Then it looks like, okay, Bowers hit Superstar X Factor, which is phenomenal. Miller's back up to 88. Arnham's at 80. Glaze there. JPJ's up to 84. So things are looking pretty solid on that side of the ball. Now here, all right, this is where the spicy conversations come into play. Anthony Hill Jr. is a starter. He's a number 1 guy. I think Dodson can play at the 2 spot. We can have Harris and Wilson, it looks like, as our outside linebackers. I mean, I thought we had brought in a little bit more, but okay. I guess if that's the way we're going to work this, that's the way we're going to work this. I would like to see Thieneman move over. I'm going to have him start over Epps because I think the growth potential is just way too good to have it wasting away. So we're going to move him over to free safety. I think we could see him maybe hit star dev, which would be pretty solid. So the Purdue man is going to head on over to the free safety side. Show it to me here. Okay, yeah, so Thieneman is there. He's going to pop up into that spot as our starting safety. Gordon's up to 86. Stokes lost his depth trait. It's a little bit disappointing to see. I think I'm going to move up Kohu to the 2 spot. I'd like to see Jones and Bunting probably battle it out. We'll put Jones at 3 now that Stokes lost, and then Murphy Bunting will hold there at the 5 spot. Reader will hold that D tackle. And yeah, I mean, again, still some work to be done at outside linebacker. We'll see what we can find. I don't know if there's too much we need to bring in at this point, but let's see what we're working with here at the very least. Let's see what free agency has to offer. Hopefully we can maybe find a couple little things that we can plug in. Actually, do we have a backup quarterback? Now that I think about it, I don't know if I remember having any. Let's take a quick peek. Yeah, no, our kicker is our backup. So in case, God forbid, something happens to our big man, Milroe, we definitely want to make sure we have something going. So free agency, let's go take a look to see what's kicking around here. We will start off right away at the quarterback position. So yeah, see, we're not going to bring in Gino, although the mentor aspect again is pretty good. Okay, you know what, Gino? Come back in. You're going to mentor our boy. Obviously, he grew with you, helping him out last year. So we'll keep you rolling around there. And then I think we can bring in, is Marcus Mariota a mentor? Sure. Come on down, Marcus. You're coming back to Las Vegas. Come on over. We'll have both you guys in the quarterback room with Milroe to help him grow. Receiver side, again, I don't think there's really anything of note to bring in. There's nobody here who's exceptionally better than what we have. We were good with our guards. D-tackle, we were fine. The outside linebacker positions, yeah, Clowney there is not looking great. Hopefully we get our growth. So Matt Milano, this might not be a bad choice for us, actually, now that I think about it. I can sign Milano to the 1 year. This, again, is kind of a cheaper alternative for us, so let's just give it a shot and see where it takes us. Corners, again, not really needed. Safeties, I don't think there's a ton kicking around. Or no, not by any means. So it's a couple small bodies. That's it. We didn't have to spend a ton of money. We didn't have to go get really a ton of people by any means. So let's adjust our lineup here and see what this looks like now with some of our additions. So we should see our backup quarterbacks there now officially. Rest of the squad here looking pretty good. Let's go to our defense where our most notable changes are. So yeah, Matt Milano will start. Harris will play the other side. Again, a reminder to our team that Anthony Hill Jr. is our number 1 middle linebacker. Thieneman is going to start on that side. Thieneman is going to start. Very, very good. Yeah, I think actually even to make sure that happens, I'm going to move Epps back to strong safety to back up on that side. It just makes sense so the game doesn't keep trying to force him into the free safety position. He now is at that point of being a legitimate backup. So this will just make sure that that falls into play as expected. And then, yeah, so Kahu, Gordon. No, I would like to see Jones because he still has star dev be up in the 3 spot. Come on up, Jonesy. There we go. Okay, yeah. And then we'll put Stokes and Murphy Bunting. And this is our squad, guys, heading into season number 3. So hopefully we continue to see, steps in the right direction and guys moving forward. But I guess we'll figure that out here as we start the sim into the regular season. We've had a rough one. Obviously, these realistic rebuilds have not been easy, especially when not changing to, like, the metas. We've had a lot to learn as we've been doing this on what the best way to do it is. And, I'm trying a very aggressive approach. Obviously, as you can see, I really got some really solid rookies into our team. 85 overall, 88 offense, 83 defense is very great to see. I don't think we're out of our conversation to say make the playoffs in year 3. Has me very excited. And then let's get the draft class set up here officially. We will import the local file, and we are going to look to that 2027 draft now. And yeah, I think again, so obviously some wide receivers here that are incredible for us to look into if that potential comes into play. There is some other positions here that we can obviously look into as well. But I think arguably if we look at our scouts, I think we are still focusing on the key things that we need. So I wouldn't really change any of those. So our scouts are going to be set up and primed for what we're still looking for. All right, guys, here we are. 85, 88, 83. Starting off with the New York Jets in week 1. Let's head forward here to midseason and see what these new Las Vegas Raiders have in store for us. And year number 3, 1 year before the midway point, I think we got to make the playoffs this year. I think that's where you have to put the line in the sand. The team's got to start taking the push in the right direction and start making some noise. We still haven't made it past the second round of the playoffs as well, so we haven't even seen the Super Bowl. We haven't won an AFC or NFC title yet. So hopefully something maybe we can make happen with the Raiders. Yeah, baby, 4-2. Let's go. 86 overall, 88 offense, 84 defense. We actually have a better record than the Kansas City Chiefs. Find that funny. As you guys saw, Mad Max is coming up, so we will have to have that discussion. But as always, let's start off with the stats. I need to understand what these guys are doing before I start making some choices on their futures. Jalen Milroe, baby. Love this for him. 1,493 yards, 13 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 12 sacks. So not too bad, but sacks I'd like to see come down a little bit if possible. Judkins, 72 touches for 363. Okay, not too bad. 2 touchdowns. I'd like to see more out of him. At the halfway point, I want to see a 500-yard rusher, man. I want 1,000 yards. Milroe, obviously the dual-threat quarterback, doing really solid, adding in 3 touchdowns on the ground. Looks like Myers is leading the charge. 6 touchdowns, 516 yards. Bowers at 373 with 2 tutties. McMillan, 274 and a touchdown. This one's not panning out how I thought it would. I was kind of hoping for more. Tucker, 197, 3 touchdowns, and Judkins has a receiving touchdowns as well. Defense, so tackles is Dodson leading the charge with 41. Oh, I pushed the wrong button. I did not want to push on Dodson. I wanted to push on sorting. The next part we're looking for here, which is the TFLs. Wilkins with 7. Like to see that. Milano and Crosby with 5 each. Crosby, 8.5 sacks. That move down to line, guys, I think may have actually changed the outlook of our franchise. And I'm just giving myself major pat on the back for that. Interception-wise, we got Gordon leading the charge. A couple singles here with a few of our actually, Harris. Murphy Bunting's got one as well. Love to see it. Deflections, we got 3 for Murphy Bunting. A whole bunch of guys with 3 and 2. And then a token forced fumble for Steve. Christian Harris. Let's get it. All right, I love to see it. So, we do have to talk contracts now. This is obviously incredibly important. We know Mad Max is coming up. Got a superstar X factor. This is not one that we can miss out on. We have to land this. They want $66 million over 2 years. He is 29. We're going to start to see the downfall, right? He does want to stay with the team, which I think is great. I think to make sure he stays, we pay the man what he wants. Beautiful. Mad Max locked up for 2 more years. Jeremy Chin doesn't have interest to stay. He is 28, 84. He hasn't grown. He's not regressing. I think for the sake of this, I would like to keep him. So let's give him a bit more money. Okay. So the offer is tempting. We're close. We might be able to get him at the end of the year. Trey Tucker, he's seen some pretty good growth at 82. He's been pretty solid for us. Again, no interest to stay, but the hope is that we might be able to keep him around. Does that do it for you? Looking for a better fit. Okay, so we might need to shop for another receiver to replace him. Michael Mayer's up to 77. He's been a great backup for us. I ideally would like to keep him because I think when you got Brock Bowers and him backing up, I think it really shows some solid tight end game here. Okay, so apparently that's not going to get the job done either. Tyree Wilson, don't care. Murphy Bunting, don't care. Meredith, we're back here again. You're at 28. You're holding at 78. I mean, he's been serviceable. I really don't feel like I want to lose him by any means. Yeah, beautiful. Okay, so Meredith will stay. We'll get him locked up. Him and his consistent 78. Tart, for the 1 year at $9 million, I don't really feel it. He's only at 76. He hasn't seen any growth. Epps, I'm going to be okay to let walk as well. And a bunch of these guys, yeah, these are all the 1 year deals. Yeah, we're going to be accepting that option. No questions asked. We're going to make sure that man stays with us forever in this franchise as well. But we've done what we could. So now it's ultimately down to heading into the next part of the sim. And yeah, I don't want to change too much here, guys. Again, I think we are looking pretty solid. Looks like we're 13 offensive points per game. Pass yards were 19th. Rush yards only at 28, which is a little bit disappointing. Offensive points per game, or sorry, opponent points per game are at 25th, and we're at middle of the pack for everything else. So it's pretty interesting that we came out here at 4-2. But ultimately, you know, we'll see what this does for us. Is it going to bring us into a playoff spot? Denver's undefeated, and we have the Chargers. We're at 5-2. So there's obviously a lot going on. Mad Max is up there in the sacks run again. Yeah, I think we got to let it rip, guys. We will head on in to see if this team can make the playoffs for the first time in season number 3 and see if the growth of these players is going to be able to take us there, because that's what it's going to be on. There is still some positions we know we need to fill. That goes without saying. Middle linebacker being one of them. We need a defensive tackle. Our corners, nobody's taken that step up after Gordon. So that's something hopefully as well that we can get sorted. I like Thieneman going to be where he is. For wide receiver, McMillan has not become what I'd hope he was going to be either. Now that Jacoby Myers has lost his dev trait, that's a position of worry. Hey, 9-8 made the playoffs. Okay, we'll take it. We'll take it. So not looking like a high draft pick this year, but you know what? We are happy to make the playoffs and see us potentially winning some playoff games. So let's see where Milroe finished. 38 touchdowns. Wow. 4,200 yards, sacked 33 times. So the O-line again, but tough. 14 picks, though. So he didn't throw a lot more in the back half, which was good to see. But it looks like he had a great year. Rushing-wise, Judkins almost hits 1,000 yards, 6 touchdowns. Milroe also rushed in for 6. Receiving side, Jacoby Myers killed it. 14 touchdowns, 1,300 yards. McMillan had 855, 2 tutties. Bowers adds in 7, 852. Tucker, 10 touchdowns. And he's going to leave us, of course. Judkins added in 5 receiving as well. Mayer got 1. Defensive side of the ball, Dodson led the charge with tackles still. TFLs, Wilkins still leading the way. Holy shit. Mad Max Crosby, 26.5 sacks. Wow. That man has been on drugs since that move to the line. That has been incredible. Leading the charge with picks, Jeremy Chin, Harris, Murphy Bunting, and yeah, Anthony Hill Jr. Attaboy. Got 2 interceptions as well. Pass deflections, 10 for Gordon. Attaboy. Gohu and Bunting at 7 and 5 respectively, and Hill was there, and Thieneman. And forced fumbles, we still got the token one for our boy Polar Bear Steve. So, the Raiders have made the playoffs. Season number 3, we're in the conversation. We're making things happen. How did the team end up going the back half of the year? Offensive pass yards were looking great. Looks like defensively we took a little bit of a step forward. Did Mad Max get it done? Mad Max got it done. And not even remotely close for anybody else. 26.5 sacks, guys. That is insane. Absolutely insane. I love it. I love to see things coming about like they need to. They're in the division because there is some real powerhouses. Look at Baltimore. Look at Denver. Look at the Chargers. It's going to be a battle for us. And Kansas City finished last in the division, which is hilarious. So we have a tough matchup against us. We got the 12-5 Texans. Let's not waste any time. Let's see if we can make some noise. Come on, Raiders. Let's go, baby. Let's be some playoff dark horses, and it's over. A 19-13 loss. It was a tight game, unfortunately. But, you know, we did what we could, guys. Again, we're in our growth period. We at least made the playoffs. We smelled the playoffs. How does this look for the rest of the league? So the Jets, the Ravens. Obviously, we know the Texans made it. We got the Bills and the Chargers. We had the Buccos, the Cowboys, the Seahawks, the Eagles. We had the Commanders. I mean, they're the Redskins. It's Washington, whatever, man. Lions, and then Green Bay there had a first-round bye from the NFC side. So let's take a look at what we're working with here. We're going to advance the week to the playoffs. To the Super Bowl and see who's in the Super Bowl final. I wouldn't be surprised to see the Ravens there again. Looks like maybe even Denver should be in the conversation. Are they going to be good enough to make it there? Nope, I called the Ravens. Eagles make it for the 3rd freaking year in a row, which is insane. But you know what? Who cares? This doesn't matter to us. We want to win the Super Bowl. I don't want to see anybody else's team there except for ours. And we haven't done it with any other rebuild yet. But maybe it's going to be the Raiders. Just maybe. So it looks like maybe the Baltimore Ravens actually did it this time. If it's backwards like it usually is, there it is. Ravens and Lamar Jackson get the job done. Josh Allen wins MVP again of the league. Peter Gaffney for the Broncos wins Coach of the Year. Lamar Jackson won Offensive Player of the Year. Mad Max Crosby, back-to-back Defensive Players of the Year. Rookie Nico Amalieva was the Offensive Rookie of the Year quarterback for the Jets. And then Ruben Bain Jr. for the Saints won the Defensive Rookie of the Year. We know he's solid. We obviously had him in one of our franchises, so not surprised to see him there. Any retirements affecting our team right now? We do have a lot of cap money. Okay, Geno Smith retired. That's obviously not a major loss for us and was expected. We brought him in to really just work with our boy Milroe, and that's the only one that's leaving, so that is totally fine. Time to head on into the offseason, guys, and see what we're working with here. Let's go to the re-signed players. There's obviously a couple guys I believe we need to take a chance with to see if we can get them to stay. What do we got here? Okay, so the Brock Bowers, this is a no-brainer, and that man's going to get paid the next season as well. Jeremy Chin. Jeremy, I'd really like you to stay. You're 29. I think you still got at least a couple more decent years of ball left. You're holding strong at 84. You haven't gotten better. You haven't gotten worse. Can we make this happen? We got money to spend. I'd like you to stay. Beautiful. Jeremy Chin stays. We locked down that strong safety position. Yeah, nobody else here really makes any sense. I'd like to keep Trey Tucker, man. He had another phenomenal year. I'm surprised he hasn't moved up a depth trait, to be honest with you, with how well he's been doing. But he is a guy I'd like to keep around at 83 overall. I mean, McMillan's also holding. Myers on his way down. We may have to really figure out the wide receiver position. But, you know, I'd like to keep him. Can you stay for something like this? Beautiful. Trey Tucker stays. We lock him down. Michael Mayer, I mean, dude, you've been really good for me too. I mean, I'd love to see you stay, but at the same time, I can go find somebody else at 77 who I could pay a lot less. So will you do it? Beautiful. Michael Mayer stays. He keeps backing up Brock Bauer. The rest of this is fine. We're going to take our $91 million, and we're going to head into free agency to see what's waiting for us. Hopefully, middle linebacker help maybe to play with our boy Anthony Hill. I think ultimately some outside linebacker and receiver. There is definitely some positions that we need to figure out here. So let's go to free agency. Let's see what's waiting for us on the other side of the door. What do we got? Oh, baby. Wow. $41 million a year to make that conversation happen. That is absolute injury. Wow. Okay, well, that is not a ballpark we're going to be playing in. Quarterback, obviously not something that matters to us either. We have our guys. Not really looking for anything else really to happen here. Do we have a backup halfback now that I'm looking at it? No. Okay, so we are going to have to get Judkins a backup. It looks like Akers' contract ended. We do see Quinshon is up to 85, which is exceptional. We love that. Fullbacks, I think we should be okay. I'm pretty sure we signed. Yeah, Ricard did have a multi-year deal, so we're fine. We know CJ Donaldson Jr. is also a very serviceable fullback. I'm surprised nobody is signing him, and he does have a pretty decent deal there, but, you know, again, I'm not going to go crazy. Wide receiver-wise, I mean, this is big. Big, big, big. These are number one guys that we're looking for, and honestly, I love the idea of Jameson Williams potentially coming to play. We know, obviously, that Tyreek is going to potentially fall off a cliff. Williams is a number one guy through and through. And, I mean, this would be us moving Myers out. You know, Jameson could come in and hopefully be a really, really big need for us at the position. Does this get us into the conversation? We're conversing. We're conversing. I like that. I like to know that. But this is still something that I feel like I need to push. I need a number one receiver, and I feel like Jameson Williams is that for us. Okay. I can't go crazier than that, guys. As much as I really want it, I do not want to overspend and kill our cap. There's obviously other positions of need that are more important to us right now. Worst case scenario, I mean, I'm also open to giving Tyreek Hill a contract. Nobody is offering him anything right now. So, I'd be willing to play ball here. No. Okay, let's hold off. Let's hold off. I don't want to make the mistake. Potentially have both of them accept it. We don't know what could happen. Okay. Ronnie Stanley is kicking around here. Nobody is offering him deals, but there is some upgrades kicking around here. So Elton Jenkins, obviously someone as well who would be an upgrade over what we currently have. But our guy has been staying pretty consistent. Yeah, he's at 78 still. I think it's still a serviceable spot for the position. We know JPJ is obviously doing well for us. Hernandez, Parnham's up to 81, so that's definitely fine. And right tackle side, I mean, Lane Johnson is spectacular. But again, at 37, are you really going to bring him in? And DJ Glaze is up to 81. So really, I'm okay to leave it as it is. Wow. Like, this is a conversation, right? It's just not one that we can have. I mean, Mad Max is getting older. He is 30. We could start to see a regression. Aiden Hutchinson would be phenomenal, but not at $41 million a year. It's just a hard no. Josh Pascal, or Pascal, if everyone to pronounce it. I do like him, but again, $11 million doesn't make a ton of sense. D-tackle. Okay, so this, we do have some potential here. There could be a couple guys. So Junior Tafana, I mean, we still have 70s, right? This is not going to get the job done. Kenny Clark could be a decent ad. He's 31. He's the youngest out of the three here. DeForest Buckner, though, at 50. But nobody's making any offers. He is the oldest, but he is still pretty fast. I mean, Kenny Clark might give us a bit more time. We could probably get 2 years out of him, and he is the scheme fit. You know what? Let's do that. Let's stay with the scheme. Let's bring in the guy that might give us that extra year. And then that way we're not constantly having to come back here and have the same conversation over and over again. He does have the interest to come. I don't know if we're battling another team in particular. No. Okay. So Kenny Clark, we're going to do that as a 1 spot. The other end position, I mean, we should still have Wilkins doing his thing. He is dropping to 82, though. So our time at right end is also going to be coming to a bit of an end. Kayvon Thibodeau. So this is definitely a position of interest. Obviously a major upgrade over Christian Harris, who is up to 76. Thibodeau, you know, I mean, not really maybe hitting the perspective or the potential that people thought he would, but looks pretty decent. Who else we got here? Jack Gibbons. Now, how is our linebacker crew going? So Tyrell Dotson is a 75. Anthony Hill's an 80 right now, so not pushing exactly where I thought he'd be. So Gibbons is an upgrade, and maybe worth a go. We could probably cut Dotson if it's not where we need it to be. So I'd rather probably take the 70 at 28. Although Sherwood also could be pretty good. He's a year younger. Does have more speed. Might give us a little bit more. 5.75. There's one team interested. Okay, I could battle this out. I definitely would have some interest in being in this conversation. He does want to play for us. So I will take that upgrade if he is willing to come play. Right outside linebacker, we got Logan Wilson. Who's playing on this side for us on the right side? Nobody. So yeah, something here would be very helpful as well. Jamin Davis. So obviously 88 speed is pretty solid. He's a 75 overall. I mean, that might be something we need to figure out of the draft. Nate Hobbs. Okay. Also someone who wants to come play for us. This is an upgrade at corner, who apparently we've lost some players here again. So Stokes, obviously Murphy Bunting. So this is where I'd also like to spend some money. This is obviously a bigger conversation. If we can get 2 years out of Hobbs, that'd be even better. So let's see if we can lock him in to get some term. Yep, okay, we're up there in the conversation. I like that. And he still has star dev, so that also is quite good and kind of something that we want to be interested in. Kirby Joseph at 17 is a spicy meat. Okay, Thieneman's at 79. You know, that is a serviceable safety. So I think I'm okay to run with what we got there. And Chin was fine. Okay, so Borgalis is up to 80. And our punter, I think we should still have AJ Cole for 1 more year. Yeah, and he's holding strong at 86. That is totally fine as well. Okay, this does make me want to consider the Tyreek Hill conversation in case Jameis does not decide to come with us, which is highly likely. And nobody's offering Tyreek money. Tyreek, you're a stud, dude. Don't get me wrong. But right now, I don't think you're more than a 1-year deal. So I'd be willing to offer you a 1 year as is. I think that's all I can do. Let's go ahead 1 year, guys. Let's see where this takes us. There's a chance we get a couple. There's a chance we get none. We don't really know, right? That is the fun of free agency when you're putting money on the line and you're hoping guys have interest in your team. Now we got 69 million available. That is probably not a good indicator of anybody signing, especially the big guys we were looking for. But let's take a look. My signings. Okay, we got Hobbs, we got Clark. Those are 2 big ones. Tyreek has gone up. We're still in on Sherwood, which I'm happy about. But Tyreek is definitely a bigger conversation point now. So if we lost Jameson Williams, I do think we need to be in on the Tyreek Hill sweepstake. I still don't want to go long-term here. I think that we need to lock it down shorter term. I'd be okay with 2 years. But yeah, we're not even in the conversation. So people are willing to pay this man. Okay, we do have some funds available, and we do need a number 1 receiver. So Tyreek Hill could be that big difference maker for Jalen Milroe, and I want to pay the man and get him somebody. And that's still not enough. Okay, I'm going to have to play ball here, guys. I'm going to have to pay this man filthy, filthy rich money to bring him in and show him that we want a number 1 receiver, and we are serious about winning a Super Bowl. Does that bring us into the conversation? Not even. Wow. Wow. Okay, we are in for 1 year, guys. I would have loved to have landed Jameson. That's a longer-term conversation that I'm willing to have, and that's because he's younger, and it just makes sense to have it. But right now, at what I'm having to pay Tyreek Hill, this is insane. But it's got to be done. We need a number 1 receiver, and he may fall off a cliff, and I may have to trade him. But I want to make this happen, and I want to give Milroe an opportunity. Okay, so we are in the conversation now. We are not his top pick, so that is still not enough to move us the needle. Because with him not really wanting to play in Vegas, which I'm surprised, because he does seem like the kind of guy who would enjoy his time in Vegas, it's not enough to do it. So let's see if we can maybe increase the bonus, if we can at least get ourselves into a conversation where he will look into us being a legitimate location. Okay, Tyreek, leave me 30 million in salary. Please. Please. The offer strength is up. We are #1 on Tyreek Hill's list. What more can you ask for, right? I think we got kind of what it is we were looking for. We can get some guys from free agency to get that job done. Yeah, I mean, look, we'd be falling off the table here, right? Traylon Burks, I mean, he's back on the market. I might be able to get him straight out of free agency. It just doesn't make sense to go spend a ton of money in these positions. So I'm okay. Let's get through free agency here again pretty quickly and see what's coming out on the other side. Because if we land Tyreek, that is legitimate wide receiver. Between McMillan, Kobe Myers. Okay, 30 million in cap. Actually, guys, this might be a done deal. We might have Tyreek Hill on this team. Can we confirm? Tyreek Hill, baby. Upgrade at cornerback, upgrade at D-tackle. We got another freaking middle linebacker coming in to help out Hill. So we know outside linebacker is a position of need. I think heading into the draft, if we can get that sorted, that will definitely be something that would be exciting. It would help take this team to the next level. Maybe push us past that first round of the playoffs. This team is still growing, so we know there is good times coming. I don't even want to waste any time. I want to head right into the draft. We know I wasn't making any more offers in free agency. I got $30 million to play here. Let's head into this draft, guys. Let's find our Bijan. Let's find all the good stuff. So we have pick number 20, which, you know, based on where we're at, I don't know what that leaves us. Is that kind of in the position where we're going to find what we're looking for? But we obviously know the two top wide receivers, you know, Jeremiah Smith, Ryan Williams. We're not in that conversation. We're not there. But around 20, okay, we have some left ends. We got Adepoyu Adeborowe. I think if I'm saying that right, I don't really know. 6'4", 241. So doesn't really do a lot very well. He's a great elite across the board athlete. Good play rec, good pursuit, good tackle. I mean, we might be able to turn him into a linebacker the same way that we moved Crosby down. We might be able to move him the opposite way. That definitely could be something that makes sense. There's another corner here with Colin Wright. We got Frederick Jr. There's a safety there, more receivers, more quarterbacks. Yeah, I mean, not necessarily the positions we need, which is a little shitty if I do say so myself. But yeah, I mean, I guess we'll take our chances. So let's go back. Let's see what's left over because we really don't know what's going to get drafted ahead of us. And then we will start figuring out what makes sense. So I am surprised to see Noweri went first. So Jeremiah Smith dropped to 2. Ryan Williams dropped to 6. I almost lost my voice there because how shocked I am. Wow. Okay, I thought they were going like 1, 2, 2, 3, but that is shocking. Okay, quarterback, not part of our conversation. We could know that for sure. Now, middle linebacker is still. We definitely could still use an upgrade at middle linebacker, maybe move somebody out to the outside. So looking at Sammy Brown and Justin Williams, both of these do have a little bit of interest. From my side at least. So block shedding looks pretty good. Pursuit's not great. His tackle could be not bad. Zone coverage is quite good. Can change of direction. He's got elite and great and everything else. Could be a decent catcher. Could be a decent hit power. And coverage, zone coverage, play rec is pretty good. Okay, so Sammy Brown, that might be a position that we could take here. Clemson, 6'2", 230. We also have Justin Williams, the Georgia man, 6'2", 205. They both are round 1 talents, and I mean, obviously they've dropped to us, which is surprising, but nonetheless, I mean, if they're here, they're here. And if we can take the upgrade, that is definitely something I'm interested in. So Justin Williams also looks quite good. Block shed B, A pursuit, B tackle, B to D zone coverage. Looks like he's a bit of a better athlete. Yeah, awareness is good. See, his play rec isn't as great. Stamina's not as good. Finesse moves, hit powers, catching's okay though. Yeah, this is a tough one. I mean, if Sammy was ranked at 11, Williams is at 14, so it really kind of just seems like it might more so be a part of what you prefer. And I mean, they're both 6'2". I do like the size a little bit more on Sammy out of Clemson. So maybe we take that chance. That's 11 overall, supposed to be draft pick. We will take our chances. Sammy Brown, add in some support for Hill Jr. B-. Okay, he was 38. We got hidden depth trait, though, so we may actually have a solid middle linebacker core now. You might be able to move out whoever we just signed there at middle linebacker out to the outside linebacker position. And then I think he had speed, so that might actually work for us. Wow. Okay, so a pretty solid guy just went there at Trayan Webb, the halfback. Looks like he was A's and B's across the boards. That's pretty solid. What do we got here at round 2? So there's a safety with Parrish. We got tight end with Klein. Again, I'm not so inclined to do that because dad joke. We do have, obviously, we're looking pretty good at, our safety position. I don't think it's really a position of need right now. We got Aaron Chili's, 6'3", 220. Who doesn't love a good chili? Block shed and tackle is pretty good. His zone coverage is pretty good. But I think right now with bringing in Brown, we're probably okay. At left guard, there is Brandon Baker from Texas. Okay, decent awareness. Could be a decent impact blocker. Could be a decent pass blocker. A run block. 6'4". He's a big boy. Looks like a good athlete as well. Yeah, this might have to be the play, guys. Good run block fitness, run block power. Pass block, lead block might be okay. Awareness is pretty good. We know that our line is going to start maybe having some guys drop off the table a little bit. There's nothing else here that makes a ton of sense at this point. Just looking at the basis of some of what else is here. I think Baklenko is also not bad. But I think we're going to make the run with Baker. I think that's the one that makes the most amount of sense. Because the D tackle, is a position of need, but it's not necessarily something that looks the best right now. Greg Johnson's center. We don't need the center, but we obviously could move him out. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay. Also, okay. Wow, good run block. Okay, but pass block, still question mark for them here as well. But is it good at lead block? Ooh. Do we take the chance then and go with the center instead and maybe move him to guard? That might be the conversation here, guys. I think that might be the move. That was... Where was he? Center. No, it wasn't Moore. Johnson. Yeah, that was Johnson. So dropped 4 spots, but at 72 might not be bad. Yeah, maybe we go off the board here, guys. Let's take our shot. Looks like there is some decent, O-line in here. I'm going to give Greg Johnson a go. Hopefully we'll make the right move. If he's got a hidden depth trait, that's a C. That's not good. But a hidden depth trait. Love that for us. Okay. So, yeah, we'll move him out maybe to left guard or right guard and give him a shot to maybe fight for a position there. That might not be a bad decision for us. We'll go to the next pick, which, oh, yes, we had another second pick. That's right. Okay, that's our trade from last year. That actually went pretty well for us. So unfortunately, Baker did just go, so we are going to lose out on him. However, Baklenko is still here. I thought I remember him being pretty decent. I thought I saw somebody else here as well that also was agile. Yeah, right here. Josiah Thompson. So he also looks like he could be a guy, and we do love a good guy coming to play for our team. Josiah Thompson. Wow. 6'6", big boy. Yeah, that does things. We're going to draft Josiah Thompson because it seems like the right thing to do. He's a scheme fit. He's massive. And, Colton Miller's not going to get younger. That was a C. Wow. And normal dev trade. Okay, so he must have a high overall then at the very least. Because, his numbers looked phenomenal. So either our... I don't even know how to say it. What, were our scouts just drinking when they were watching him? Like, that is crazy. Braylon Moore looks like he ended up being a pretty decent draft pick at center there as well. But okay, here we are. We need to find what is the next acquisition for our team. So Griffin Wild is a wide receiver, which again, we are looking to bring in some more receivers and help out this team. Griffin Wild. Okay, so not exactly what we're looking for here. We want to wrap up this third round strong, guys. That's what we need right now. Tenuvasa, no, he's a decent block shedder at best, but that's what he's got going for him. We got Aiden Bainfield. Okay, so again, looks really good. Right guard. Looks solid. Good run block. Pass block looks to be decent. This could be another Josiah Thompson, but he looks pretty damn good if you ask me. And that also is still a position of need for us. So, I'm going to take my chance because nothing else here makes a ton of sense. We got Steve's boy Mendoza, who we don't need right now. Okay, let me take one look here at Levon Johnson, 6'3", 311 defensive tackle, because that is a position of need. But yeah, he's not jumping off the page at all. We're gonna take what I hope is the sure thing, and Aiden Bainfield, right guard. Let's do this. Come on, hidden dev trait. Tell me it's a good pick. B-. Love that for me. And normal dev trait. Fuck me. Come on, man. All right, guys, let me finish off this draft. I will catch you at the recap. All right, guys, here we are at the recap. The draft is all officially done after year number 3. Sammy Brown, obviously, was our number 1 pick, 20th overall. He's going to come in at 74 overall, so he'll be a half-decent starter for us to play there with Anthony Hill Jr. We got Greg Johnson, who came in as a 70, so not too shabby there as well. Josiah Thompson came out as 70 out of the draft as well. We had Aiden Banfield, who came out at 69. And then we have Aiden Flintoff, who we took in the last round of the draft there, you can see. So round 70, pick 20, 78 out of the draft. So not too bad. So we obviously know Cole's going to be coming up. We can keep that money, get our rookie in there, and just let it go. All right, so that is wrapping up our season number 3 officially. Heading into season number 4 now. Let's advance the week here and see what we're working with, guys, because we've done a lot with this team. We have done a ton. We have brought in Tyreek Hill. We are 87 overall, 89 offense, 85 defense. Like, come on, man. This team has to be really taking a big step this year. And the halfway point, season number 4, hopefully this is enough to get the job done because, I mean, my oh my. I feel like this roster is phenomenal, right? Mad Max is not getting younger. We've pointed that out already. So we need to see guys just, wow, here we go. Here we go. Love this. JPJ up to 86. So Gene Johnson did have hidden depth trait. I do love that. I love that a lot. I do want to get him some touches. So Jonah, I'm going to move Johnson up. Actually, no. So I know that Meredith is going to be coming up. Arnhem and Glaze are on the younger side. Meredith obviously is not. So I'm going to move our boy Johnson to left guard to make sure that he's going to potentially get some touches behind Meredith. And then with that, I'm hoping his depth trait will end up being good. And then from there, he can solidify that other position for me. Actually, he went up 2 points going to left guard, so I love that for us. So looking really good on the line. Brock Bowers up to 95. Superstar X Factor. You love to see it. Tyreek Hill coming up now as the number 1 man. We got Jacoby Meyer there. Got his star depth trait back, maybe because he's inspired by how great it is to have Tyreek Hill. Tederick McMillan there at 84. Trey Tucker at 83. So we got a solid top 4. Judkins there at 85. I need a backup for him. I need a backup quarterback. Ricard holding at 82 is looking pretty good. Defensive side of the ball. All right, so we know that Sammy Brown is going to be our starter. He's going to be right up there with Anthony Hill Jr. No questions asked. So Hill, I mean, I'm unfortunate he's only an 80, but again, we'll make it work. Chin looking good. Thieneman's up to 79. Obviously, Hobbs' addition has been really good with Kohou. So we have a top 3, I'd say, corners as well. What I do need to do, though, is we are going to move. Okay, so Dodson and Sherwood. Who got that speed? That 89 speed, 71 rec, 71 coverage. And what are we looking at for Sherwood? Because I'm almost wondering which one of them is better off playing at the outside linebacker position. Because obviously we have nobody there right now. And I'm thinking it might be Sherwood. Because, yeah, he's got, you know, field general stats, but I'm pretty sure he had decent speed. Yeah, hit power is looking pretty good. Okay. So we're going to move Sherwood out to the outside. We're going to let Brown grow with Hill in the middle as our middle linebackers. And hopefully they have a phenomenal season together. So we are going to do this. He's going to come up to that number 1 spot. And then we'll have Harrison and Sherwood on the outside. So unfortunately, we couldn't get outside linebackers. It just didn't happen for us. But we have upgraded other positions of need. And I think it is looking pretty good. So we're going to get any outside linebacker help from free agency we can find. That makes sense. Even just a backup. We need a CB4. And then we also need backup halfback and backup quarterbacks. That's basically going to do it, guys. That's going to do it heading into season number 4. So let's go check out free agency here real quick. Free agents, what do we got for? Let's make something special happen here, guys. We are at that point now. Also, we can fire our kicker or our punter. But you know what? We'll let his contract end. We'll see if we can able to keep him around. We got a bridge quarterback. I don't need bridge quarterbacks. Does anybody want to come here and mentor? Yeah, let's bring in Josh Dobbs. He's a mentor. Let's keep our boy Milrow growing. That guy's been just an absolute to the moon. And then who else can we bring in as a decent backup? Drew Lock. That'd be a funny one. Stetson Bennett. We brought him in before. Let's bring in Nicholas Vattiato. Let's bring him in. Sounds like a dirty Italian. Let's do that. Nicholas Vattiato is going to be our 3rd quarterback on the roster. Backup halfback. Okay, so Chase Brown is here and for free, which is absolutely phenomenal. So we're going to do that. Chase Brown, the Canadian boy, come on down to Las Vegas. You are now going to back up Quinshawn Judkins. Should we bring in a 3rd back in as well? I mean, why not, right? We're here. What makes sense for us? What would look like a fun addition? We had Akers already. You know, I like Isaac Guerrendo. I like his speed. I think as a third back, he's going to look really solid in our lineup, so we're going to do that as well. And then wide receiver, did we need a 4? I think we needed a 4, right? We got Mechie. We got Darius Slayton. You know what? Let's bring in Slayton. That's a new fresh face we haven't seen before on one of our teams. We'll get him in here. So Slayton comes in. Everything else we were fine. Tackle, all that stuff we were good. Okay, so left outside linebacker, there was nothing. Middle, there's nothing. Right outside linebacker, Jamin Davis is back, so it's not better than what we have. And then CB, oh, hello, Marshawn Lattimore. Oh, Beanie Bishop. No. We're going to go Beanie. I love that 92 speed. I'm happy to bring that in. We will bring Beanie Bishop into the squad. He will come in. And, yeah, I think our safeties and stuff, it just doesn't make sense, again, to bring on guys for the sake of bringing in guys. So, yeah, well, there's a lot of punters still kicking around there as well. We don't need to bring them in, however. We will run AJ Cole into the ground and then let our new punter take over from there, Mr. Flintcoft. Okay, guys, let us take one final look at this roster. We will actually, let's sim to the regular season. Let's do that first. And then we will take a look into what this final roster going into the season looks like. I have a really good feeling, guys. We've drafted well. We've done so many good things with this team in 4 short seasons. Actually, technically, we haven't even played the 4th season yet. This is heading into season number 4. And I really, really, really do feel like we're at a good point in this franchise. So we are now at auto-generated rookies. We have no more draft things to look into. I'm going to leave the scouts the same way because I still feel like we are looking into the same positions. Our season goal, I mean, this goes without saying, right? At this point now, it's you have to make the playoffs. There's no questions asked. From now forward, it is make the playoffs or you are a failure. Defensively, apparently, we're still holding at 84. I mean, obviously, we do have a couple young guys on that roster, so I guess it makes sense. But we will make some small tweaks here, make sure everybody's where they need to be. So Milrow, Judkins, yeah, Brown comes in after him. Granero, obviously a great add as well. Tucker, Slayton's there in the 5 spot. Everybody else is looking great. Yeah, Gene Johnson's up to 74 now. That's a 4-point jump since we started. Love that for him. Yeah, Milrow and Judkins at 87 each is also phenomenal. Yeah, just love seeing growth, guys. This is part of the funnest part, I think, of Chef Tom and I when we do these, is always seeing our players in their growth phase. And just how well they do coming up together, which is always fun. So we are going to move Sherwood out to the other side. So he's going to become our right outside linebacker officially. So we are going to edit you, my friend. And you're going to play a position that's outside of what you standardly play. But you know what? Sometimes you have to do what's best for the team. And I'm sure Auburn taught you how to do that well. So you will go into position number 1, right outside linebacker. There we go. We have Harris there. Brown, no. I told you, Brown is number 2. He is starting. He has hidden depth trait. You don't, you sit. Okay, so apparently Beanie Bishop is also my backup safety. I don't know why that is. I have 2 safeties here. Why isn't one of you playing to the side? Why? That's fine. Beanie Bishop's 79 there. He'll play there. It's fine. We have our 4 corners. Should I go get a corner 5 and a backup strong safety? Maybe I'll do it just in case. It probably makes sense to do, guys. Sometimes, I mean, I don't want Bishop jumping off and playing where he's not supposed to. It'll just end up getting messy. So let's do what we need to do. We'll get one more corner. Obviously, Lattimore's there as well. We can also bring him in. Oh, actually, he did sign. Okay, cool. So I'm fine to bring Jacorian Bennett back as a number 5. This definitely works for me. It's a $1.95 million deal. Not a lot of money to make that happen. And then we will go look at strong safety. So it is... Yo, boy, Xavier Woods. Fan of the wrestling people. Xavier Woods. Yeah, you know. Don't have to say it. Justin Simmons actually is there as a backup as well. So, you know what? I'm going to bring in Justin Simmons. He is the best available. We're going to move him over to strong safety to back up Chin, because apparently I don't have any secondary help on that side. And that should do it, guys. That is exactly what we needed to push this roster over. Again, we'll do one quick check of the lineups just to make sure they didn't screw around with our stuff. Which I hope they hadn't. I think we were okay on this side. It was the defensive side of the ball we needed to check. Guys, really? Okay, fine. Sherwood wants to play that side, Harris the other. I don't care. Brown needs to start. Thieneman is there. Okay, yeah, Bennett is there under Bishop. Looking good. Where did Simmons go? Okay, you know what? Whatever. It's fine. We got the corner. Special teams wise, okay, so Cole's still holding at 86. Flintoff is there to back up and take over. He's 78 out of the draft, so that's actually not too bad, or at least after the preseason. So, guys, it is time to get this season started. 86 overall, 89 offense, 84 defense with growth. Time to head to midseason. I think we need to be at least 4 wins. At 4-3, I'd be happy. Anything higher than that, I think is a phenomenal start to the season. And I think that is arguably where we need to be at the halfway point. This is season 4, the halfway point. The growth has happened. The team has been pushing in the right direction. And now we need to solidify our position as contenders. Legitimately now. Because I think Sammy Brown's going to grow. We are 1-6. How is this even remotely possible? It makes no sense to me. Okay, let's go check the stats. The sim just hates me. I don't know any other way to put it. Jalen Milroe looks like he's having a year. Yeah, 1,700 yards, 15 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Sacked 19 times isn't a great look, but he's playing quite well. Rushing, okay, so Judkins only had 268, 2 touchdowns. Milroe's got 2 rushing touchdowns as well. Receiving side of the ball, Brock Bowers leading the charge, 437, 6 touchdowns. Myers, 382, 1 touchdown. McMillan, 382, 3 touchdowns. And Tyreek Hill, 342, 4. Judkins has some receiving there as well, and Trey Tucker's down to 1. Defensive side of the ball, Anthony Hill Jr. leads in tackles. TFLs looks to be Wilkins. Okay, is there injuries? That question here. Something we might need to look into. Crosby only 3.5 sacks, which is surprising. Interceptions, we have 1s across the board. Deflections here, yep, some 4s, couple 3s, and a couple forced fumbles from Sammy Brown and Christian Wilkins for Polar Bear Steve. Next, let's take a look at what is going on with the team here. Are guys not growing? Are we battling? Like, what the hell is going on? So, offensive points per game, we're down to 22nd. Pass yards, we're still up there. Rush yards, we're not there for some reason. Doesn't make any sense. Opposing points per game, 31. Opposing pass yards per game, 32. So we're just getting torched, apparently. But we're holding the rush yards down. So if we play anybody who has a quarterback, we're just getting destroyed. So we officially, besides New England, are last. So it probably means a top draft pick coming up for us. And ultimately, we're not seeing our players really hit anything in particular right now, which is a little bit disappointing. So is Mad Max falling off a cliff? I think this is worth taking a look. So let's go check the lineups. Let's see if there's anything here that is sparking interest of why we wouldn't be playing well right now. So I'm not seeing any major injuries. Everybody looks to be doing exactly as they're expected to and is starting where they need to be. Defensive side of the ball. So Brown's up to 76. Hill, for some reason, at 79. Like, we're just not making it happen. The outside linebackers, I mean, okay, I get it. We're not great. Beanie Bishop, Hobbs, Kahoo, like, they're all there. Mad Max, you're there. What are we doing here, guys? What are we doing here? Okay. Okay. I mean, you can have the conversation. Does it make sense to move on from Crosby, right? You know he's going to start coming down. I know Wilkins is starting to come down. You start having those conversations now at a 1-6 season to, you know, potentially bring on somebody else. Maybe spread a little bit of love across different positions. Guys, let me take a look at moving a major franchise piece again. If we're going to get better, things have to happen quick. Earth-shattering move, guys. Like the Myles Garrett battle, Mad Max, 99 overall, superstar X Factor, getting old. Getting up there, he's going to start regressing very soon, and if we're going to keep competing, we know there was some moves that had to be made. The Rams had some interest. We're bringing in 2 younger guys who can provide us with 2 better positions. I had to get rid of my punter as well. We know we got our backup punter, so we're okay. We're bringing in Braden Fisk, as you guys remember, won, I believe, Rookie Defensive Player of the Year. And we're bringing in Jared Verse as well to upgrade our outside linebacker position. We got longer term with contracts. They're younger. 2 positions of need getting upgraded. We had to move on from a 2nd-round pick this year, a 5th-round pick this year, a 3rd next year, and a 4th next year to make this happen. But, guys, this is massive. This changes the landscape of our defense. So, obviously, a really, really big position move for us. And I think at this point as well, I'm maybe looking into one more deal. I see Christian Wilkins is getting up there as well. Let me take a look to see what else is kicking around for us. All right, guys, another big deal had to be made. We did. We're getting aggressive now. We know we're trying to bring in the best players possible that we can to be successful in this sim. So we moved out from Wilkins. We knew he was getting older. He was starting to come down pretty substantial. He was at 82. I wouldn't be surprised if he was under 80 after this. Moving on from Nate Hobbs, I mean, it kind of worked for short term, but obviously we're getting torched right now, so we need some upgrades. And I was willing to pay. So as like I told you, the back half of these franchises and these rebuilds, these picks don't matter that much because technically they don't do much for you if they take time to progress and get better. So I traded a third round this year, next year's first, next year's second with Wilkins and Hobbs off to Saints to bring in Chase Young. We got Brian Bresee and Kool-Aid McKinstry all locked up really well. Great contracts. Just really does a solid overall push for us, guys, with these massive 2 deals. And I feel like this is the kind of stuff that can push us over the top. Hopefully. I mean, obviously a 1-6 start is not ideal, but if you take a look at this lineup now, I can guarantee you it is a lot more well-rounded than where it was when we started. So I think everybody from the offensive side should be totally fine. You know, obviously no big question marks here. O-line obviously can always use work, but I think we're okay. Hill and Brown kind of working away. Now you see the additions of our superstars. We added Verse, we added Fisk. Obviously this D-line now is solid, even better than it was before. I mean, you could argue, yes, obviously it was great having Mad Max. It was great having Wilkins when they were killing it, but we haven't had a solid D tackle, and we're also adding in Chase Young, who's no pushover, and Fisk, who was Defensive Player of the Year. So we got some more depth coming on the defensive side of the ball, which I think is critical, and then adding in like a number 1 CB with Kool-Aid McKinstry, which now can push Gordon to 2, Kahu at 3, Bishop at 4. It's an upgrade. It's just all upgrades across all the places that we were really feeling it. Obviously, Sherwood is still going to need an upgrade. Thieneman, obviously, at 79. You know, again, we'd like to see him grow, right? Chin is also going to be getting older soon, and he's going to start dropping off. But ultimately, I think we put things in the right places. Our rookie punter is going to start taking over, and Flintoft, obviously not spending a ton of money back there on those guys, but I've made the push, guys. I really, I feel like put together a solid team here. Let's look at the negotiations on any of these important ones we might need to look into. Yeah, Jackson, JPJ, I definitely would like you to kick it around. It'd be great if you could. He does want to stay. I'm okay to pay the man. Let's give him 3 more years, which should take him for 5, 6, and 7, which will essentially wrap this up. So I'm willing to pay him what he's worth. He wants to stay, which is great. Kader Kohu, or Kader Kohu. I mean, obviously, yeah, we'd like you to stay, right? You're my number 3 CB. We brought you in for a reason. Ideally, I would like you to be a part of this squad. So I'm just going to give him what he asks. Beautiful. 1 year. Again, it's a no low risk. Okay, we got DJ Glaze who wants to get paid. Obviously, he's 81 overall, 25. He's made strides in the right direction. He was, I think, 72 when we started this franchise, so he's seen growth. I'm a little worried about cost right now, but, I mean, ultimately, if we can keep him, I'd like to. I'll throw him a few more bucks. Okay, that gets the job done. He stays. Beanie Bishop, obviously, he was assigned. We can let him rock. Same thing with Brown. Same thing with Bennett. Parnham, you know, we'd like to keep him as well. I don't love to see that these guys are all trying to leave at the same time. And we did just bring in some contracts to try and make this team legit. So if you could stay, that would be great. Let's do that. Beautiful. Parnham stays. It keeps our O-line pretty much intact. And then, yeah, everything else here obviously is starting to fall off a cliff. All stuff that doesn't really necessarily matter at this point. Yeah, Harris, no idea, Dobbs, O'Donnell, Ricard, and, you know, obviously we look at McMillan. That'll be one that we'll hopefully keep. But nothing else here that I think we really have to do right now. Although it's just go forward now, guys. This is kind of what we can do. I mean, at 1-6, can this team turn around and make the playoffs? Now, that would be a story. Is it likely? Probably not. But, you know, ultimately, again, if they shit the bed the rest of the way, we get a top 5 pick, given where we're at right now with only 1 win. But we did get a lot better. So would you also be shocked if they maybe sniffed at a playoff? You know, I think it's a big turning point. We are at the halfway point. I stayed very aggressive in my plan to try and push this team to next levels. And I'm very curious to see how it pans out. So what does the sim have to say about it? 8-9. What'd I say? I said they were going to make a crazy push and potentially make the playoffs. We were 1-7, and they went 8-2 the rest of the way. So what does that say for next season for this team? I don't know. We're a 90 overall, 91 offense, 90 defense, and we almost made a push to make the playoffs, guys. We were 1 step away. If we didn't have such a shitty start, and I made this deals probably before the season started, this is probably an entirely different conversation. Obviously, taking a look here at the leaders, TJ Walk leading in sacks again. Looks like none of our guys are officially here. But you know what? That is A-okay. This team did what they had to do. We made some progress in the right direction. And I'm hoping that season number 5 is the one that drives us to new heights. Because this team definitely at 8-2 would have had a phenomenal year if they weren't 1-7 to start. So let's head on into the Super Bowl, guys. Let's see exactly who's in this final. I will not forget to show you guys who's actually in the bracket this year. But you know what? I feel like this Raiders one has been going really, really well. And I'd be shocked if we don't see some success here. Shocked. But never trust the sim. Let's take a look at the bracket. Like I said, so who's in the final? We got Jacksonville and the Falcons. Whoever would have guessed that. Obviously, KC had the first round bye. The Seahawks on their side. We had the Bills, the Titans, the Jags, the Browns, Steelers, and the Jets. Steelers made the AFC final. Lost to the Jaguars. Let's not revisit Jaguars and Steelers in the playoffs. Blake Bortles, let's not do that. We got the Panthers, the Bears, the Packers, Cowboys, the Eagles, Falcons, and it was a Falcons-Packers final, and of course Falcons moving on. So the 3 and the 5 seed. I don't know if this is an entertaining Super Bowl because who actually knows who's on these teams anymore, but we're about to find out. So we are going to hit our next week at 8-9. Of course, we have fallen out probably of a top 10 pick, maybe top 15 now, considering we didn't make the playoffs. But, you know, they might be half decent still, so we'll take a look. And it looks like we had a boring, as expected, 16-15 Super Bowl where the Jaguars won. So Jags win the Super Bowl. Takario Davis, cornerback, was the MVP. Looks like Patrick Mahomes won the NFL MVP again. Surprise, surprise. Andy Reid won Coach of the Year. Isaiah Bond won Offensive Player of the Year. I think I did see he led the league in receiving and receiving yards. TJ Watt won Defensive Player of the Year. That's kind of fun. Dylan Raiola won Offensive Rookie of the Year for the Titans. And Selman Bridges, cornerback for the Colts, won the Defensive Rookie of the Year. All right, now, guys, I forgot I did not show you the stats the rest of the way, so I will do that here before we head forward, because I know Chef Tom would be on my ass if I didn't show the stats. What a season again by Milroe. 4,000 yards, 41 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, sacked 46 times, though. That is worrisome to me. Judkins rushed for 863 with 6 touchdowns. Milroe added an extra 4 on the ground, and Chase Brown had 1. Receiving, Brock Bowers eclipses 1,000 yards, 17 touchdowns. That's a hell of a season for Bowers. Tyreek Hill, 10 tutties, 977. Tedderell McMillan hits the 801 with 6. Tucker, 455 for 6. Judkins, 402 for 1. And Jacoby Meyer, 399 for 2. So we may be seeing Jacoby Meyer fall off a cliff here, which is quite scary. Defensive side of the ball, Anthony Hill Jr. led us in tackles. TFLs, we had 13 with Brissy, 10 for Sherwood. Attaboy. Converted middle linebacker to outside linebacker, paid some dividends. Sack-wise, Brissy and Fisk actually led the way with 7 each. Actually great to see with our D-line. And Verse added in 5 as well. Interceptions, we had Chin lead the way. Sherwood, Hill, Gordon, McKinstry all had 2 each and a couple at 1. Deflections, we had 7 for Hill, 7 for McKinstry. And then forced fumbles, we still had the initial 2, Sammy Brown and Jared Verse. So, guys, I mean, I think it goes without saying. It would be crazy to say this team is not better. The overalls are speaking. This might be the highest overalls across the board we had. Apparently now we dropped back to 88, which doesn't make any sense over a couple weeks. I guess everybody was excited, and then they got not excited. What do we got? I'm hoping no retirees. We've obviously gotten a little bit younger with some of the most recent deals I made, and that stands true. So no retirees. That's what we got going for us here. I think we got to move forward, take a look at our re-signs. I don't think there was anything in particular that we did have to address. Obviously, we did do a lot of work there heading into this this last part of the playoff run that we made. Okay, so McMillan, we obviously know we would like to take his 5th-year option. That has apparently cost me $30 million. Don't love that. Took a little bit of cap room there as well. But everybody else here is pretty much let them walk. I really couldn't care less. So I'm okay to let them walk away. We are okay to move forward into free agency and take a look to see what else we can chip at. We know left outside linebacker is still a position of need. While Sherwood did do pretty well for us, it's not enough to get the job done, guys. We know that for sure. And ultimately, everywhere else should be pretty decent, guys. Really, really decent. And this is this year, eh, where things happen. Yeah, good gracious me. My, oh my. Okay, we're going to go position by position like always. We'll take a look of crew needs. Quinn Ewers did not develop like what Polar Bear Steve and I did with the Steelers rebuild franchise. Halfbacks, again, we are looking okay. We'll sign some guys in the offseason. Obviously, you know, we did let Ricard walk, and we do have some guys here at fullback we could look to utilize. You know, Reggie Gilliam might get the job done at 78. I don't necessarily know that Ricard was doing a great job. CJ Donaldson had interested in playing for us. He currently no longer does, although nobody's offering him anything. So I think I might try and jump in here and see if I can snipe him. We'll try and get him for 3 years. Bring this number way down, because sorry, my guy, you are a fullback, and I would like you to play for us, so let's see if we can make this happen. Wide receiver-wise, I mean, quite obviously, there's not a lot. Jacoby Meyer officially has fallen off our books. He's also fallen off a cliff overall-wise, and not a lot of guys here want to play for us. So we are a little bit under the gun of figuring out what we have. So what is left? Tyreek Hill's fallen to an 83, still serviceable. Trey Tucker and McMillan are holding at 85s. So our wide receiver core is definitely not as strong as we were, and that is a position of need across the board for us. If we can get in on a Jalen Tolbert, I think this might do us half decent. He doesn't really want to play here, but he has no other offers. So if we can kick the tire, see if maybe he might want to come play for us, that'd be awesome. Tight end wise, I don't know if did Mayer leave? Still there? No, Mayer's still holding on strong. Love that. Brock Bowers up to 97. Guys killed it. Left tackle, Colton Miller's 32 now. He's still holding at 87 though, so he may still have another season or two. Nothing really makes sense here to make a move. Left guard wise, where are we at? So Greg Johnson's up to 76. We'll have to check where his hidden dev landed. Hopefully pro, or star dev, sorry. And maybe we can actually move him to the starting position potentially. Otherwise, I mean, Meredith probably is on the downswing. Jenkins is still here. At 84, I mean, he is a 1-year stopgap, so it could make sense. I might circle back on that one to upgrade the position. JPJ obviously doing its thing. I have no questions there. Christian Mahogany, but Parnham is still serving us well, so there's no real need there. Right tackle, I believe Glaze is also over 80. We paid these guys. They should be doing well. Left end, obviously there's some great players here, which doesn't make sense for us to do. We have Chase Young, we have Brissy, and we have Fisk. Doesn't really make any reason for us to do anything there. Linebacker core. So here we go again. This is obviously a position that we've been trying to identify. Left side, I can speak English. Left outside linebacker, Jared Verse is obviously going to do the job. There's no need for us to look into it. Middle linebacker, I mean, Jack Campbell's phenomenal, but Anthony Hill Jr. and Sammy Brown at 83 and 77 also can get the job. I'm not worried about that. Hopefully Sammy Brown came in with a depth trait also, because he had hidden dev. Even if he's star, we'll see some growth. So I don't really feel the need to make any knee-jerk reactions there. Red outside linebacker was a problem for us. This is where hopefully we might be able to play ball in this market. So Jonathan Greenard is an 81. He is obviously an immediate upgrade over Jamie Sherwood, who's been holding at 78. So it's only a couple points, but a couple points speaks volumes, right? It could be something that could make a big difference. Aziz Ojulari, he is 28, 86. There's no offers. The speed looks pretty good. There's definitely some interest into that. But Braswell's also 86, but 9.67 million is a lot of scratch. But he is 26. I mean, he does have star dev, but so does Greenard. He's only one little spicy. He does have interest, and he's a scheme fit. So you know what? Let's kick the tires here. I think maybe Greenard is the play. He does want to play for us as well. So, you know, maybe a deal like this, 2 years, he's an 80. He upgrades the position, and we can lock that down. Corner, I mean, Trayvon Diggs is not a bad add to a corner. That is not a bad one at all. Nobody wants to sign him. He's a little bit of interest in coming in here as an 86. Which playing with McKinstry, Gordon, and Kahoo would be phenomenal on a 1 year. So I will 100% entertain this deal. Let's see if we can get him to come on in and play for the Raiders. Free safety-wise, so Julian Love is here. How are we doing with Thieneman? Thieneman's still 79. I'm okay to play him. Honestly, at 23, I don't want to spend a lot of money at this position and overpay. And then strong safety, Shin is still holding well at 83. So again, we can get some backups in there for those guys. I'm not overly worried. Our kicker and our punter should still be kicking. Yeah, Flintoff, Borgalis are doing their thing. So basically right now, 35.5 million. I have one more position I could probably do. I offered Tolbert already. It was Jenkins. I think we have the Jenkins talk now. 1 year deal. I think you make this move. Nobody looks to be offering him anything. So if we can play ball into something like this, I would be okay with making this move on a 1-year deal. It's a slight upgrade. You know, I think right now he's our only 70 left on the line, Meredith. So this could bring us some potential of an upgrade that could help this team. And that's where I'll leave it. Let's see if this can land anybody. Fingers crossed. We'll fill out the rest of the roster as usual with free agents, but let's pray here. I have 32 million left in caps. We might have gotten a couple guys. Let's see if we can confirm. Come on, who's kicking around? Who's signed with us? We got Diggs, we got Jenkins, and we got Greenard. Those are massive. Love those for us. We're still in on Tolbert, and we're still in on Donaldson, who hasn't signed yet. So Tolbert, okay. I am willing again to play ball in this market. Obviously, we do need the upgrade at receiver, and it's not a receiver-friendly market right now. Now, I know we've lost out on some of our picks. Actually, I think we only have a single draft pick to get this year. So does that put us above? Not there yet. Okay, we're going to have to play a little bit more then. Let's see if something like this floats his boat. Dylan Tolbert, come on. Right there, right? Okay, for an 82, guys, I don't want to spend too much because, I mean, I could probably find a 79 or 80 on that free agent list. So let's let this run through. Let's see if we can land Tolbert. Maybe he'll pick us over the Falcons, but maybe he won't. But if he does, it's fine. If he doesn't, that's okay too. Looks like... Okay, we did get Tolbert, but it looks like our boy Donaldson Jr. has not decided yet, but we also still are the only ones with the offer. So we'll put this through. If we can land that, we get our top free agents that we were looking at, which would be fantastic because, I mean, they're all positions of need. There's some definite upgrades. And at 22 million salary cap. Did you sign Donaldson? He did not. Did somebody else sign him? Pull back. No, he just literally did not want to take our offer. Okay, man, that's cool. If you don't want to do that, I'm sure I'll see you on the free agent market, and I will catch you there. For the time being, we will head on over to the draft, and we will get ourselves prepared to see what, you know, I'm assuming is likely a top 10 pick. But let's get this draft rolling here. We'll start drafting, and we'll see what we're working with. What do we got? We are 14. Okay, so not top 10. We're top 15, which is perfectly fine. Let's pause the draft. Let's see the draft board and see what's going to be available for us. Okay, so a lot of quarterbacks. There's a lot of offensive line. We have a right end up there as well, but that's kind of outside of our space. Okay, DeMarcus Bowens. We have a middle linebacker. He's a pass coverage back. We have a right end here in Joe Barton, who at 6'1", 252 probably could play linebacker. So at 12, that's not a bad spot for us as well. Hicks, 6'6", 269. You're like, yeah, that's not good. But, you know, Barton, as I look at the speed rusher here, he might not be bad. Or he is really bad. He can't block shed. He can't power move. He got finesse and he can tackle. Okay, so that's not going to work for us. What else do we got going here? So with the Joe Barton, took a look at that. There is some ends and some D tackles of note. Xavier Hicks. Great tackle, great power moves, great block shed. Not a good finesse move guy. But again, looks to be a solid, okay, good play rec. Yeah, I mean, he might be somebody who we can, you know, put on the line and be okay with. I mean, wide receiver is also going to be something. You know what? Let's not waste the time here, guys. Let's go right into knowing what's going to be available. Because it's easy to take a look and say, okay, I assume Buddy's going to be here. But look, Xavier Hicks actually went 4th overall. So it wasn't even going to be something that was available to us. So let's go make our selection now. I think we only have the 1st round pick. I don't even think we have anything else for this year, which is pretty funny. But, you know, we're going to roll with what we got. So the right guard, there's Jared Nails, 6'4" from LSU. You know, obviously it's never a bad thing to shore up your O-line, especially considering we have some guys that are aging slowly but surely, and he looks like he probably is going to be really good. But positions of need are a conversation we need to have. So DeMarcus Bowens, you look awful. You look very, very awful, and that might be why you're slowly falling away. Corey Ellington is here. Okay, you also don't look very good. What else do we got? Left tackle, Spencer Jackson from LSU. You look to be okay, but Colton Miller is holding down. Carey, there's Galloway. So, interestingly enough, a lot of the guys that we were interested in look to have fallen off, which is a little bit spicy because I was kind of hoping some of these guys might have been half decent for us. There's Jeremiah Callaway. Jeremiah Callaway. Not a great pass block. Larry Green, a run support safety. Yeah, I mean, our guys are out here. They were definitely scouting, but there doesn't really seem to be a ton of guys that make sense right now. So maybe we take the sure thing. Let's shore up the O-line. Hopefully Jared Nails is legit, and this ends up being an okay pick. Actually, did we check Corey Ellington? I think we did, right? Yeah, he's got it off. Okay, Jared Nails, great name, 6'4", 341 LSU. We're going to make this pick. Let's hope for a. Love that. Number 1 in true value. He's got him at 14. He's got that hidden depth trait. That is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal, because we might be able to move out from that O-line. Or, again, we know we have to replace Meredith. We got Jenkins in. It'd be an upgrade for us. So, guys, I will take that. O-line, typically, you know, they can grow quickly. So that is one that I'm super happy with. I'm doing the sim right now. Oh, hey, I had a 6th. Okay, let me make the 6th. I will catch you at the recap. Wow, guys. Oh, me, oh, my. We have found our way to see our recap, and my God, was Jared Nails worth the price of admission. 82 overall out of the draft with a hidden depth trait. This guy's going to be stellar. He might actually be able to start right away. We can make some moves here, make some things happen, but that is exceptional. I got us a blocking tight end. I got us a pass protecting center. So it really was more of an offensive draft, I guess you could say. We missed out on the defensive guys who all got drafted earlier, but I don't know what to say, guys. That was an impressive draft at 82 overall out of the draft, or I mean, for our right guard there. So 89 overall, 98 offense, 88 defense coming into the season. Let's take a look at the way the roster is lining up. We're likely going to need, as usual, some free agents to fill out the roster. So I'm assuming we're going to need, Judkins, he's a halfback. He's at 88. Milrow, 89. Our receiver core here is god-awful. So I'm going to move McMillan up to 1. At 86, we have Trey Tucker there. Hill's at 86 as well. Tolbert there in the lineup. So you know what? I'm going to leave Tyreek Hill in the slot. I think I'm going to move Tolbert up to 2. Yeah, let's do that. McMillan, Tolbert. Actually, I'm going to have to rejig this again after, so I'm not really going to touch it. There's Nails coming in right away. We've added Jenkins. Brock Bowers, 98 overall, superstar X Factor. Fullback right now, Mayer and Peters can probably get the job done, but we'll see if Donaldson's there and it makes sense to sign him. Glaze is going to do his job there also. This is looking really solid, man. Really, really solid. The wide receiver side, obviously a little bit lighter than we'd like to be, but not a bad situation at all. Tyreek, I want you in the 3 spot. Again, I'll fix that ended up after. A little bit better overall here as well. So we officially hit star dev on Brown. Him and Hill at 83 and 77 respectively. Burst and Fisk, obviously additions. Bercy and Young looking really good. So we do need a C5. Yeah, a CB5. And we are also looking at getting our quarterback backups and our halfback backups. And probably maybe a wide receiver 5 as well. And maybe fullback. Team looks phenomenal, guys. Team looks absolutely phenomenal. Might be one of the best I've put together. Comment below. Are these Raiders better than any of my previous iterations of teams that I've done to this point? You guys can tell me. Okay, let's see. I would like... Tyler Huntley would be awesome. I'd be cool with adding in a Tyler Huntley. Again, a fresh face. We haven't brought him in yet. He's been really, really solid in the league. Let's see. Who else can we bring? Joe Milton. You haven't brought me good luck. I'm not bringing you in. Let's bring in the mustache Gardner Minshew. I think that's a good choice for us. Let's do that. He'll be QB3. Halfback-wise, who can play backup? So, okay, so Tyrone Tracy Jr. is kicking. Everybody looks to be around the same anyways. So, sure. Let's do Tyrone Tracy. He'll come in as our backup. God forbid, should something happen to our boy Judkins. And then halfback 3. What makes sense? Hey, let's bring in Jalen Warren. Little Steeler flashback. We'll bring in Jalen Warren as our third down back, or third back, if you will. Fullback-wise, yeah, look at Mr. Donaldson. I didn't want to sign, eh? Well, now I'm going to pay peanuts for you, and I'll take you for the 1-year deal. So thank you for that. So he comes in, wide receiver-wise. Okay, Jacoby's there. Traylin's there. I think I'd be okay with bringing in Traylin. Again, 1-year deal. It's perfectly fine. Not a big deal. So we will do that. And then ultimately, what I say, maybe corner 5. Anybody here that makes a lot of sense? Taron Johnson is kicking. Jalen Jones. Not a lot of speed, though. Maybe Brownlee Jr.? Or Emmanuel Forbes Jr. is also there. That could also make some sense for us. Yeah, let's bring in the man-to-man. Excuse me. All the talking sometimes really just gives you that tickle of the throat. I think that's it, guys. We brought in what we need. It's really, really small pieces at this point. Let's go again. Just make sure that the lineup is adjusted like we need it. So we're going to go Tedero and McMillan in the 1 spot. Tyreek Hill, I'd like to see you play the slot, so I'm going to move him down. We're going to move Tolbert up to the 2 spot. Yep, Hill, I need you up 1. Beautiful. So Tucker goes there. Burke's at 5. Everything else looking good. Donaldson Jr. comes in. We got our backups there at receiver. We got our backups at quarterback. Yeah, Milrow at 89. Judkins at 88 is unreal. Obviously, Nails steps in. So we looked here. We're good. And then the defensive side of the ball, yeah, there's Forbes in the 5 spot. And our upgrades across the board. So he's number 5, guys. We're on the second half of the midway point now. We are 89 overall, 91 offense, 88 defense. That might even go up here as we sim to the regular season. I feel like at some points, every team that we put together, starting with me and Polar Bear Steve with the Steelers, and what I've done myself with the Titans, with the Browns, now with these Raiders, I mean, come on, man. These guys are phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. At this point, to me, this is a Super Bowl team, right? We're at season 5. There's no more screwing around now. You got to find your upgrade. You got to push forward and do well. Draft class, we're at the auto-generated game. Looks like we start off, it's all the same of what I need as well, so I'm not going to change my scouts right now. We got the Chargers, and week 1 here, Polar Bear Steve's Chargers. Let us sim to midseason. Let's see how these Raiders do. Come on, Sim. Don't fail me now. We're 5 years in. I've done so much with this team. This team can win a Super Bowl. Let's call a spade here. I'm not going crazy. 5 wins. It has to be 5 wins. If somehow this team is like 1-7, I don't know what else to do, guys. We're just going to have to watch me build amazing teams who will never win because the Sim hates them. 3-3. How does that even remotely make sense? Defensively, our guys are studs. Points per game. Offense points per game, 19. Second in the league. Offensive pass yards, 231. Fourth in the league. Offensive rush yards, 10th in the league. How has our offense gone to crap now? Is someone going to tell me that one of our top guys are injured? Like, is Milrow dead? That's exactly what happened. How does this happen to me? Okay, so Milrow apparently went down injured, and Tyler Huntley's been starting. Thank God I got the best overalls, because that has made a big difference here. Rushing, Judkins, 346 for 3 touchdowns. Receiving, Tucker's leading the way, 6 tutties, 432. McMillan, 391 for 1. Tolbert, 228 for 2. Bowers, 205 for 1. Judkins has 2 receiving. Tyreek Hill apparently has barely touched the ball this year. What are we doing, guys? Defensively, Anthony Hill leading the charge, no surprise. TFLs, Fisk, and Verse. Just love that. Sacks, 4.5 for Fisk, 3 for Verse. INTs, we got 5 guys with 1. Deflections here, 5 for Diggs. McKinstry of 4. Forced fumbles, hey, 4 of them for Polar Bear Steve. That's not too bad. The 3-3 is surprising, but now I understand. Milrow is dead. This is a problem. And then when you have like 70 overall quarterbacks starting for you at that point, yeah, that can become a problem. Now, we are still holding second, so we're obviously not out of the woodwork here of making a playoff run. Hopefully, it's not a long-term injury. So let's go check that out right now, because that is obviously a spicy meatball. I hit college by accident. Mad Max seems to be leading the league in sacks again, which is interesting to see in his, I guess, was this be age 32? I want to say it's age 32 season, so that obviously is interesting to see that the regression has not hit him as of yet. Oh, wait, so Milrow is back. Judkins is also up to 89. Okay, so this may be the turn. Okay, guys, Nails is superstar. Let's go. Yes, sir. You'll love to see it. My, oh, my. That is phenomenal. Okay. Yeah, love that for us. Okay, so Brissy went down injured as well. Now, how long is this injury? Pulled groin, 1 more week. Okay, so we could be healthy here very shortly, which is great news for us, because obviously Milrow going down and then Brissy going down, not great. But if everybody's coming back around, we can obviously have a really strong second half of the season, still have a playoff run coming. Now, when I see 20 guys for contracts, that is absolutely terrifying. So Brock Bowers wants to get paid, naturally. 80, okay. Yeah, you need to pay the #1 tight end in the league, and arguably, he is that. I mean, yeah, I can't afford not to have you, so yeah, cool. Let's do that. You stay. What else we got? Verse needs to be signed. That's a spicy meatball as well, because he also wants to get paid. And we don't have that kind of scratch right now. Jalen Milroe is also coming up. Jalen, what are we doing? Wow. Okay. Okay. Well, you kind of got to sign your number one quarterback, who's probably the best out there right now. Okay, so he might not want to stay. That could get spicy. Judkins also wants to get paid, although this is more stomachable. At an 88 overall, I will take this all day. He wants to stay. Okay, would you do this and stay? He's on the fence, but we're close. Okay, I think we can close that deal. I'm not overly worried. Diggs, I mean, that was a random sign. Kohu, same thing. Colton Miller's coming up as well. Age 32. He is our captain. 1 year, $22 million. My lord, guys. I'm in Cap Hill right now. Obviously, some of these contracts are going to come up. We can plug some of these guys in. So not overly terrible there. But I kind of want to see where the season goes. And then figure out some of this after the fact. The only thing I might want to do is maybe move out Verse, because his contract's insane. And also is Milrose. So give me a second to see if I can make a move on Verse. I will be right back. All right, guys. Big deal to be made here. So Jared Verse, he's going to be heading off to the Chargers. I found somewhere for him to play. He's a phenomenal player, superstar. Big man wants to get paid. And right now I got money in different places. We're going to move on from Sammy Brown. Obviously, waiting for growth right now is not an option for us. And we're going to move on from Traylon Burks. He's a small add-in. We're going to bring in some extra added wide receiver help with Quentin Johnston. And a little throwback to Pittsburgh here. We're going to bring in the dual Henley and Tui Pelotu, who are both locked up on good contracts, and just help spread a little bit more love. So we're going to help out the middle linebacker position with Henley. We've seen how good he can do in Sim. Tui Pelotu obviously going to really still help out with that linebacker side. Obviously, Verse is going to leave a major hole. He can fill it at least decently enough. And it just kind of, again, adds a little bit more of a wide spread to this team to be a bit more balanced. As we head into the back half of this, guys, I mean, we have people to pay, right? You saw Milroe, you saw a bunch of guys, so I needed to make sure that our money was spread out okay. So let's go take a look here quickly at the lineups. Let's see how these guys fare in now, and we will see where we are situated. So, again, offensively, we know where everything is. The defensive side is where we're going to take a look here. So, yeah, Greenard's up to 82. Thieneman's up to 81. Hopefully, again, Breesy should be here back as soon as the sim continues. So, Tui Pelotu and Henley come in. Hill Jr. now can move to the 2 spot to continue his growth. And, again, this team looks nasty. Nasty, nasty. We better make some noise here, because we might have some cap casualties coming down the pipeline. Just to make sure I'm not missing anything else, I think I negotiated with everybody that I needed to. Yeah, Milroe I offered. Judkins I'm going to have to get when I come back around. And the rest of these guys we can kind of figure out as we go along. So actually, Colton Miller, again, is that one piece that I would love to figure out. But yeah, right now, I don't think that that is going to work. And somehow, some way, I am over $4 million. How could that be? I sent out big money. Big money stayed. Can I sim? Figure it out. Sim to the playoffs. Let's see what happens. Can we make it work? Lots of questions. What do you think, guys? Is this a playoff team? It has to be, right? It has to be a playoff team. I would be shocked and appalled if this team could not make the playoffs, at the very least, let alone win a Super Bowl, but make the playoffs at the very least. So let's see the sim. We are almost here at week 17. Come on. If this team didn't turn it on and they're not like tops in the division, that'd be insane. Absolutely insane. Give it to me. 9-8 didn't make the playoffs. How is that even a legitimate thing on planet Earth? It makes no sense to me. So defensively, we killed it. Offensively, it seems like we just didn't turn things on. We're a 90 overall, 92 offense, 90 defense, and the sim just hates me. Absolutely hates me. So Jalen Milroe obviously came back. He was injured. 2,600 yards. We put up another 1,300 there with Henley. 30 touchdowns and 11. 8 and 8 for picks. 26 sacks to 8. I mean, our O-line is not bad, man. Judkins almost had 1,000 yards rushing, 6 touchdowns. Receiving-wise, so Tucker, 1,000 yards, 16 touchdowns. He basically led the way. McMillan, 985, 6 tutties. Bowers, 772, 8 touchdowns. Hill had 561 and 3. Johnston had 313 and 2. Then Judkins had 5 receiving touchdowns, which is solid. Defensively, again, I pushed the button by accident. Looks like Anthony Hill's up to 86. Definitely love to see that. But let's get back to the sort. So Hill led in tackles. TFLs was Fisk and Brissy. Sacks, we had Fisk and Tuipulotu with 10 each, and then 7 for Brissy and Young. INT, we had 3 for Henley, 3 for McKinstry, 2 for Hill, 2 for Chin. Deflections, we had 15 for Dion Henley. Man, this guy's a phenomenal sit. And then fumbles, 2 for Chin, and 3 extra singles after that. So Polar Bear Steve is happy. He likes to see forced fumbles are happening. What we're not happy with is how this team went 9-8 and didn't make the playoffs. So that is season number 5 out of the way. We've officially passed the halfway point, and we got 2 seasons left. 2 seasons left, guys. It is amazing to me how we have come to this point, and yet we have not been able to make things happen. But I guess this is the way the sim works, unfortunately. We know that we have money that we need to get out here. We have people to pay. Let's sim on over to the Super Bowl and let's see who's in the final. Hopefully we see maybe some different teams, something different. You know, maybe not a Falcons and Jags per se, but, you know, hopefully it's not the Chiefs. Hopefully it's not the Ravens. Okay, the Jags are back in it apparently. And we also got the Vikings that are there. That's an interesting, different one to see. So the leaders were the Ravens and the Falcons. We had the Bills, the Pats, the Jags, the Chargers, the Chiefs, the Bengals, the 49ers, the Packers, Vikings, Seahawks, Commanders, and Panthers. And then we got the 3 seeds from both sides coming out in here to play for the Super Bowl. So that's pretty fun. Let's take a quick peek, look into who's going to win this Super Bowl. Show it to us. Who is it? Give it to me now. Let me see it. Who is it? So what do we do, guys? That's the recap here. Season number 3 made the playoffs. Season number 4, we didn't make it. Season number 5, we didn't make it. After 2 9-8 backs-to-backs. Looks like Tyreek Hill, I think, may have retired. That does free up some cap, hopefully, because we did pay Tyreek handsomely. That is correct. Tyreek Hill has officially retired. So that, of course, is going to be helpful for us because we do have some people to pay. And he's the only one. So we may need to cut some contracts, make some things move. But here we go. Salary cap money just became available, which is great to see. And it looks like we have the Jaguars winning the Super Bowl. I believe it's the 2nd time now. Yeah, 2-time Super Bowl champions. So Jaguars do it again. Trevor Lawrence wins the MVP. Caleb Williams won the MVP of the league. John Harbaugh won Coach of the Year for the Ravens. Looks like Isaiah Bond won Offensive Player of the Year for the Falcons. Max Crosby does it for the Rams. You kind of hate to see that because Mad Max had to move on from us. Jason Manning, tight end for the Broncos, is Rookie of the Year. And DeMarcus Bowens, middle linebacker for the Bengals, ended up winning Defensive Year. So 9-8. I mean, not great, guys. We were 3-3. So we went 6-5 the rest of the way. So we basically paid $500 ball. It doesn't make a ton of sense to me why that would be. Time to move on to our re-sign. We know exactly what's coming up. So actually, there is some conversations to be had here. I think right away, we need to look into our lineup. We need to see where everybody is situated. We know we have to sign Judkins. We know we have to sign Milrow. Both these men want to get paid. McMillan's up to 88. Tucker actually got a star dev, which is nice to see. He broke through. Johnston's at 86. Tolbert's at 81. And Nails is up to 86. So I think Harnum, we may have a potential move to get him out and save money on the contract. So let's see what he was coming up at. Because I'm pretty sure we paid him a pretty penny. Oh, wow. Okay, so we'd free up 4.68 from cap, but incur a 4.9 penalty. So that doesn't actually make sense. It could be something that maybe we have to trade him to get him out of here to free up some of that. I think Glaze we played pretty handsomely as well. Brock Bowers is Superstar X Factor 99 now. He's killing it. Love to see that. Milrose up to 91. We got Judkins up at 89. So some of the growth has come, and it has happened. On the defensive side of the ball, so Greener just followed us off a little bit. Henley has reached Superstar. Hill's up to 86. Chase Young has fallen off a little bit. Fisk has reached Superstar X Factor. Brissy's up to 87. McKinstry has hit Superstar. He's up to 90. Gordon, like, our corners are stellar. Like, it just does not make sense to me how this team did not take a massive stride forward. Borealis is up to star. Flintoff is doing his thing at the 80 there. So might need to move some contracts around. I didn't like to see Chase Young dropping off a cliff there either. So give me a second, guys. We might have to make a couple deals if I can. Is trading open? It is not. Okay, so we cannot trade yet. That makes sense. We're still in the off season. So then we're going to move forward. Let us move forward to the re-sign phase. Let's take a look to see if there's anybody that we can save. Sign. Hopefully, we can get our big boys out of the way. So it's 80 million in cap room now. So Jalen Milroe, we got to sign this man. There's no questions asked. Jalen, I need you to stay. Please do not leave us. You are an absolute stud. You're going to be the reason why this franchise happens. So we'll call it, 24.5 million, and we'll give him a $15 million bonus. That's a $35 million cap hit. All right, we locked down Milrose. Only 2 more years. That had to be done. Judkins, I mean, obviously, he needs to stay also. He is not somebody that we can see walk away. He is a #1 running back, and we're going to have to pay him as such, unfortunately. So Judkins stays. Anthony Hill Jr., all right, he wants a 1 year, 12.5. We'll take the option. That is a must-keep. Trayvon Diggs, I mean, he's on the downswing. I don't necessarily need to know that I need to pay him 5, so we might be able to kind of see how that goes. Same thing with Kohu. He is 30 as well. He might fall off a little bit. Forbes, that was a normal sign. Okay, so Colton Miller wants 18. It's a 1-year deal. He's still holding at 85. So again, he does want to stay. Will he play ball? Will he do something like this? He's going to test out free. Okay. That's a tough one. Left tackle, obviously a position of need, something we would have liked to lock down. Monhein's up to 75. So again, might be worth the sign, but 3.7 million. Again, I could probably find something that can fill for the same overall. Tafuna, he can walk. Jenkins, I mean, he's asking for only 10 now, but we can likely see him again in free agency, and he might start to drop a little bit. Miles Scott doesn't matter. Meredith, I think I'm okay to let walk now officially. Our kicker, really, bro? Really? You need a contract? Okay, can you just stay? He wants to stay. We want him to stay. Just stay. Beautiful. Borregales stays. That'll take us through the rest of the franchise. Miles Scott, Meredith, Donaldson Jr., we can probably get him for cheap again. I'm not paying you $18 million, bruh. So you can get that sorted out after the fact. So the re-sign phase has begun. We will head on in now into our next week. And we got the big boys done, so that's what matters. Big boys have stayed. We got 30 million in cap right now. We've dropped to 87s across the board. We know who retired already. So I think ultimately, has the trade center open? Yes, trade center is open, guys. Let me take a quick couple looks at trades, and I will catch you guys in free. All right, guys, we've officially hit free agency before starting season 6. Some moves had to be made, and they were. I will show you guys here very shortly. But with that, let's start getting into some of need. Quarterback, halfback, no. Fullback, we can figure out. Wide receiver, definitely a conversation that has to be had. Looks like we got an Evan Stewart here. Quinton Johnston, obviously they have some eyes on them. I did go out and acquire one of these wide receivers, Micah Hudson. It looks like he is pretty solid. Was a rookie. I think he's in his 2nd year. Look like he has pretty decent numbers, but I think we definitely need to bring in another legitimate player here, and it looks like maybe Evan Stewart might be part of this conversation. Obviously, we do need to save a little bit of cap because there is a few more, as we always call it, positions of need. But we'll see maybe if we can get Stewart locked in here. Okay, he likes us, doesn't love us. Apparently, the commanders are where he should be. So we may need to spend a little bit more money here to make this happen than probably I'd like to. But, you got to do what you got to do in these situations, right? So let's see. That probably puts us over the edge. Okay, so at least we're in the top part of the conversation. I think that's going to be good enough for me. I don't want to go crazy again and overspend. Colton Miller, obviously a big conversation piece. Looking for about 18 million. It's not necessarily ideally what I'd like to spend. But on a 1-year deal, no one has offers for him. I'd like to be able to bring him back. I mean, he's about as legitimate as they come. He's been with our franchise for a very long time. So he is going to start falling off. So if he would do something like this, I would be okay with 100% bringing him back with open arms. I think ultimately right now, again, defensively, we're looking really good at a lot of positions. It doesn't really make any sense at this point. I did have some trades that you guys will see here very shortly. But the outside linebacker position is still one of need for us, especially on, I believe it's the right side. Yeah, it is the right side. So Christian Harris is there. But obviously, we need an upgrade. We're in the final push here, guys. We have 2 more seasons to try and win a title. Seems like we're very far off from that as we haven't been able to really make a push to get there. Now, it almost makes me wonder, do you bring in a TJ Watt at 34, 1-year deal, put him on the outside, and just let him make some noise? He has some interest to come play for us. He's not getting any other offers. He is still Superstar X Factor. So if TJ will come play for us for this, I am all in. I am all in because Verse, we know what he's bringing to the table. You know, a ton of people are going to be looking for him and trying to get him onto their roster. We cannot play at that game right now. Essentially, we're looking for value adds. Guys that we can bring in on 1 years, like maybe we bring Trayvon back, looking at the $5 million that he's looking for, and seeing what we can do, guys. That's ultimately where we are right now. Safety-wise, again, I don't really feel like we need to be in that space. So let's see what this brings us. I think this is going to lay us out for where we need to be and what we need to really focus on. So if we can nail these guys and get them all signed, I think that'd be phenomenal for us. By the looks of it, we might have gotten 1 or 2. Here, can we confirm my signings? All right, we got TJ Watt and we got Evan Stewart, which should help us round out the offense a little bit. TJ signing, obviously a big one. Colton Miller is still interested, so let's hope that will get us locked up as well. He's probably got maybe 1 good year left. We are almost at the end of this franchise officially. So ideally, I would love to see us be able to get him nailed down and playing for us. And it looks like we might have got that signing as well. We are down to $7 million in cap here. Did he sign? Yes, look at that. We got the big 3 that we were looking for. That is essentially all I really want to get into, guys. I don't want to go crazy spending a ton of money. Even looking into the draft, I don't think it really even makes sense to do at this point. I don't have really a lot of draft collateral. I've sent money around here and there. Let me just, again, show you guys kind of what the adjusted lineups looks like right now. So giving you an idea on how the trades looked. So Nails is up to 86. That is phenomenal. Gene Johnson now starting at left guard is perfectly fine. He's a 77. He's going to be serviceable. Everybody's kind of here as expected. Stewart kicks in. Tedero McMillan. We'll probably have to get a wide receiver 5, maybe from agency. Obviously, backup quarterbacks and backup halfbacks. Otherwise, you know, we can figure the rest of this out as we go along. Looking at who we have now on this roster. So TJ Watt, Superstar X Factor, kicks out on the right outside linebacker side from Tualotu. Thieneman's up to 80. Our corners, we brought in Martin Emerson Jr. as our CB3, so we likely need a 3-4 to bring in, or sorry, a 4 and a 5. We brought in Ruben Baines Jr. Chase Young was falling off of a cliff. To keep this speed line, you know, pushing and keep him on fire, had to make some moves, and that we did. So I'm feeling really good about where we're at there as well. And ultimately, again, the way this team is lining up, we are looking really, really solid. And I think, you know, again, if we can't make a push with this team, I don't know how the hell we're going to do it. Borealis up to 83. Flintoff there at 80. So a couple pieces we are going to need. Let's go take a quick look into what we got going here. So the NFL draft is coming up. I think at this point, again, the draft does not really matter in my opinion. I don't have picks to make it make sense. I'm not even going to waste time going into it. We're going to head into season number 6 here really strong and hope and pray that this team has enough to get things done, because there is a ton of contracts coming up that are going to be a pain point. So if we don't at least have a good halfway point to the season, we are going to be in a lot of trouble, guys. So at this point, I know there's a couple positions that we need to do, so we will head into free agency right away. Does it note what kind of money we have available? That is going to be a conversation. Backup quarterback ended up being incredibly important, so let's get one of note. I think Baker Mayfield probably makes the most amount of sense. Apparently, while I put my hand down, I accidentally clicked to get out of free agency, so that's my bad. I think, yeah, we need a legitimate quarterback. We saw Milroe went down. I think we get, you know, unfortunately, a 34-year-old Baker Mayfield. We're going to do that and see where that takes us. He will be our backup number 2. Halfback backup, we definitely need one here. So Kendre Miller is around. We have Caleb Johnson, who's 25. Ollie Gordon II, why not? Let's bring Ollie Gordon in. We've had him a few times in some of our stuff. He is a scheme fit for us as well. You know, Judkins obviously is going to be leading the way, assuming no injury, so we're going to let him do his thing. Fullback, yeah, Donaldson is here. So if we can make this signing as well, we will have him back to where he needs to be. And then realistically, we're just looking for a CD. That is kind of what we're hoping to close out. But Jarius Sneed is there at $2.4 million. I mean, that would be a great ad. Can I afford it? Let's see. All right, we got Sneed in there. So let's take one final look at this roster before we kind of sim ahead. Actually, even better, I'm likely just going to sim ahead anyways to the regular season. And then we'll take a look at our roster from there and get into the sim, because not much else we can do here, guys. Again, I feel like we have put together an absolutely phenomenal team. Phenomenal roster, super strong. really, really filled out at every position. It just doesn't make sense to me how the sim does not allow us to take the step forward that we need to win a Super Bowl. Right now, at this point, we're at the point where it is Super Bowl bound only. There's nothing else we can do. And then draft class-wise, auto-generated rookies, again, don't make a ton of sense unless we're absolutely shit in the bed. And we don't have draft picks to begin with, so it doesn't really even matter. Let's go take a look at that roster. Let's see how the team is coming in here. I would be shocked to see not more growth. Milroe and Judkins at 89 and 90 respectively. McMillan got up to 88. Stewart up to 86. Tucker at 85. Hudson at 79. So we're looking really good there. O-line looks as good as expected. We already kind of know some of our key pieces over there. Glad to see Johnson get some starts. That's going to be fun. Hopefully he grows as well. Watt at 84. Hill 85. Henley 87. Tuipulotu at 86. So there's L'Jarius Sneed factoring in now. So we got McKinstry at 90, Gordon at 89, Sneed at 82, and then Emerson there at 81. And then hopefully we don't get to C5 because that's going to be a bit of a problem. But ultimately, guys, this team is just fantastic. Can't speak anything else. Look at the names. 89 overall, 91 offense, 87 defense. I technically think it's even better than that, but there's nothing left to do but to do it, guys. Let's get to the sim here. Let's see what we're looking at the halfway point of the season. I think at this point, barring injury, it's got to be 5 wins. Come on. Like, at this point, the sim has done us dirty. The 9 and 8 seasons, like back-to-back. I think it was like an 8 and 9 season. Like, we really, it just doesn't make sense. And at this point, I'm hoping the sim gives back to us 4 and 2. That is acceptable. I can take 4 and 2. I am happy with 4 and 2. 90 overall, 92 offense, 88 defense. Offensively, the question marks are there again. Defensively, we're studs. How did Jalen Milroe go from killing it to falling off a cliff? Now, we are first in division. We are 4th overall in the AFC side. Looks like really nobody from our team is making any noise, arguably, from a stat side, which is, again, incredibly surprising given how well Milroe has done in most of our sim. 12 touchdowns only at the halfway point. Looks like Baker has played, so again, it has me feared that he might be injured, or was. 12 touchdowns, 6 picks, 11 sacks, 14-14. Rushing, 426 yards, and only 1 touchdown. I mean, again, 6 games into the season. I guess we still have 11 games. We could see some pickup, but it's a little bit low for Judkins. What's going on with the offense? Bowers, 4 touchdowns, 350. McMillan, 1 touchdown, 327. Tucker, 3 touchdowns, 314. Stewart, 283, 4 tutties. And Judkins has 1 receiving touchdowns as well. Defensively, Henley there at 48. From a TFL side, looks like we have 5 for Brissy. Sacks leading the way is Ruben Bain Jr. Interceptions, we got Henley and Shin with 2 each. The Bunts with 1. Deflections, 4 for Henley. 3. And forced fumbles, the big 0. Polar Bear Steve is not impressed with this roster right now. Yeah, guys, I mean, offensively, like, there's a lot of struggles going on right now, and I don't understand where it is coming from. Does not make any sense. However, this team is 4 and 2. We are 4 and 2, so that is a definitely big conversation we have to keep an eye on. Fisk. So Fisk wants to get paid. We have $168 million in cap room. He's been phenomenal. He's 29. It just only makes sense to keep him. He has the interest in staying, so let's see if we can lock that down. Perfect. Fisk is going to be back next year. Tedero and McMillan, obviously, he's one of our #1 receivers. So again, he has the interest. He wants to stay. Let's bump this up just a little bit, make sure he kicks it. McMillan is going to stay with us. Kyler Gordon. So the interest is not there. He is hitting his age 30 season next year, but he's 88 overall. Ideally, I would like to keep him. The cap room is here, so let's make that happen. Boom, Gordon's going to stay. We got our C2. Trey Tucker also looking to get paid. Man, we got a lot of people to pay. He's been great. I mean, you really can't complain. He's got up to 86. He got a star dev. He's 28. That do the job. Okay, Tucker stays. Brian Brissy, same thing. Man wants to get paid. I believe it. You've been a solid D tackle for us. You're 27. The interest isn't really there, but I'm willing to pay him to make it happen. Boom, done. Brissy stays. Emerson Jr., I mean, yeah, at 1 year at what he's asking for, I can make that happen. He's an 80. He's a solid pick for us. $4.5 million. We get the job done there. Thieneman's coming up. 18 million. He's an 80, 24. I mean, yeah, arguably you want to keep him. There's only 1 year left after this. Okay, so it's tempting. Maybe we get him in the offseason. DJ Glaze looking to kick around as well at 83 again. Am I really going to go shopping for a right tackle? Probably not. Let's just, if he'll stay, not enough. We'll try and get him the second time around. Ollie Gordon doesn't matter. Jeremy Chin is on the way down. He is. This is definitely an off-season play for me. Same thing with TJ. Michael Mayer couldn't really care at this point. Christian Harris, Briley Green, Colton Miller's come back up again, but again, he could fall off a cliff by season's end. Yeah, not really anybody here I really feel like I need to jump in on and sign. So we will see what the edge of the season takes us to. So here we go, guys. Second half of the year. Can this team make the playoffs again? Or are they going to fall short? If they fall short, I don't know what else to do. The amount of teams that we've built, guys, that this sim just refuses to allow to win games does not make a lick of sense to me. But what do I know? I'm just an idiot pushing the controller. I don't make Madden. That's up to EA Sports to figure out. So let's see if this team can at least make the playoffs, and we will start the battle from there to see if we can win a bloody Super Bowl in season number 6 with the Las Vegas Raiders. But to me, this team has what it takes. And they finished 12-5, baby. Let's go. That's what I like to see. Turned it on the back half. The offense picked up. Defensively, they've been studs. Looks like Pittsburgh actually finished first in the AFC. But we are right up there, tied with Tennessee at 12-5. So fun to see Crosby and Verse doing well. Crosby's still killing it, 20 sacks this past season. But, you know, listen, we did what we have to for the franchise. It was a 12-5 season, really solid output for us. Let's see how Milroe finished. So 4,500 yards, 41 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, sacked 32 times. Apparently, we just get sacked all the time. Judkins finished almost 1,000 yards, 980, 5 touchdowns. Milroe had 301 for 3. Ollie Gordon added 4 on the ground as well. Receiving wise, wow, 2,000-yard guys. Brock Bowers, 11 touchdowns, 1,118 yards. Trey Tucker had 14 touchdowns. He has been a stud. Probably one of the best receivers we've had all year. I don't know, man. He's really come out. 1,065. McMillan, 989 for 6. Stewart, 889 for 6. Judkins there, 370 for 2. Defense-wise, tackles, Henley led the way with 116. He's stellar, man. Just a really good sim. TFLs, 13 for Brissy, 11 for Bain Jr., and 10 for Fisk. That D-line is just killing it, man. Sack-wise, 12 for Fisk, 11.5 for Bain Jr., 11.5 for TJ Watt. Love to see that. Tui Pelotu with 8. And then let's look at deflections. Yeah, 8 for Sneed, 7 for Henley, 6 for Hill. And did we get the token? Yeah, Fisk and Bain Jr. get the token, force fumble for Polar Bear Steve. And the team took a step in the right direction, guys. That's what we needed to see. So I am happy for that. It is now time to take on the wild card with the Kansas City Chiefs, who have had our number a few times. So I'm hoping we can make some noise here. Actually, sorry. Let me show you guys the playoff bracket before we take that step. So Steelers with the first round bye. Falcons again with the first round bye. So it looks like we got the Titans, the Jags, us, the Chiefs, the Jets, the Broncos, 49ers, Bears, Vikings. We got Washington. We got the Dallas is in it again, apparently. We'll see if they do anything. And the Carolina Panthers on the other side. So let's start off. Game number 1. Can we do it? Come on, guys. Raider Nation, 12-5. Come on, we got this. Beautiful. We knock out Kansas City 29-22. This is the big game against Tennessee, the battle of two 12-5 teams. Can we do it again to make it to the AFC Championship game, the furthest we will be? Come on, guys, let's go. Look at our overall compared to them. If this team doesn't get the job done, let's fucking go, baby. 20-17. They take out the Titans. We got the Jets here for the AFC Championship game. Pretty close overalls. Jets were 10-7. We were 12-5. Tell me we can get this job done, boys. Tell me we can make the Super Bowl. Let's go. This is the team. This is the team. Let's go. And we fucking lost. Really? Or did we lose? Maybe not. Hold on. Maybe not. It's the Pro Bowl. This isn't the Super Bowl. It's the Pro Bowl. Did we beat the Jets? Hey! We're in the Super Bowl, baby! 20-12 win over the Jets. This 3 seed is moving on to take on the Falcons. We're the number 1 seed from the NFC, so we do have a battle. We have a battle. My Lord, oh Lord. Okay, guys. Let us move this ahead. We're going to sim to the Super Bowl. Hopefully we can get this done. This has to be the year. The two 12-5 teams, identical overalls. Oh me, oh my. This is it, guys. I will go back. I will review how everybody did in the playoffs, especially if we can get the job done. We'll do a quick look into our stats. But this is it. Falcons, Raiders, we are in the Super Bowl, baby. Come on. Tell me we can do it. Our first Super Bowl, Let's make it happen. Let's go, Raiders. Come on. Come on, Raiders. Oh, the flip. It's the flip. The Falcons took us out. Come on. Come on. That sucks. 45-28. That is a handed loss. Wow. Wow, guys. This is the farthest we made it. We made the Super Bowl, season number 6 with the Raiders. We got one more year. Can the team run it back? We'll see. Falcons win. Michael Penix Jr. takes the MVP. Joe Burrow won the MVP from the other side. Mike Tomlin was Coach of the Year. Puka Nacua won Offensive Player of the Year. Max Crosby, Defensive Player of the Year again. I think that's his 4th time in this sim. Jaleel Hazelwood, wide receiver for the Browns, won Offensive Rookie of the Year. And Michael Wiley won Defensive Rookie of the Year, right end for the Jaguars. Oh, boy. I really thought this was it, guys. But the way things were going, it really felt like this team was going to get the job done. Really, really felt like it. But you know what? Again, there's something to grow off of here. Let's take a quick look to see, was there anybody that left our team? EJ Watt retired. I was hoping to get him a title. We couldn't get the job done. It's super unfortunate. And you know what? He killed it. He had a really solid season for us. So we know we need some upgrades. Thank you, TJ. Some rumors he could be leaving Pittsburgh as well right now, which is really sad and not great to hear as a Steelers fan. God only knows we love TJ Watt, but it is what it is. Things happen. Let's go check the schedule. We'll take a look at these playoff games to see how the team performed. Team schedule. Okay, so they're going to go to the postseason. So starting off with that Chiefs victory, 29-22. How did the team do here? Milrow, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, 281 yards. What do we do here for rushing? So Judkins did not have a great game, only 53 yards, but he did have a touchdown. Receiving-wise, McMillan had 2 tutties, 120 yards, looking really good. Defensive side of the ball, I don't think we had any picks on Mahomes. No. Any sacks? Yeah, we definitely got to him. Hill, Bain, and Fisk, all with 2 each. Henley, Brissy, also with 1 each. So we made things uncomfortable for Mahomes. The 20-17 victory, looks like that one was Tennessee with a last-second push, almost made it happen. Raiola versus Milrow, pretty good battle there, 2 touchdowns each. Looking like, what do we do here? Rushing, Judkins led the way with 69, no tutties. Receiving, looks like Bowers and Tucker. Stewart led in yards with 62. And then defensive side of the ball, there was no picks. Sack-wise, 4.5 for Ruben Bain Jr. Unbelievable game for him. That definitely was a difference maker. The 20-12 game here looks like was a tight one as well. Looks like Milrow was 3 touchdowns, 1 pick, 275 yards. Yamaleva, not really getting the job done much there for the Jets. Looks like we stunted him quite well. Breece Hall and Judkins, 62 yards respectively. Receiving, Brock Bowers killed it, 103 with the touchdown. Tucker had 2 tutties as well. So they led the way for us. And then defensive side of it, let me go specifically to our team. So no interceptions, but we know there was some sacks. Brissy had 1.5. Henley, Tuipulotu also had. So tight game there. And then the unfortunate loss in the Super Bowl, the big game against the Falcons. Penix, 3 touchdowns. Milrow had 3 touchdowns. Apparently, Kyler Murray came in and threw a touchdown for fun. 312 yards for Milrow. He had himself a game, man. That's MVP caliber. Rushing-wise, yeah. I mean, Bijan Robinson, 2 touchdowns for Falcons. Raiders-wise, Judkins only had 23 yards. So no run game for us. 1 touchdown, however. Receiving, Tucker killed it. 152 yards, 2 touchdowns. He led the way. Also had a touchdown there for Stewart. And then defensive side of the ball, again, no interceptions. So the team wasn't getting interceptions in the playoffs, unfortunately. Sack-wise, 0. For a team that was getting a ton of sacks, that was a difference maker. Well, the Falcons clearly protected their quarterback well. Maybe some trickery with Kyler Murray getting a touchdown, but yeah, guys, we did not get the job done. It is incredibly unfortunate, but you know what? Like I said, there's a lot to build on with this team. We're going into season number 7 with our first time making the Super Bowl. We won an AFC championship, and this team, I mean, they shouldn't be getting worse. There's some cap money to spend. So let's take a look at the re-signs that we need to get done. Okay, so Thieneman, I think obviously we want to keep him. He's up to 80. Gonna get the job done for us there. So hopefully this is enough to do that. Okay, Thieneman will stay as our safety. DJ Glaze, obviously we'd like to keep him as well. Don't want to go start signing anybody else right now. So DJ, let's make this happen. Okay, DJ Glaze is not staying. So that hurts our right tackle position. Gordon can walk. Chin has fallen off, so we need a strong safety. Michael Mayer, I mean, again, doesn't make sense to go spend a lot of money there. Harris, I'm not too worried about. Colton Miller on a 1-year, 34, holding at 85, but will he hold? That is the biggest question. I think we might need to see him in the free agent side and decide from there. And then, yeah, Donaldson, I'm not going to pay you. I can get you in free as well. So we have $73 million in cap room. Obviously, a couple moves that we need to make and shore up some spots on. So let's head to free agency real quick here. It's season number 7, guys. It's do or die now. Do or die. Let's pray that we stay healthy, and let's pray that we can do something with this team, because this team is solid, and it's so unfortunate if we don't win anything with these guys because we've done so much. Receivers. Okay, so who is still kicking on this team right now? We got McMillan, Stewart, Tucker. We likely still need a number 4. Matthew Golden might be a great ad. I mean, obviously, there's some money available, so we could look to maybe get there. The interest is there with him. He's a 93. We also have Adonai Mitchell. Nobody really interested in him. I mean, you're only looking at a 1-point difference between him and Golden. Looks like for the most part, they're pretty similar. So I'd be curious to get into the receiver market. I'm not going to lie. Left tackle is obviously the big conversation here. Okay, so both of these guys are available. Miller, I am afraid of a drop-off, though. So do I give him the chance to come back at $21 million, though? That's a big ask. Big ask. Maybe nobody signs him. You know what? We're going to make the change. I'm sorry, Miller. I'd love to keep you. This gentleman does want to stay. If I can get him for a lesser cap hit, I can spend some other money in other places. So let's see if we can do something like that. $16 million. We'll bring in Bernard Raymond. He's interested to come play for us, so this could be a big signing. Our left guard position, I feel like we are still pretty good. Yeah, Greg Johnson's up to an 80. That's going to be serviceable. I'm not worried about that. We got JPJ still doing his thing. Right guard, we should still be fine. Obviously, we have our superstar. Yeah, Jared Nails is an 89. We're going to be fine. Right tackle, obviously, we have the Glaze issue. So he does have interest to come back. This is where spending that money definitely makes more sense. So let's see if we can have the conversation with him. We'll leave about $40 million. So the offer strength is looking good. Oh, Dallas. Dallas is going to be a problem for us, eh? The damn Cowboys are going to be a problem for us. I didn't want to have to overspend here, but we obviously need to make sure we can lock this guy up for our last season. Hopefully that puts us above Dallas. We're in line. We are in line. Okay, so let's have to keep an eye out on this one. We are good on the line. There's nothing we really have to do there. The team is looking phenomenal. Linebacker is an issue again. So TJ Watt left us. He was so fun to have. But we are going to have to bring in a linebacker to help out. Our middle linebackers are phenomenal. No issues there. The right outside linebacker, this might be the move. Yeah. Odafe Owe, 84, 31. We need to make sure we're bringing in some legitimate top-end talent. And this is how we do it. So he does have interest to play for us. I'm going to give him some money to make sure he signs. That puts us right at the top. Corners, I think we should still be okay for corner. No, we're going to need a corner. So Kool-Aid McKinstry and Kyler Gordon are back. We definitely need some corners to come play for this team because we have fallen off a cliff. So let's bring in a 35-year-old Jalen Ramsey. Why not? That sounds like fun. So Jalen Ramsey, he's interested in playing. We'll give him a quick $5 million if he'll come sign for us. And then I feel like, you know, the rest, I mean, we probably can get in free agency as a sign, like a one sign. Okay, you know what? Tariq Woolen would be a nice ad at $3 million. I know it's a little pricey, but okay, we did send in our negotiations, free safety. Yeah, we might be able to get Chin back or even a Bynum. Okay, let's sim a week here. Let's see what we got going. Obviously, we are battling cap right now. It is a little bit of a spicy meatball, but it's the last year, guys. So right now, it doesn't matter if we end up in Cap Hill after the season. We made a Super Bowl and we won an AFC championship, so that made me really happy. Let's go back to free agents again. Let's see if we were able to make some progress. What do we got here? Anybody sign? Okay, we got Odafe Owe, we got Glaze back, and we got Ramsey. So we are still in on Raymond. He is obviously super happy with our offer. Who else did we have? So that was 3, 4. I made a 5th offer, so who didn't sign with us? What am I missing? Active negotiations is 2. So is this guy that we offered not in the top 100? Is that what that means? Let's see. Who is open? Left tackle. We know that. Glaze signed. Interesting. Okay. So it says we have 2 active negotiations, but yet everybody's signed here. So Owe comes in for TJ Watt. Glaze will come back. We got Ramsey in. Need him to be. So the receiver position is one, again, that we needed to look into. We have $18 million kicking. We've lost a couple already. Okay, Elijah Moore, Joshua Palmer. We could bring in the Canadian, but the speed's not there. I think I'm going to go Adonai Mitchell. This probably makes some sense for us. Going to come in as a fourth receiver. Speedy. I don't know if anybody's offered him anything, but I'm hoping that we are at least in the conversation. Adonai, just us. Okay, so that'll do. If we can get Adonai Mitchell, I think that'd be solid for us. So it was Matthew Golden was the other player who was on the receiver side. The left tackle, again, we are still waiting to see if Raymond will sign. We should be all good to go there. Right end, the linebacker, we got Owe. Corner, we were able to lock that up. Tariq Woolen is still kicking around. Ideally, I would like to be in on Woolen, like no doubt. Nobody is making the offers. If we can sign him for like a bare minimum deal, this is like a no-brainer for us. 2.5 mil. Usually does really well in the sim as well. But okay, so safety, obviously position of need. So Andre Cisco, we could maybe move him or Thieneman even back over to free safety. The $6 million move. He is best available. He's got 88 speed, 30. Does that make sense? Yeah, because Jeremy Chin had 91 speed, but he's fallen off to... Yeah, we got to go best available, guys. So it's going to be Cisco. Let's make an offer. I don't think anybody is in on him. No, it's just going to be us. So perhaps we can make this signing happen. Go 2.5 and, like, let's do that. That makes a ton of sense. We perhaps can maybe look for a trade to see if we can get an upgrade at safety that way. But, I mean, we're going to try our best and see what we can do. See if we can get Cisco at the very least. Let's advance a week here. Let's see if we can get a lower salary cap, because that's what we need right now to survive. That means guys are signing, so we like to see that. So let's go. Did we get the left tackle? That one is incredibly important. Yes, sir. We got Owe, we got Glaze, we got Raymond, we got Ramsey, we got Woolen, and we got Cisco. That's it, guys. That is all we needed. All we needed. Actually, sorry. Adonai Mitchell is still kicking. I stand corrected. He is still kicking. He is the one piece to close this out to get the last one that we need. We got to make sure we save a little bit of cap, of course, signing our backup running back, backup halfback. Did Mitchell sign officially? Okay, Adonai Mitchell is officially a Las Vegas Raider as well. So let's see what we got here. We are heading into our last and final season. I'm going to sim it right through the next season because, again, we have no draft collateral. We have expensed everything we possibly can to make this team a Stanley Cup champion, and we are looking to do that legitimately. So, season number 7, guys. This is it. Hopefully this team can finally get over the hump. I'm just going to... Okay, so let's take a look at the lineup. Let's see exactly what we need again. We know a halfback. We know a backup quarterback. So those have to come. So Jalen Milroe has hit superstar. He's 91 overall. We got Judkins, who's hit 92, still at star dev. Tedorola McMillan at 89. Stewart at 88. Tucker at 86. Hudson at an 80. Adonai Mitchell there at 82. So I'm willing to move him up to the 4. I think we'll see some success there. Hudson can stay at 5. Raymond, Johnson, Dale's up to 89, which is incredible. JPJ's up to 90. Brock Bowers, of course, still killing it. So we do need a backup tight end. So backup tight end, backup halfback, backup quarterback, fullback as well. Defensive side of the ball, so Owe comes in for TJ Watt. Ramsey at safety is 85. Okay. Okay, no. Cisco at strong safety is 82. Ramsey's going to play 83 at corner where he needs to be. Thieneman's up to 82. Tui Pelota, Henley, Hill Jr., Owe, all like 84 to 87 across the board. The D-line looks disgusting. Yeah, things are looking pretty solid here. We might need a CB5, maybe, but I guess we kind of got away with 4 last time, just in case of injury. Yeah, kickers up to 84, still there. Flintoff got up to 82. So I don't really think there's anything on the defensive side we necessarily need. But obviously, we definitely need to focus on getting in a couple of those pieces on the offensive side of the ball. Let's go take a look at our free agent situation, see if we can get a couple of those signings taken care of here. And then up until that point, guys, it is time to sim. So Colton Miller is still kicking around, which is pretty interesting to see. We got Jerry Goff. He can come in as a backup quarterback. He can mentor Jalen, keep his growth going. Maybe the mentorships have helped in the sim as well. So that's something to stay focused on. Halfback-wise, backup, there's Justice Haynes, elusive back. That might be fun to bring in. Ollie Gordon could come back, but you know what? We're all in, guys. We're going to bring in Justice Haynes, $2.75 million. He's a scheme fit. He'll play behind Quinshon Judkins. Fullback-wise, okay, yeah, Donaldson Jr. is still kicking here, so we're going to bring him back in as well, because paying him $2 million is a lot less than what he was asking me to pay him when I tried to sign him. And then tight end-wise, what do we got here? Darnell Washington. I'm all in on Darnell. Let's do this. Darnell Washington, we're bringing Mount Washington to the Raiders to back up Brock Bowers, because why wouldn't you? Wide receiver-wise, yeah, nothing here really making sense for us to do. I mean, we're looking pretty solid on that side of the ball. Was there anything corner-wise for corner 5? Roger McCreary's kicking. I mean, it's not terrible. And there's also Tyreek Stevenson if we want to bring in a 5. L'Jarius Sneed is still there as well. We did have some success with him, and Martin Emerson is there as well. You know what? Let's bring in Sneed as a 5. Why not? Let's bring him in. Let's go take a look at that roster again real quick, and then it is time to start that sim, guys, because Season 7 has come. It has been, you know, quite a team built here. A lot to be proud of for sure. Let's go to the regular season. Hopefully, maybe see even some more growth. If they're starting to do their off-season stuff, maybe someone ends up higher. But seeing Jalen Milroe as 91 superstar is absolutely incredible. He started off this season with Geno Smith, or this franchise, and the growth has come, which has been really cool to see. So, okay, let's set our season goal. There's only one. Win or go home. That's it. Draft class, again, doesn't really matter. Sure, auto do it. I haven't been able to draft really anyways. Sure, cool. You got people there. That's great. Okay, let's check this one. No, I'm not relocating. No, I'm playing at Allegiant Stadium. They just made the bloody thing. Let's relax. This is where we want to be. Let's go see this lineup one last time. It looks like we did see a bit of an increase on this team again. Yeah, Milroe up to 92. Judkins there at 93. Wide receivers there looking good. Adonai Mitchell actually jumped to an 82 already. Hudson there in the 5 spot. Nails up to 89. Yeah, O-line is looking sexy. Washington went up to an 80 because he's so happy to be on this team. All right, what is going on? Cisco, okay. So Thiedemann we know is a natural strong safety. So I think I'm going to put him back to his initial position. I'll let Cisco play where he needs to be, just to make sure we're covered off the way we need to. So you, my friend, will go back to strong safety. Cisco will play at free safety. Maybe he goes up. Tell me he goes up back to his regular position. He goes to 81. All right, whatever. Cisco there at 82. You know, the linebackers are what we thought, who we thought they were. Okay, so where did Jalen Ramsey go? That is a problem. I need another corner. They only have 3 corners right now. I need to go find a 4th corner, because I get a feeling that they might have cut somebody. Nobody told them to cut anybody. So hopefully Jalen Ramsey didn't get picked up. It is quite possible that he did. We will find that out very quickly here when we go to the corners, because I need a 4th corner. Yeah, he's gone. All right, that's great. So we didn't do ourselves very well there. We will go back, bring back L'Jarius Sneed. Can I afford the $2.15 million? Doesn't seem like it had a problem. So I'm trying to understand why the hell it took my Jalen Ramsey away. I was quite excited to have him on the roster. He was still 82, 83, very serviceable player. So did this get the job done? Tell me you're not firing anybody else from my team on my behalf. That's a little annoying. Defensive side, just confirming. No. So I signed him. Where did he go? Where did he go? Do not see him anywhere. Second time this has happened to me. That's not fun. Okay, we are just going to sim to the halfway point of the season. Maybe it's just being a pain in the derriere right now. But 90 overall, guys. 93 offense. 87 defense. Time for the halfway point. Let's see where it takes us. Hands up in the air. Pray to God that this team can do what they did last year. Make a Super Bowl. But this time, finally win it. Because the growth has happened. This team is not going to get better than they are. This is the best team officially that we can say, stats-wise, overall-wise, that we have put together. It has been quite the build. 6-1, baby. 6-1. You love to see that. Not looking at any contracts. Doesn't matter. We're going to go right into the stats. Let's see what we're talking about here with our squad. So, Jalen Milroe has 1,800 yards, 23 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. My God, he's killing it. Only 10 sacks, so the O-line's doing their jobs all right. Quinshon Judkins, 573 yards, 7 touchdowns. Love that as well. Receiving side of the ball, so Bowers, 554, 6 touchdowns. Tucker, 524, 6 touchdowns. Stewart 330 with 3. McMillan 319 for 5. Judkins has 2 receiving as well. Defensive side of the ball, Deion Henley leading the way. Surprise, surprise. Who do we got for TFL? 6 for Bain Jr., 5 to Tui Pelota, 4 for Breesy. Sack-wise, Breesy's leading the way with 5. Bain Jr.'s got 4. Fisk has 4. That D-line, man, I'm telling you, is something. Interceptions, Henley with 2. We got 1 for Owe, Woolen, Hill, and Gordon. So guys are just really working out there. Pass deflections, 4 for Henley, 3 for McKinstry. And forced fumbles, token 1 for Steve. Braden Fisk gets the job done. And this team is rolling, boys and girls. 6-1. You'll love to see it. Milrose actually up there for yards as well. It's great to see. How we doing? Yeah, offensively, we're looking great. Defensively, pass yards were giving up a little bit more than I'd like. But obviously, the offense have taken a massive step forward. We are leading the division right now. But, of course, we do have Kansas City on our tail right now, who are playing right now. So 6-1, 5-2, we're up to 93 and 83 for a 90 overall. Let's rip this, guys. It is time to sim to the playoffs. Let's see if this team can get the job done and make another solid playoff here run in season number 7. I need this, guys. I need a Super Bowl under my belt because this has been a crazy, crazy build. By far, I feel like I'm only getting better. You know what I mean? Getting back into the mix again has been something to see. And I feel like, yeah, I've made strides in the right direction to get better at the sim, to make great teams. And it all started off with that Pittsburgh one with Polar Bear Steve. So if you've stayed tuned up to this point, thank you so much for watching. Here we go, 11-6. All right, 11-6. We will take it. How does that end up for us? So the offense cooled off a little bit. Defensively side of the ball, we did pick up. We finished second in the division because Kansas City decided they were going to take first. Buffalo finished first overall. We had 3 teams at 13-4, and we fall in right behind there at 11-6 with Baltimore. Looks like guys fell off. Mendoza had a great season. That's shout out there to Polar Bear Steve. Nobody really on the overall stats side, but really, does that make sense? We don't really care about any of that. Let's go take a look to see where our team did finish. It looks like Jalen Milroe. Wow, what a season. 4,300 yards, 47 touchdowns, 13 interceptions. More sacks, though, at 32, so something we have to keep an eye on. Judkins did not eclipse 1,000 yards. He had 826 for 7. Looks like Haynes did chip in, though, for 333 and 2. Milroe for 401. Receiving side of the ball, Tucker at 1,213 touchdowns. Bowers, 1,215 touchdowns. Stewart, 779 for 6. McMillan, 777 for 8. Judkins, 146 for 2. And Haynes, 122 for 2. So really spreading the ball out. Really good offense. Henley finished off leading the way in tackles. EFLs, we had Bain and Breesy with 11 each. Sacks, Bain Jr. with 13. Breesy with 8. Fisk with 5.5. Interceptions, again, team doing really well here. Henley led the way with 2, a bunch of guys with 1. Pass deflections, we had McKinstry with 10, Henley with 8. And forced fumbles, ended up with 4. There we go. Henley, Gordon, Fisk, and Bain Jr. all forced the fumbles. So, looking really good there. Polar Bear Steve's got something to be proud about. And these Raiders are off to the playoffs. So, we got the Tennessee Titans again. Actually, let me give you the playoff bracket. I know, I'm getting ahead of myself. So, obviously, we know the Bills took the number 1 seed. Cowboys took the number 1 seed from the NFC side. So we have Steelers and Bengals, little AFC North playoff battle. Ravens and Chiefs going to be a good one. Us and the Titans. You got Carolina against the Eagles. You got Minnesota against the Commanders. And then you got the Seahawks against the Falcons. Let's see how this plays out, guys. Number 1 game here. The lead off this playoffs against the 9-8 Titans. I think we killed them overall all the way. 91 overall, 93 offense, 89 defense now. Can we beat Tennessee and go on to round number 2? Come on, guys. This should be a walk in the park for us. We get the job done. 28-26. Albeit it was a close game. It was a very, very close game. Game number 2 against the Bengals. We got 13-4. They were obviously very solid. Overall, we do beat them. Defensively, we do beat them as well. Can we get the job done to make it to the AFC Championship game? Let's go, Raiders. Come on, baby. Come on, let's do it. Hell yeah, let's go. Knock out the Bengals 34-20. Taking us to the AFC Championship game against the number 1 seed Buffalo Bills, who finished 13-4. But again, we are better overall rated. 93 offense, 89 defense. Can the team get the job done again to head to the Super Bowl? Come on, Raiders. Let's do this. We can beat these guys. Moment of truth. Super Bowl bound, baby. Super Bowl bound. We beat the Bills 27-13, and we're going to play the number 1 seed, the Dallas Cowboys. in the Super Bowl. Here we go. Here we go, guys. Can this team get the job done? Look at the numbers, guys. Look at our stats. Team ranks, 9th overall in points per game offense. Pass yards, 11th. Rush yards, 9th. Defensively, points per game allowed, 2nd. Pass yards per game allowed, 1st. Defensive rush yards, 9th. Like, the team is on fire. So we're going to sim it off here to the Super Bowl, guys. This is back-to-back Super Bowls, back-to-back AFC championships. And we got ourselves a good matchup again here. So Drew Aller, who's actually starting for Dallas, 89, 91, 88, very, very close to our numbers. We are just slightly above them, and they just beat us overall-wise with their record by 1 win. Moment of truth, guys. Can the Las Vegas Raiders finish this off and win their first Super Bowl and win it in season number 7? Come on. Super Bowl champions, baby. Let's go. Rebuild complete. Check. First one off the list. Let's fucking go. We did it, guys. I am hyped up right now. I can't even speak. Las Vegas Raiders are champions. 4th time of the Super Bowl. 7-time AFC champions. Jalen Milroe wins that Super Bowl MVP. I'm sure he deserved it. He's been killing it. Drew Aller won the MVP for the Cowboys of the season. Zach Taylor was the coach of the year for the Bengals. Amon-Ra St. Brown won it for the Lions. Nick Bosa won Defensive Player of the Year for the 49ers. Terrell Gibson, Offensive Rookie of the Year for the Commanders, wide receiver. And middle linebacker Cameron Black for the Seahawks won the Defensive Rookie of the Year. Guys, we finally did it. Our first Super Bowl. I mean, I can't say I'm surprised. The team is fantastic, right? They really, really are. We put together a solid winner here. Weekly rewards, I imagine it's got to be Milroe, right? Yeah, look at that. Look at that, guys. 30 for 35, 388 yards, 6 touchdowns, only sacked once, 2 carries, 8 rushes. Fisk had 2 sacks. Let's go take a look at the stats. Let's go see how the playoffs rolled out. Let me get you guys here finished off real nice. I know Chef Tom would be super proud to see it. Let's get this done. So Jalen Milroe, we know what he did. Okay, sorry, I went to the wrong place. We looked at that already. What we need to look at is the schedule. This will get us there. This will get us there. I'm just hyped up right now, guys. I'm so sorry. We finally did it. Let's go to the postseason. Okay, so the 28-26 win against the Titans. What was the story here? Tight game. We know that for sure. Milroe, 291 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. We went against Dylan Raiola, the Patrick Mahomes Emu version. He went 314, 2 tutties, 1 pick. Let's look at the other side of the ball. Rushing, Judkins, 38 yards, 1 touchdown. Not a lot of rushes against these guys. But Judkins did have 83 yards catching and a touchdown. Stewart, 83 and a touchdown. McMillan had the other touchdown for us. Defensive side of the ball, who got the job done? Henley led the way. Stack-wise, who did it here? Fisk and Tui Pelotu. And who got the pick? Odafe Owe, who came in to replace TJ Watt. Again, incredibly unfortunate we couldn't win the Super Bowl for TJ, but we had a great year. He won the AFC Championship. He made a Super Bowl. Guys, what a comeback in the 4th quarter for this team. Milroe, 319 yards, 1 touchdown. Looks like Burrow was 336 for 2 touchdowns. He had the pick. Let's go over to the rushing side. Judkins, only 44 yards. He got 1 touchdown. Milroe rushed for 2. Guy killed it, apparently. Receiving, Tetero McMillan, 112. Bowers, 87. Judkins, 66 and a touchdown. Defensive side of the ball, tackles was Kyler Gordon. I think well done. TFLs, yeah, Bain had 2 sacks. Reese had 2, Fisk had 1. Interceptions, it was Anthony Hill Jr. who got the job done. So you'd love to see that as well. Next game there was a 27-13 against the Bills. I'd say a handed win here. Really handedly took them out. What do we got? So it was Caden Vaultkamp. No idea what that is. Maybe one of the newest additions with the AI created. Milroe, not a great game. 209, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick, sacked 4 times. So both sides were sacked quite well. Judkins had 86 in this game, led the way. Milroe had 44 and a rushing touchdown. Receiving side, McMillan had 84 and a touchdown. Tucker had 62 and a touchdown. Defensive side of the ball, let's focus on our team only. I don't care about the Bills. Henley led the way with 7 tackles. TFLs, we had Bain with 2. Sacks, we had Bain with 2. Breesy with 1. McKinley Jackson with 1. And then a half split there. And then interception, we did not have one. I thought we did. Okay. So that takes us to there. And finally, the 48-42 banger of a Super Bowl against the Cowboys, in which we put up 13 in overtime. 13-7 in overtime. Wow. Apparently, that's a hell of an overtime game. Jalen Milroe, 388 yards, 6 touchdowns. Drew Aller, 463 yards, 4 touchdowns. Absolutely insane. Okay. Rushing. Judkins actually surpassed 100. He had 120 for a touchdown. Looks like they didn't really rush the ball much very well. Receiving. CeeDee Lamb had a big game, 205, 2 tutties. Egbuka as well on that team, 114 a touchdown. McMillan had 112 and 2 tutties. Bowers had 89 and 2 tutties. Tucker, 87 and a tutty. Judkins, 73 and a tutty. And then do we have somebody else who got one? No, I think that was it, right? We had 6. That added up. Defensive side of the ball, tackles. Dayon Henley, man. Who else? PFL, we had Tui Pelotu and Breesy with 2 each. Sacks, 2 for Fisk, which we saw. Tui Pelotu had 1. Micah Parsons, Bain, and Henley had a split. And then, do we have the pick? Go Picks. There it is, guys. Those are the stats. That is the Las Vegas Raiders rebuilt with the Super Bowl. Back-to-back AFC championships in season 6 and 7. We really held out to the last minute to make this one happen. I wasn't sure it was going to. We'll do one last look at the roster here. Let's see where the team ended up overall-wise. I saw 90, I think 90 overall, 93 offense, 93 defense. Raymond, 84. Johnson got up to 85. JPJ, 91. Nails got up to a 92. Superstar Dev. Blaze held strong at 86. Brock Bowers, I mean, no surprise, 99 Superstar X Factor. Jalen Milroe, 97 Superstar X Factor. Incredible. Judkins got up to 97. Tedero McMillan, 91. Mitchell, 91. Tucker got up to 87. Adonai Mitchell got up to 83. Hudson got up to 82. Unbelievable, man. Defensive side of the ball. Owe actually dropped to 82, surprising. Cisco dropped to 78. Theneman went up to 84. Tui Pelotu got up to 89. Anthony Hill got up to 88. Henley up to 87. Fisk held his Superstar X Factor at 94. Breesy got up to 89. Bain Jr. got up to 93. McKinstry, 93. Kyler Gordon, 89. Woolen, 77. And apparently we never had a 4th CB, so we made it work without one. Figure that one there. So this team was 90 overall, guys. 90 overall, 93 offense, 90 defense. There it is. So guys, again, if you stayed this long, thank you so much for watching our content. We really do appreciate you. Hopefully this is a step in the right direction of us actually being able to start winning some Super Bowls. I think aggression is the way to come out. I was aggressive in this one, starting from season number 2. I made things happen. We are here. It's finally done. A Super Bowl has been had. So, Jack, this one is for you, my friend. We got a Super Bowl back for Raiders Nation. Again, thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. I know Chef Tom feels the same way. I know he's not here with me right now, but him and I have been chatting. He's been watching the content, having fun. We are planning on having our video shot soon where Chef Tom's going to be coming back. That might go straight to baseball. We might do the Colts. TBD. We'll let you guys know. You'll see it when it hits the content on YouTube. But we do appreciate every single one of you. So if you are new, please consider hitting subscribe. Help out the channel. We are growing. We are trying to make this thing happen again. We were 5 long years with no content, and now we are back. We are in our hashtag dad years, as I said at the beginning of the episode, and we're having some fun with it. We're doing it while we can. We're putting out 1 banger per week, but if we can make this grow, guys, we can give you more content, and we can make more happen. So help us get there. We would love to do more for you guys, but right now, we're going to keep up these rebuilds with 1 banger per week. And we're looking forward to baseball getting started and obviously continuing this with football. The draft is coming up here real quick, so lots to be excited about. So again, thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it, and so does Chef Tom. Get ready for the next banger. Who knows what's coming up? Definitely something to keep an eye out on. And how do you do that? Well, hit subscribe, right? Turn notifications on so you know when the MMC drops their next video. We've been dropping them Monday mornings at 9 a.m. And, you know, leave those comments. We love it. As you saw, Jack left a comment. He asked for the Raiders. We did the Raiders, and we won a Super Bowl. Obviously, outside of that, hit that like button. Get these videos really pushed up. Make sure that we can, you know, have the algorithm push our content and get the MMC growing. Be a part of the MMC family. And I don't know. It's a lot of repeats, but we appreciate everything of all of our viewers, old and new. Thank you guys so much. So I'm going to wrap it up here. What else can you say? Super Bowl bound, baby. We got us our first Super Bowl. Keep it twirling. Let's keep on winning some Super Bowls. Have yourselves a great one, guys.